going on, everybody? Welcome back to the conversation today. And today's going to be a very interesting day and a very different topic. Obviously, we will cover the transfer talk and everything else that's going on. There's absolute madness. You know, there's talk of Sandro Tonali coming to Arsenal and how keen we are on it. It's just a lot of stuff going on with the transfer news and everything across the board. So it's a very interesting time right now. With what's going on in the world of football as far as transfers. But really quickly, big up to Quaja. Appreciate you always stopping by, my guy. I will be putting the link in the chat here momentarily. Big up Godfrey every single time. I like the name change, Godfrey Prem Champion. I love it, my guy. But let's get into it real quick. I just want to touch this talk about this topic because it's come back up again, and people have been messaging me behind the scenes asking about what the scenario is. So basically, the deadline hit for the Chicago Bears. The Bears were trying to base, from what people are thinking, is that the Bears were trying to get some leverage and some tax breaks done, which in order for them to stay in Illinois or stay within the state of Illinois, which now most likely it's going to be that the Chicago Bears are going to move to the state of Indiana. Long term, it's better for them anyways that they go to the state of Indiana because it's going to be less taxes across the board. Possibly may be able to make it cheaper for fans to go to the game. Don't know how true that'll be. That's what some people have tried to say. I personally don't believe it because the McCaskies, if there's one thing they're good at, it's making money and knowing how to squeeze a million out of a penny. So basically what the situation is this. The McCaskies wanted tax breaks on the amount of property they had. Now, their argument was that since they made the purchase on the old Arlington racetrack to build the new stadium for the Chicago Bears in Arlington, the state of Illinois and Cook County increased the property tax for the area in anticipation that the stadium was going to be there. And the Bears' argument is that nothing has gone in yet. The property taxes shouldn't have been upped at all. And when you look at the overarching problem with the Chicago Bears scenario, as far as what's going on, it's basically just another scenario of a corporate giant trying to get out and be cheap and find the cheapest way possible to do something, even if that means robbing their constituents. Because pretty much the Bears wanted a tax break on the stadium of what they were going to eventually build in the suburbs of Chicago in Arlington Heights, and it didn't go their way because they weren't getting the tax break that they were allowed. Now, what they wanted originally was to stay in the city of Chicago, despite all the bullshit that you've heard from certain sports media cast people who are not from Chicago and don't really know what they're talking about when they start talking about, the crime in Chicago and everything else is the reason why the Bears is trying to leave. That's not a reason why the Bears are trying to leave at all. Yeah, Godfrey, it's NFL real quick, and then we're going to jump right into transfers. Right into transfer talk and football talk. And we will be tying this corporate greed into the problem of what's going on with the World Cup, because the World Cup is an absolute fucking shambles over here in the States right now. I don't know how much you guys overseas have been actually seeing what's going on over here, but the World Cup in America looks to be a nothing short of a disaster. So at the end of the day, the problem here at the end of the day is that the big type of money guys who are trying to be ownership in football and just in all sports in general over here in America are trying to swindle their way through making money. My man, my fellow NFL guy over here, even though I won't hold it against him because he's a Boston guy. But
hang on. I got the wrong background here. Hang on, give it a second. There we go. Hold on.
There we go. But so anyways, Carl, to what I was saying is just a quick rundown. So the Chicago Bears didn't get the property tax break that they wanted, which I personally don't give a fuck if they got it or not. I think what they've been asking for is absolute ridiculous, but it is what it is. That's how the world works, especially over here in Chicago. And the worst part about this entire scenario is the corporate greed just keeps going further and further. These guys wanted to build a $4.5 billion stadium, but basically wanted the taxpayers of the city of Chicago to flip the bill if the stadium was going to stay in the city. That obviously went south because the taxpayers came out along with the mayor. As much as I don't think the mayor of Chicago is that great, the one thing I will give him credit for is he told the Bears to go fuck off, which is the right thing to do, because there's no reason for everybody's taxes to go up to flip the bill for the stadium and then still have to go to the stadium and pay high prices for everything. You know, I don't know if you know this, but if you lowered the tax rates around San Francisco, the Chicago Bears would be the most expensive team to go see in the NFL, which is an absolute disgrace when we haven't won a fucking Super Bowl in 40 odd years. It'll actually be 41 years this year because the Bears ain't fucking winning this year. So at the end of the day, the fact of the matter is that they're trying to swindle their way into trying to not pay for anything. And the amazing thing about this is the Bears are saying they don't have the capital to be able to pay for a stadium, yet the Bears are worth $9.5 billion, which is fucking hysterical to me. That somebody who has an entity that's worth $9.5 billion doesn't have enough capital to be able to take a loan out to build a stadium, that the stadium will basically pay for itself when you look at everything that goes on in America with all the different big sports things and everything else that stadiums need that capacity now. For me, it's an absolute disgrace that we're sitting here with people that have that much money and they're crying broke and they want small people to flip the bill for them. For me, it's a joke. And to tie it in now to what Godfrey was asking to switch it over to the World Cup, this World Cup's going to be a fucking disgrace. I can already see it happening. What they're asking for in ticket prices is an absolute fucking joke. And it's a disgrace to have people try to fly. All these fans who are trying to fly overseas, basically having to go in. There's talks that a lot of people are going to be going $20,000 to $30,000 in debt to be able to see this World Cup in America because of what they're asking for as far as prices for tickets. And that's just tickets. We're not talking about hotels. We're not talking about airfare. We're not talking about memorabilia. It's absolutely ridiculous that this is going on. Godfrey, the Bears have been close to winning a Super Bowl twice in the last 40 years. That's it. So, and that's the reason why that I have a huge problem with how the Bears have been going about it. And the best part is, once again, you have people who have taken certain political stances talking about how billionaires need to pay their fair share and everything else over here in America. And I'm sure it's like this all around the world. Yet, as soon as it comes time for the billionaires to pay their fair share, the same people that were saying that that's what needs to happen so they could just be a part of the go along, get along gang when it comes to politics, immediately turns around and starts talking about, oh, the billionaires need tax breaks. I'm sorry, go fuck yourself. At the end of the day, I mean, Carl, what have you been seeing as far as the situation with the World Cup? Has it been that televised over across the pond? As far as that, the tickets and everything look very abysmal.
Yeah, the tickets are abysmal. The flights are abysmal. It's just an absolute mess right now. This is corporate greed at its absolute finest. Mm-hmm. What you can basically see. FIFA have just completely. We have now gone past the point of return of where it was a working man sport, now turning into the corporate buyers or anyone who doesn't get, or money grabbers who don't give a crap about the game itself. It's all about money. And the problem, and big up, bud. And
big up, Carl. Good to see you, man.
You too, man. And at the end of the day, this was always going to play its part. If you look over the next 3 World Cups, obviously in 4 years, it'll go Morocco, Spain, Portugal, which would be a little bit more easier. But then it wouldn't surprise me if Saudi Arabia is going to end up getting one as well. And that's going to be extortionate. Very, very lucky. There are people that are going to take loans out just to go to the World Cup, and it is going to absolutely cripple them. I mean, our bloody benefits system over here in this country is absolutely disgusting, as if we've got like fucking 40-odd million people on benefits. It's going to be triple that after the World Cup because of the landed so much in the shit. But anyway, getting back onto topic. No, the World Cup is going to be a mess. It's going to polish the turd up as much as they can, right? Mm-hmm. But there's also instances not just to do with the money; it's instances to do with the pitch conditions. Now, we've all watched the NFL, right? And some teams play on grass, some play on a little bit of play on, synthetic turf, and some teams play a little bit of in between, a bit of grass, a bit of synthetic. I don't know how they work it out, but I think that's what they got at Tottenham Stadium anyway, right? During one of the trainings, I think it was the Ghana team. They were playing in, Tampa. Was it playing in Tampa Bay? I think they were playing in Tampa Bay or training in Tampa Bay.
I think it was Miami, because that's where the World I think it was Miami because that's
Yeah,
that's one of the cities that's hosting it.
who?
Unfortunately, not Tampa Bay.
yeah.
Miami.
Yeah.
No, who's the team?
Oh,
think
the
it-
team. I'm sorry. Yeah, who
I
was the
think
team?
it,
I'm sorry.
I think it was
Oh, this
Ghana.
was at Senegal. Yeah,
Oh, Senegal. Training with it, yes.
Senegal, yeah, it was
And it
Senegal that was
barely-
practicing. Yeah, it was Senegal who was waiting to see how the big up Brenny, big up Benji. Yeah, it was Senegal who was testing to see how the balls were going to bounce on what's going on. And it's basically now you've had some of the stadiums who are not taking on, which is funny. I don't know if they've talked about this in the UK at all. Some of the stadiums are not flipping the bill to rip up the AstroTurf to lay grass down. They're putting the grass over the AstroTurf, which is why you saw shit with Senegal practicing how the ball was going to bounce and how the ball's not bouncing that well because the AstroTurf is absorbing the ball to where it's just killing it on the pitch, to where you're going to see much different games over here than what we normally see with the sport. Like I said, the whole thing is a shit show.
Yeah, it's going to be a complete and total S show. And Carl, I don't know if you know this, but Gianni knows this. The final is going to be where the Jets play every year, where you see the Jets. MetLife. Yep. MetLife is the worst. And when I say worst, I mean it's amongst the bottom of the league in terms of pitch conditions, in terms of grass. It's so bad to the point where the number of injuries, like ACL, Achilles, the number of injuries that NFL players have had to sustain. Oh my God, it wouldn't surprise me if half the team blew out their Achilles or did something. It's going to be a complete and total S show.
And that's what's going to be very interesting, because if you look at the rules that FIFA has in place, if a player gets injured for longer than 6 weeks, the national teams have to flip the bill on their salaries.
What?
So, yeah. So you can imagine how interesting this is going to get with certain players, i.e. when you look at from the Arsenal perspective specifically, you really got to worry about Saka and Rice, because Rice running around on those types of pitches potentially is going to be bad, because AstroTurf is fucking terrible for football.
Horrible. It's so bad.
So it's a shit show, man. It's
an S show. Fuck that.
And what's sad as well is, I've always sat here and said, the American owners this, the American owners that, when it comes to buying teams in England and everything else. But it's just like I see where people have a problem with it, and I see it even more so now because of the situation with the Bears. And thank God the Bears ownership ain't buying no team in the Premier League, because them motherfuckers will run that team into the ground. But
and that's the thing with the American owners. Funny you brought that up. It's funny. It's really funny. It's really funny how American owners go into the Premier League, i.e. Chelsea, Liverpool. Well, Arsenal just won the league. And it's really funny that the American owners go into the Premier League and any of these foreign leagues, and those teams don't win. In fact, they don't win, and then they just go down and down and down. Like Chelsea, Liverpool are going to be like that. I'm telling you, they're going to
not
suffer.
really, because
they
no.
are.
No.
Why?
First and foremost, Liverpool, Chelsea, and Arsenal are, well, first of all, not Chelsea. Liverpool and Arsenal are the legacy clubs of England. They're never going to go down. That's not going to happen. Number one.
Man United.
Even if they have I forgot Man United.
They're the legacy clubs. They're never going to go down. That's number one. Number two, the reason why we needed Tottenham to go down, besides the fact that we're Arsenal fans and we hate fucking Tottenham
and City, because they always do a number on us. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
But the thing is that if Tottenham was to get sent down, it would show the pointlessness of handicapping teams. The reason why that they're handicapping teams is because the American ownership teams of the legacy clubs would be the only teams fighting for the Premier League for the foreseeable future. You would not, and that's how they want it, is what I should say. They want the legacy clubs to be the only ones fighting for Europe. Clubs like Aston Villa and Newcastle, the Premier League does not want to win. As much as they claim they do, they don't, because of the finances of how they're holding those teams back. They don't want those owners to have full access to be able to pump in money the way Arsenal, Manchester United, Liverpool, Chelsea, City, Tottenham are able to do. That's just the way it is with that. So the American owners have nothing to do with that. If anything, the American owners were smart in where they position themselves in buying the certain teams in England. That's the only thing. They're never going to go down, because, again, the problem is, at the end of the day, is that whether it's financing or not, they've already rigged the league to make sure that those clubs are going to be better. So they're never going to go down whatsoever. They may have bad seasons, but they're never going to go down again. Tottenham's the only one that's here. Tottenham is the lowest earning club out of the big six.
Seriously?
Tottenham is the lowest earning club out of the big six when you look at total revenue at the end of the year. They still make over 200 million euros more than Aston Villa a year. And Aston Villa is the club that's supposed to bridge the gap from the rest of the pack to the big six. And there's that much of a money discrepancy. And because there's that big of a money discrepancy, that's why they hold them back from trying to compete with the big clubs. That's where the corporate problems come into play with how the Premier League is. Plus, the other problem is that the Premier League as a whole doesn't know what they're doing when it comes to actually making money, because how you get 600 to 700 million viewership a week on your biggest game, yet you're not worth half of MLB or basketball, let alone football.
Or even college football or college basketball.
Right.
Yeah, the American sports make way more than the Premier League. Like that's why I laugh when people are saying, "Oh, our season ticket prices have gone up X% or 12%." Look at the NFL. Look at the MLB. It's $1,000 to go to a baseball game. You wanted to go to Dodger Stadium or Yankee Stadium, it's $1,000. And there's
the Bears, it's about $450 a person.
There you go.
When you look at total cost at the end of the day, season tickets for the Bears. I know my Uncle Timmy's paying $30,000 a year for his season tickets for the Bears.
What?
And he's been a season ticket holder for the Bears for 25 years.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Hang on, let me get that correctly. £30,000.
No, $30,000. So maybe £17,500 a year.
So whatever that translates to in pounds.
Or 9 potential. How many games at home of the Bears got? Is it 9 or 8?
Well, depending if there's an international game, 9.
9 games, depending on if they go away for an international game.
Yes. So if you do the math there, take
that's like £1,500 a game.
Yeah.
Yep.
On average.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Yeah. That's what it translates to.
Wow.
But that's why I laugh when people are saying, "Oh, my season ticket in England has gone up 5%, like has gone up 15%."
But here's the thing.
No,
but the thing is that they're not used to that.
If they come to the US.
Yeah, well, the thing is that they're not used to that over there. We're used to it over here. Again, look at the Cubs.
Yeah,
Cubs. When the Cubs won the World Series, the Ricketts the next year increased all season ticket holders' prices by 25%.
Right.
So, like for instance, a buddy of my stepdad's, he was a distributor for Pepsi. And because Pepsi had the contract to the Cubs, he was able to get lower season tickets. So he got grandfathered in off of that. But then when the Ricketts came in and they got the Cubs to win, they said, to hell with all that. There is no grandfather clause for anybody. Now, you had old ladies who had been season ticket holders for the Cubs for 40 plus years. You had old men that were season ticket holders of the Cubs for 50 plus years. Again, you run into that when you talk about legacy. When you talk about the legacy teams for baseball, it's the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Cubs,
Dodgers.
the Dodgers. That's it. I don't give a fuck about who says what the other teams are.
The Pittsburgh Pirates, whatever. No, get out of here.
No,
they ain't worth a fuck.
The Red Sox, the Yankees, the Cubs, and the Dodgers are the legacy teams in baseball. That's it.
Correct.
And maybe the fifth option would maybe be the Atlanta Braves. Maybe.
Atlanta Braves?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I would have put maybe like the Cardinals or the Reds or
no. You know,
I would say the A's, but they're not there anymore.
No, the A's is a good shout actually.
Yeah, but the A's they're not there. They're not in Oakland anymore.
The A's, they not only don't play in Oakland, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. That owner for the Athletics is an idiot.
What, Fisher?
Yeah, he's an idiot. He doesn't know.
Wow. How'd you know that, Carl? I'm impressed.
He's a baseball fan too.
I know. I like most American sports, but baseball, I'm sorry. I look at baseball like I look at cricket. I would rather play it than watch it.
Well, the thing with baseball,
the TV, I agree with you. Going to a game is differently.
It is actually.
Yeah, I agree with that. I've gone to a 2020 game in Hampshire where I live, and that was in the boiling hot summer. And like with my mates, I'm like, okay, we're drinking beer, we're in Southampton, watching cricket. Fuck it, let's just get drunk. And every time the ball goes out, the music goes on. We all just celebrate. I've never been keen on baseball. I'll try it right now. Great. I tried to watch an entire game. The first ever game that came over to the UK, which was obviously Red Sox Yankees, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I got through about 90 minutes of that game, and I was like, do you know what? I just can't. This is just not for me.
Yeah.
Well,
It's just not for me.
The thing with baseball is that it's really hard. Like when you look at the Dodgers offense with Shohei and Mookie Betts and those guys, it's really hard to hit balls, especially when you have amazing pitchers like Shohei and all these other guys that have won Cy Young awards. So it's really hard to hit a baseball on every bat, on every possession. It's hard. So
the one thing I do like what they're doing right now is to modernize the game. Obviously, they've actually got the pitch clock now, which obviously speeds the game up. And also for the ninth inning, then when they send out the closer, they actually have an anthem to come out to. I think who was it? Was it Michael Miller? He comes out to Corn blind. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's
Mariano Rivera was the one who started all that because they started playing Enter Sandman because that was his nickname.
Oh, brilliant!
Talk about it. The greatest finisher in all of sports. Well, baseball, all sports. Absolutely.
Definitely closer. But when you look at the situation just overall with the corporate greed, now what doesn't make sense to me, which I think is very interesting, and I actually will give the American ownership the big nod on this, was I didn't know you guys don't have workers unions out there for athletes. That's the thing that shocked me out with the Premier League, which I think is a big reason why the money is so low, because you have to raise a certain amount of revenue in order to have the workers unions that you have, like you have over here. Like baseball has the greatest workers union in the fucking world. If you sign $100 million contract and you get a career-ending injury, you're getting your full $100 million. There is no settling out of court when it comes to that. It's the best workers union in the world. Football.
Have you heard?
Football, all you got to do is last 7 full seasons in the NFL, and you're guaranteed $850,000 a year for the rest of your life.
Yep.
So
have you heard? Oh, it is what it is. Carl, have you heard a guy named Bobby Bonilla?
Rings the bell.
So Bobby Bonilla, I forget what position did he play, Gianni, for the Mets? Yeah, so Bobby Bonilla was an outfielder for the New York Mets. The guy's been retired for 20 years. And over here in the States, they have what's called Bobby Bonilla Day, where every July 1st, the guy gets paid $1.5 million a year for 24 years. And the guy's been retired for over 20 years. And he's still getting paid by the New York Mets, even though his career ended years ago. So that's why I'm saying, baseball and NFL, they have the best workers union, because if you get a career threatening injury, you still have to get paid by those teams. And if you play in the NFL long enough, you get $1 million fully guaranteed. And I think you get full health insurance But the
NFL isn't guaranteed money. The NFL is not completely guaranteed like MLB is.
Right.
You get guaranteed money when you sign your contract. You get guaranteed money up to a certain amount of contract, but then you have to play out the remaining of that contract to get the rest.
It's the same thing with basketball too. Basketball isn't guaranteed money either. Baseball is the only one that's guaranteed money in the States. That's why they're the best by anybody else. And theirs is stupid. I think their retirement package is 6 years, and it's like I think baseball's 6 or 7 years. But theirs, I think, is 1.2 million guaranteed a year, which is interesting because it's less money. They make considerably less money than the NFL.
Jesus.
But it's America's pastime.
Well, I don't know about that anymore, because it's starting to die down, because you can't even watch any. Well, think about it. You can't, unless you have MLB Network or MLB TV subscribe, you're not going to be able to watch every game, depending on who you support. Like, for example, if you wanted to watch the Dodgers play, which I don't because I hate the Dodgers, you can't watch the Dodgers here in Connecticut. You can't watch them in Chicago. You have to be in Los Angeles or any region outside of Los Angeles to get that game, because of the subscriptions and the TV rights. You can't watch every game. Yeah, it's insane.
That's fine.
No, well, I mean, sure.
Yeah, because they don't be here. Okay, where you're saying that that's wrong, it's actually better to do that, because then you have a Chicago Cubs situation. The Cubs played on Channel 9. Everybody growing up had 2, 3, 5, 7, 9, and 12 growing up. Those were the only cable stations if you didn't pay for cable money in the States. It didn't matter if you were in New York or Timbuktu. If you had Channel 9, you were watching the Cubs. during baseball season. That's why they've set all this up, is they don't want a monopoly like how the Cubs have. Because again, the Cubs didn't win a World Series for 109 years, yet they have the third highest fan base in the entire. They have a larger fan base than the New York Yankees do. It's really the Dodgers and the Cubs. Yeah.
No
Yeah.
way.
Uh-huh.
The Cubs have a bigger fan base? No way.
100% they do. 100%
Jesus,
they do.
what?
100% they do. Any
How
team,
is that-
any game you watch, there's Cub fans there.
What? That is wow. That is beyond me. And the Cubs haven't won a World Series in nearly 110. That is wow.
No, that was before. Now it's 10. Now it's going into
Right.
year.
It's 11 years, right? Yeah,
11
yeah.
years.
Because I think they beat who they beat. Was it No, it wasn't Kansas City.
No, they
Who they
beat
beat now?
Cleveland.
Cleveland. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Wow. I had no idea that the Cubs had more fans than us. That's insane. Damn.
Oh yeah,
Um,
100%.
Yeah,
But
100%.
What do you think, Jim? You think you want to spend $1,200 on a Uzbekistan versus Senegal game?
For $3,000 in
No
Boston?
way. I'm not spending that money. I'm not spending that money to watch that game. I'd rather watch it on TV.
Big
Yeah.
up Suge. Suge, I
Big
don't know
up
if you had
Suge,
your
man.
surgery or not
Big
yet,
up
but I
Suge.
hope everything's going well with you, my guy.
Yeah, big up Suge,
Oh,
man.
that's up
Sorry
Suge.
about the Spurs
Yeah.
loss yesterday.
But to
Because I watch the Super Bowl every year, you know, on Sky Sports,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
it's better on TV than watching it live. I'm not paying that much money to watch it live.
I wonder
Well-
how much were they charging for tickets, like when a football game goes to Wembley Stadium? Were they charging a lot of money for that?
Yeah, I'm actually curious now.
I have to guess like 200 and something like that, or 100.
So exchange rate on that's probably like around 350 to 400. And it's not bad.
That's
Because
not bad at all.
If it
Considering
well,
it's Wembley.
it's
It's
bad.
still a
It's
lot of money.
bad if-
It's still a lot of money, but at least it's more. You
Yeah.
know, it's more
Yeah, it's
achievable.
reasonable. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's reasonable.
Mm.
Well, again, imagine if you're not a season ticket holder and you want to go to every Bears game. You're averaging that every game.
Jesus
You're
Christ.
averaging $400 a game when you look at everything. If you're going to go to a game, if you want to get the full blown American experience, right? You're going to pay for the ticket. You're going to go in. You're going to get a hot dog, or you're going to get
Yep.
a Hogan burger, whatever, and you're going to get the hot dog that's made specifically for that city. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but there's different style hot dogs and everything else, and every
And
other
pizzas. Yep,
You got
everything.
Yes.
pizzas, you got burgers, you get the big
Burgers,
fucking hot pretzel with the salt and the cheese and everything else and all that other shit. And you know, what when they do these generalizations, when they look at what it costs for everything else, it normally costs you when you go and buy everything, like in Chicago, you're spending anywhere from $300 to $450 every fucking game.
Wow.
So
Not to mention the fact you get sunburn in September and you freeze your nuts off in December and January because
Yeah.
if it's a normal year, you're
No.
freezing your balls off in November.
Yeah. And if you get to January, then somehow if you get to January, then you are a warrior. Because let me tell you, there are times in the Midwest. I've actually been to the Midwest, and I actually argue that Minnesota is colder than Chicago. Like there are times I've been in.
Not even close.
Seriously,
Not
it
even
gets to
close.
like negative
Chicago is
5
freezing.
degrees.
Chicago is
Brother,
freezing.
we every year Chicago has 2 to 3 weeks of negative 30 with a
What?
wind chill. Yes,
Jesus,
we get
what?
negative 30. So I don't even know what the fuck that is in Celsius. I want to say
I don't
it's
even
probably
want to
like
know what that is in
it's probably like
Celsius.
negative 60 something in Celsius or
So
something.
that's reason.
It's fucking cold.
Oh,
And
That
not
is
only is it negative,
insane.
not only is it negative like 25 or 30 for 3 weeks, you also got the typical, again, our name is the Windy City. You're talking about 30-mile-an-hour winds as well, whipping you in the face, negative 25.
No wonder your kickers suck all the time.
Hey, the kicker,
Oh,
our kicker sucks now. Our old kicker was one of the best kickers in the history of the fucking game, but he's been gone for a long fucking time.
Well, he's not Adam Vinatieri, but that's a whole different topic.
Yeah, well, it's interesting
that's
and
fine.
how much. No. Take that
No.
Packers shit off if you're going to be
No,
on here. I'm a
no,
Bears fan.
take that
Fuck them
off.
motherfuckers. Fuck the Packers. Gianni, it's a big up, Mr. Pads. It's interesting in a way how much American teams are worth and the finances in American sports compared to say soccer. You could say we'll say football.
Yeah, we're gonna
Rams
say football.
Rams
I'm not
with way
saying that
more
word.
than Arsenal friend. But see, here's the difference. Okay, here's the difference with this though. The problem is that the United States, when we talk about like what the title is with corporate greed, the corporations know how to market the game 10 times better here. I'm not even going to say 10. They know how to market the game 1,000,000 times better.
Yeah, 10 million times
going on in England. Because again, if you swapped the numbers, say American football, you probably, I would say you probably get about 80, maybe to 100, maybe 80 to 90 million people every weekend watching all the games. If you add up all the different numbers to every single team, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's also more teams than what it is in the Premier League.
Yes.
And the other thing is the commercialization of how the collective bargaining works with player salaries and what you're able to do as far as marketing abroad. So before baseball and basketball signed the contracts to get the Chinese market, which is where the big money is now for basketball, which is why you have this crazy amount of money going for Stephen Curry and LeBron James and everybody else.
And Michael Jordan and whatever.
Those contracts, they were not getting paid that if you go back 15 years ago before the Chinese market was not open to the NBA. Like LeBron, when he signed with the Heat, was only getting $24 million a year. You look at since the Chinese market is now, the big time guys in the NBA are making 35, 40 million a year now. That never used to be the case. Football, it was only a matter of time because of how much money there is anyways. Again, you're talking about a corporation that makes on a bad year 20 billion. Normally,
and on a good year, it makes about 30 to 40 billion. And I'm saying that
about 20.
Well, no, I'm saying that
I'm 30.
Right, but I'm saying that because you mentioned it, and you mentioned this earlier, and I did some research. If you include the gambling in the NFL, because there's a shit ton of gambling on regular season game playoffs.
If you're including the gambling, you might as well say 50 because
that's why I was saying.
If you're going to talk about gambling on the NFL, then that's a whole different kettle of fish because you're just talking legal gambling. Illegal gambling on the NFL.
That's what I mean.
Illegal gambling on the NFL in the United States makes more money than drug dealing does. I'm sorry. So that ain't, if you're talking about that, you're talking 50, 60 million, really, if you're going to get that crazy with the NFL. So that's where it is as far as all that. But the problem is that the guys who run the Premier League don't know how to do the marketing. That's the difference. Again, if you had the NFL getting 600 million a weekend, like how it is in the Premier League, the NFL would probably be worth about 100 billion a year. That's the United States and the corporations here know how to market it properly, differently than what it is over in England. Again,
or any other country, really.
Like for example, like what Chike was saying, you have different apps where they may block you out of watching other games. Now in the NFL, that doesn't happen because it's three dedicated channels. You get CBS, you get
NBC,
Fox, you get ESPN, and NBC.
Correct.
And they rotate the games. So like NBC, so like ESPN 1 year may get all the Sunday night games, and then somebody else is going to get the Monday night games. And then normally it's CBS and Fox that get all of the games for your noon kickoff games and your afternoon games. And then you got Sunday night and Monday night, which are two different things. And now Thursday night football went to fucking Amazon.
I was going to say, it went to Amazon Prime.
That is a joke in and of itself that Amazon was able to get the NFL, but that's a whole nother discussion because that's also a part of corporate greed because Amazon now supposedly is going to get access to certain World Cup games.
What? This one?
What they're talking about.
You got to be effing kidding me.
That's why. So apparently Infantino is supposedly looking into what's going on because I don't know how it works in England or outside of the United States.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But we have ticket companies like Live Nation, Ticketmaster, and all these who are just scumbags. So what
Vivid Seats.
Vivid Seats.
Yep.
All they do is they buy out
scumbag pieces of shit.
They buy out all the tickets.
Yep.
And then they do the resale. So what you would normally get, so say You want to go see whoever you want to see England play France, for example, in the quarterfinals at wherever the fuck they're going to put it. If there was no such thing as these ticketing companies, you probably only pay about $75-$80 a ticket.
Yep.
But the problem is these companies come out and buy out all the tickets and then resell them on the market. So, for example, in Chicago every year, the big summer bash is Lollapalooza. You got people from all over the world that come to Chicago to do the 4-day music festival in downtown Chicago.
Yep.
Is that where you turn the river green?
No, that's the St. Patrick's Day parade.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay.
No,
that's
St. Patrick's Day. Yeah.
That's a whole other thing.
You're good.
St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day in Chicago is the biggest St. Patrick's Day celebration in the United States.
Really? Bigger than New York City? Damn.
Way bigger. Way bigger. Way bigger.
Considering Boston's got Irish heritage as well.
I was about to say.
Boston's only got 700,000 people. And if you take the population of the suburbs, it's maybe 3. If you take the population of the suburbs in Chicago, it's 10 million people.
No, what's in Chicago?
Chicago inner city population is 2.8 million. You take the suburbs and the surrounding areas, and that includes Northwest Indiana and southern Wisconsin. It's about a little over 10 million. It's a little over 10 million people. But every year, on average, the population of the city of Chicago goes up by 1.5 million on St. Patrick's Day. And that's just the downtown parade. That's not the Southside Irish parade. The Southside Irish parade in the actual Irish neighborhoods, you're talking another 800,000 people on a street that's the size of a fucking alley.
Damn.
And every other place is a bar. So they're falling out, and they're drinking at 5 o'clock in the morning on that one. The Southside Irish parade is absolutely insane. Like, you could legitimately go rob a bank and you wouldn't get caught because of how many cops have to be at the Southside Irish parade because of how out of hand it normally gets.
No wonder your Guinness stocks are very low on St. Patrick's Day.
Bro, they what was it? What was the year that Ireland made it to the Euros? Was it 2012? When they played Italy in the group stage? Was it 2012 or was it 2016?
I think it was 2016.
I think it was.
Wales were in 2016.
No, that's right. Wales
I think
was
it's
2012. It had to be. It had to be.
2012 when 2012, I want to say Ireland qualified for the Euros right around the St. Patrick's Day Fest. I've never seen so many American Irish actually have like an Irish football jersey on, and they drank like the whole Beverly on its own. The whole township was dry because of how much liquor they went through.
What?
Oh my day.
Like a buddy of mine was in band in high school, and my high school marching band was asked to do. They were playing like Irish folk music, but transposed for like for a band, and they were playing it. And these motherfuckers are climbing over the fence trying to steal the saxophones. The trade is fucking insane. It's fucking the entire time. And Beverly's no small place. It's about 30,000 people.
Damn.
That fucking drank that town dry.
Hell.
The Southside Irish parade in Chicago, they get down. So and it's the same thing in the city. It's the same. It's one of the largest. They call it one of the largest tax days because they normally, I think they said the city averages around 200 million just on St. Patrick's Day as far as alcohol tax being sold. So it's serious. So you're again, like I said, you're talking for a one-off weekend. You're talking the inner city population goes from 2.8 to damn near 4.5 because of how insane that gets. And here Lollapalooza is 100 to 115,000 people a day in downtown Chicago.
Wow.
Music.
Yeah.
So and when they see this is why it translates into sport, because you see people who love their team so much that they try to fuck you over and cost you an arm and a leg just for you to go see the team you want to support, no matter what, sport it is. So
even depending if they're good, because the Detroit Lions, like if you go to the city of Detroit, which I've been lucky enough to go to twice in the last couple of years, the city of Detroit and the Detroit Lions were god awful. Like you have to go back to the last time they had any kind of success was the 1950s, and that's the year my dad was born.
Now
that
the 80s they were good.
Really?
Yeah, 80 with when Barry Sanders was there, they were good with him. But
yeah, but
Detroit, but the problem with Detroit's a whole different aspect because of a lot of political shit that happened to them in the 80s. That's also the difference. Right. You know, you went from Detroit used to be as nice as a city as Chicago and everything else, and then when the auto industry fell apart in the 80s, the city went to shit. I mean, you walk 5 blocks in any direction outside of downtown Detroit, it looks like a bomb went off.
Yeah.
It does. It looks like
Baltimore. No, you're right. It does.
It looks like Baltimore. It looks like
World War II started all over again. Jesus Christ. Exactly. It's ridiculous.
Exactly.
No, but
to get into some of these transfers, one of the big ones that I saw, I don't know if you guys saw this at all. Guirassy from Borussia Dortmund is heavily linked to making a move to Aston Villa to replace Ollie Watkins, which I think if they get Guirassy, I think that's a massive improvement on fucking Ollie Watkins. I know there's been talks about, there's been talks that Sandro Tonali is heavily linked to Arsenal. I honestly don't know. I had a joke with a couple of buddies of mine that they were saying Newcastle want to keep him and want him, make him more of one of the leaders for Newcastle. And I go, for what? To teach everybody else how to gamble? I mean,
I was gonna say, he's definitely involved. He's definitely involved with the mob. Like that's not a secret. I mean, what we doing here? That's why I'm like, I see as great of a player as Sandro Tonali is, and if we had had him at the last Euros, Gianni, in 2024, we definitely would have made a much larger run than we did. The issue that I have with Tonali, like Gianni and everyone else said, he's involved with the mob, whether people know it, like it, or don't like it. The guy's involved with the mob. I ain't getting someone.
Here's the thing, and I'm not even trying to defend Tonali, but here's the thing: my thing is, I just think Tonali's dumb because here's the problem. You don't think that any of these other players are doing the same thing he is? This is a real conversation to have as far as this, because I personally think a lot of these other players are gambling, because I'm looking at it from this perspective. When you look at the situation, I don't know if you guys heard about the big mafia scandal gambling with the NBA celebrities that took place with Kevin Garnett and the guy's title, LeBron, I'm forgetting the point guard that was with them. But the thing is, at the end of the day, is these guys are all gambling. There is not one player for me that I don't think is not gambling. What I think the situation is they're gambling through either an illegal bookmaker, which is what I think is going on for majority of the football players, or they're having their friends put bets in for them and trying to stay covert. The problem with Tonali is it just seems like Tonali's people around him are a bunch of fucking idiots. Because if you're making that much money, it's a whole situation with that. Dice games are different than card games, but I hear that, Mr. Pads. But the problem with dice games and shit like that are not making the same amount of money that those guys are making. That's
no shot.
Dice games are fucking small time when you're talking about gambling, and it's nothing.
And also, there's a rule that you can't gamble on sports if you're playing in those sports. Like how these people, like Sandro Tonali, should be in prison. I'm serious.
It's not the same thing though in Europe with that. It's not the same thing like it is over here. And it's difference? They don't have the same laws.
Oh yeah, right. Forgot about that.
They don't have the same laws as they do over here. Plus, again, the money's not there.
Right.
The money's not here. I know one guy right now, when football season comes around, he'll be placing $5,000 every single week on every game because he doesn't care for money. That motherfucker, if you threw hot tar and threw $100 bills on him, he'd still figure the bills wouldn't stick because he'll know how to spend it. Okay? The guy, when it comes to for real gambling, the amount of money that's in it is not there like that because it's just not there. I'm sorry, it's just not there.
No, you're
okay?
Right.
You have to look at it from. This is the moral of the story as well. To what Benji's saying is don't gamble because it's the worst. Yeah. For me, it's the worst addiction you can have. I'm sorry.
100%.
It's the worst addiction you can have.
Absolutely.
Again, you got to have money to do it, and whether you have money or not, eventually your luck is going to run out and you're going to fuck your money up. It's happened to The biggest of the baddest and the best of all of them have always lost. So
Absolutely.
for me, he's his wager responsible, if anything.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that rule doesn't really apply in the United States, unfortunately.
No, it does, but guys still. I mean, again, look at the biggest joke is the $5 parlays that you have every single day with them crazy things.
Yes.
Yes, this was it. I don't know if you guys saw this. They were playing rigged blackjack games with cameras where they were fucking over the guys who were spending big money to play card games with celebrities. I don't know if you guys heard about this or not. Oh yeah.
No, the one I heard was obviously the one that was current with the whole Chauncey Billups nonsense.
That's the same one.
Involved.
That's the same one.
No.
Yeah, that was the same one.
The same one.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Chauncey Billups is just a fucking idiot.
No, he's a moron.
Brother, he's a coach. He was risking a $9 million a year salary for he only made like 20 grand over the course of 3 years. You risk 20 grand for 9 million. I'm sorry, you're a dumb fuck. With that big of an alien head that he has, you would think there's a brain in there, but no, he's just a fucking moron.
He's an idiot.
So,
Jesus.
It is what it is. When it comes to that and everything else.
Jeez.
What have you guys heard about this Jeremy Monga guy from Leicester, this young kid that's linked to all the big teams? He's like 16. He's a left winger. I know United has said they're interested in him. I saw something earlier on what's it called, on Fabrizio, saying that
I don't like Fabrizio, so anything he says I just mute. I
don't know. He's hit or miss. If he says that somebody's interested, somebody's interested. Now, whether the follow through goes through, I don't know. But what do you guys make of this whole thing with Guirassy to possibly to Aston Villa? I think that's if Morgan Rogers does get sold, I think that Guirassy is a very good addition to. To Aston Villa. What do you guys think of this signing? Because I think Ollie Watkins for me cannot be the starting striker for Aston Villa anymore.
I think he's outgrown that. I think Watkins is still a good striker, but is he good enough to go up another level, or is he gonna end up taking a step back and going somewhere else?
Yeah,
where I'm looking at it. If Arsenal do end up getting Morgan Rogers, well, I'll be absolutely delighted because he's an absolute baller.
Yeah.
But Aston Villa will have. The thing is, what most teams do, they'll line up their replacement before they sell the player that a team are going 100%. After. So if there is, if they are going after this kid out of Dortmund, then obviously there's a lot of the wheels that must be in motion there for Morgan Rogers to leave Villa. Then the question is, where will he land? The thing is, though, Unai Emery knows how to get the best out of his players. Yeah, he does. Yeah. So to go from Dortmund, who are they're not the second bit. They're still a powerhouse in the Bundesliga, but they are a far cry from what they once were. I think most teams now in Europe are far cry from what they once were. It's all very selective now.
It's mainly Bayern Munich.
It is Bayern. Maybe once in a while, Dortmund win the league, or you get a real wild card like
Leverkusen.
Wolfsburg's a prime example.
I forgot about
Stuttgart.
Yeah, Wolfsburg.
I forgot about
Stuttgart.
What's the other green team in Germany with the W? They won in that time frame too. Werder
Bremen.
Werder Bremen.
Yeah.
Remember them?
That was Bayern Munich's banter era, because like after the World Cup in 2006, they weren't winning like that. It was Stuttgart, I think it was Werder Bremen, Wolfsburg, and then Dortmund went back to back, and then they went on that fucking crazy run afterwards.
Damn, that's nuts. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, but that's my point. Like when we talk about the corporate greed, right? Really quick to go back to it.
Yeah, go ahead.
The biggest problem for me with football is financial fair play.
Yeah.
And this is where I get sick of the stupidity of limiting clubs. It's not a big team's fault that they're a big team and they have money. Not their fault. So you can't fault an ownership doing what they want to do to invest in the club, into whatever else that goes along with, and players. So And for me, that's the biggest problem that I have with the Premier League. Every year you have guys trying to talk about comparing the Premier League to how it was in Italy in the 90s. For me, the Premier League is never going to get there because Italy didn't give a rat's ass who you were. Hellas Verona won a fucking league in the 80s. Their owner had money. He put money into the team. They eventually won. They got lucky and won. But it is what it is. If you're in ownership and you're going to own a business, you should be allowed to take a gamble on your business. You shouldn't be fucking, now I'm not saying you cook the books like Juventus did and lie about your money so you have more money to spend. Or, I personally think they're bullshit charges with the 115 with City.
I don't even want to talk about that.
Let's even
Half
say
those charges are
let's
BS.
even say it's maybe 20 charges, right? There's no reason to be going after City for 20 charges unless they actually broke the law so it could enhance the team. Like, you got people who talk about, Chelsea this, Chelsea that. Brother, if the money's there, they should be allowed to spend it. I'm sorry.
Correct.
I completely disagree with this whole ideology that we need to limit it, because at the end of the day, when you do the limits, it's impossible for one of these smaller teams to come up and have an opportunity. If an ownership walks in, if an Abramovich type owner walks into Fulham tomorrow, he should be allowed to spend money. If he cleared the background checks and everything else, whether people like it or not, he should be allowed to spend the money. If that means that Fulham's going to go on a 20-year period where they make money and he finally says, you know what, I'm done with spending this type of money and I'm going to change the way that we do it because I've spent too much money. That's his decision. It's his club. Right. But the political bullshit and the corporate shit that goes into constantly trying to protect the Big Six, prevent these other teams from bridging the gap to try to get into the Big Six, I think is the biggest problem as far as with the English game. In a whole, the biggest problem is FFP, because it's basically, if teams don't sell players to England, they don't make money. And I think that's absolutely ridiculous. It shouldn't be that way. If you got money and you own a team in whatever league, you should be able to do what you want to do with that team. That still doesn't mean you should be doing anything illegal. Like, you shouldn't be rigging games, like how Juventus was. You shouldn't be paying.
How Arsenal were this season, whether people like it or don't like it.
They weren't.
Brother,
hold on. I know you're not going to sit here as a
were.
City fan with how many controversial calls you guys got in that 4-year run, especially when you guys got 100 points. You could save that shit for somebody else.
100 points.
You could save it. When you guys got the 100 points, you guys were getting fucking last-second penalties and free kicks galore that entire season. I'm not hearing none of that shit.
Well,
I'm not hearing.
It happens in every sport. It happens in every sport.
It happens in every sport.
Just to throw this as well. I saw this on Twitter. Right,
Please.
Someone put up a table. Every team has played 37 games going to the final game of the season. Big up, Nats. I hope you're well, bro. And it was basically how the league table would have been if there was no VAR.
Oh yeah, I've seen that on
Yeah,
Facebook.
and guess what? Arsenal would be 2 points clear going to the final game of the season. We beat Palace. We still win the league. So there we go.
Yeah, still win the league, and they can't monk, can they?
See, this is another thing I have. I just want to say this. This is another thing I have with. This is another problem I have. The fact that VAR was brought in and the game's worse now is beyond me. Because VAR was supposed to be brought in to make decisions way more decisive and conclusive than they already were, but they're not. Like, how many times did Tottenham get their ass saved by VAR? It's ridiculous.
It's money.
It's insanity.
It's money. That's all it is at the end of the day.
Yeah,
it's money.
And the funny thing is that you can say the money, but the Premier League doesn't make anywhere near than what these. No, like, come on,
brother. But none of the other leagues make the amount of money that the Premier League does when you're talking about strictly football. Here's the thing: at the end of the day, VAR as a concept in the Russian World Cup was fucking fantastic. The problem is, since the Russian World Cup, it's gone to shit because people needed to create more drama for ratings and everything else that's unnecessary in the fucking game. If you have VAR being operated the same way as it was in the 2018 World Cup, not having to rewrite the handball rule 10 fucking times in the span of 9 years or 8 years, whatever the
8
fuck.
years, it was 8 years,
8 years you've rewritten the offside rule. You've rewritten the handball rule. You're now going to have to rewrite. They're now rewriting the throw-in rule for the World Cup. They're rewriting the corner kick rule. So it's less time wasting and everything else. VAR, the problem is the concept is fantastic. The execution's been bullshit.
Yeah. The people running it are fucking crookheads. That's the issue.
Yeah. That's what it
Yeah,
is. At the end of the
they
day.
are.
It's about money.
And Carl and Nat and you guys can speak for me. The people that are running VAR are absolute nonsensical crookheads. They are.
Yeah.
I've never been a fan of VAR. Big up John,
Well, there you
Anthony,
go.
on Carl,
I'm not a fan of
CK,
VAR
and
either.
Jimbo. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I've never been a
I'm
fan of VAR.
cool. See, here's the
never
thing.
been a fan of
I'd rather have ex-players than refs running VAR. Because if it was ex-players that wanted to get serious about it, the ex-players would give the benefit of the doubt to the referee. I feel like majority of these calls nowadays, the referee will just do whatever he does, and then it's this. Oh, well, VAR is going to check. it for me.
VAR told me,
So if I fuck up, I
VAR is
fuck
going to
up.
just
Yep.
overturn
Where-
my decision.
whereas-
Exactly.
Whereas
To
if
be
it was,
honest, though,
go ahead, Nat. Go ahead, Nat.
Go ahead.
no. Like, all I was going to say was like, on paper, that sounds amazing, Gianni. But my only query is, my only issue with that is, I think even by default, we would see a lot more corruption. So, as an example, you said ex-players. JT's an ex-player. John Terry's an ex-player. Yeah.
Yes.
Aguero's an ex-player.
Yes. Thierry Henry.
Stevie G,
Henry.
TT, Manu
Yep.
Petit, and all of that shit. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
They start doing VAR for games that are not linked with Arsenal or Chelsea.
Yeah, that's
or
what
any
it would have to
previous
be.
shit.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
even then, like certain things would be better, but there would be, in my eyes anyway, still a lot more like fucking controversy. There'll be a lot more like fucking corruption. But
Let's go for prime example, Nat. So, right? So let's say you got Rio Ferdinand on one part of VAR, and let's just say you got Thierry on the other one, but it's not. But let's say it's Chelsea. Let's say it's oh, for fuck's sake.
Chelsea,
Let's say
Newcastle.
United.
Chelsea,
Newcastle, whatever.
prime
Yeah.
example. If there is a penalty shout and it goes to VAR, Ferdinand's going to defend the defender for like saying that's not a penalty, and Henry's going to defend the striker saying that is a penalty. It's going to be unless
That actually
it's
is a-
stone wall. Unless
Yeah,
it's
that's a
stone
good
wall.
point.
Well,
That's
the reason why I'm putting the players up is because there's too many soft fucking calls to begin with. There's too many penalties that are going down that aren't getting that. There are penalties that get called that shouldn't be called, and then there's penalties that are not getting called that should be called. That's the problem at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And the reason why I would say bring players in is they would allow other stuff, as far as this shouldn't be a penalty. You know, in our day when football, and the reason why I'm choosing
the
players,
game would flow more. I agree with you,
flow
Johnny.
more.
The,
That's
the
why
game
it
would
flow
flow
a lot
more, but that doesn't mean that the corruption would stop. That's
Yeah.
my point in it.
Yeah.
Which is
Yes.
why I didn't want VAR in the first place. The ultimate
didn't either.
reason for me why I didn't want VAR in the first place, the only thing I ever wanted was goal line technology. And
Yes.
even before
Yes.
that Frank Lampard wonder
Against
goal,
Germany.
was never
Oh,
meant to be
yeah,
in that
yeah,
against
yeah.
against
Uruguay,
Germany.
16
Uruguayan
years
weapon, all that shit. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
even before that, I wanted goal line technology. But I never wanted VAR. I knew like there was going to be certain bits and pieces technologically, like when it comes to refs being mic'd up and all that shit, or ref cam. Look, I don't mind that so much. But when you take accountability, complete accountability away from the referee that's actually on the pitch, you got problems. Whether it's
Yeah, you
VAR,
got big
whether it's
problems.
another piece of technology.
Yeah.
This is going back to recess, bro. Sal 3000 and all of that. Fucking Space Odyssey
Yeah.
2001. Literally, if anyone thinks that Sal 3000 is a great fucking idea in terms of running a whole football game, running the whole damn show, you're very much mistaken. Do you know what I'm saying? And VAR is just the start of it. It's not the end of it.
Yeah.
It's the start of it, bro. Like, we're at a point of no return, people. So my thing is, buckle up, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, let's make these refs accountable again, bro.
See,
Not
that's
like
That's
the
never
VAR.
going to happen.
That's
But-
the thing. So, like in
but again,
America,
that's
they
just
have a
my
board. They have a board at the end of the year. So
Yes, that's right.
All the major sports have a board at the end of the year where it's referees and retired players where they go over different calls throughout the year to make the games better. Now,
Yep.
if you consistently do bad, so like say example for baseball, say
Yeah.
you're like an umpire who stands behind home plate. Say
Yes.
your strike zone is better for the likes of, say, the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Dodgers, and the Cubs. You give them more benefit of the doubt because they're the big four, but then you drop down and it's shit for these players. They send you to the minor leagues. They send you to the
Shit.
second division and make you redo what you're doing as far as your call ability so that you can prove to come back up, because they basically make it a talisman for you to be able to make the big bucks for you to be in the big league. Because if you don't, you lose a shit ton of money when you get sent to the minor leagues. I think that's what needs to be done as far as the referees, in my opinion. Because there's calls for me, and there's too many controversial calls where you see it one thing go here, but it doesn't go over here. That's where I think if you did. Plus, for me, I'll be honest with you, I think they should scrap this fucking rule about no foreign referees in any of the leagues. If I was running the Premier League, I want the 20 best referees around the world. I'll get the 20 best referees.
I
agree
with that for damn sure. With or without VAR, I'll be on board with that shit 100%. 100%. A lot of these refs, are getting away with mierda. Do you know what I'm saying? They're getting away with all that shit, all that fucking bullshit. Do you know what I'm saying? Like the top referees in the Prem are getting like 6 figures, bro. They're getting 100K minimum.
Yeah.
A year.
Yeah. And they suck.
To do that fucking bullshit,
Yeah, and they suck.
And they're relying on Big Daddy VAR. They're worse than ever before. Mm-hmm. They're worse than the Graham Poles, the fucking what's his fucking name?
Who was the one that was a cop? Was that Howard Webb?
Yes, that one. The one
I actually like him as a referee.
Wait, what's the guy that
he fucked up with that decision, Johnny? With that like that was a PC Howard Webb in full effect. You know what I'm saying? No, it's just a regular Friday night. Do you know what I'm saying? All of that bollocks. You know what I mean? It's one of them ones.
No,
I personally think big up Indirect for the raid. Appreciate it. But yeah, for me, the thing is this, man. I personally think that if you're going to be, I think you should be subsidizing referees. Like UEFA as a whole should subsidize referees, and the Premier League's the biggest league. Okay, the best referees go to the Premier League, and the other thing is to like what you were saying with corruption. You can't get corrupt anymore if you got foreign referees coming in on short notice. You can't. You don't have the opportunities like what you've seen in Italy, like what we're seeing right now with the refereeing scandal that's going on of possible game fixing of the last 2 years in Italy. Once again, that's on the books. You're not going to have that no more. You're not going to have what happened with the Calciopoli scandal, where, like for example, Juventus. The sporting director of Juventus was basically picking the referees for which game in all the Serie A games for 4 years. You're not going to be able to have that at your disposal anymore. So, and I think it enhances the game to see refereeing from a different light. You're going to get a different game for having an Italian referee in England. You're going to get a different game in Italy for having an English or a Scottish referee,
or a Spanish Italy, or whatever,
or a French referee in Spain, or a Spanish referee in Germany. I think it makes the game much better if having those different interpretations of the different leagues.
And we want to see quality football, bruv.
Yes.
We don't want to see this U-shaped ball. We've been playing it. City have been playing it. Let's be real. Not as much as we have, but we've seen other teams play this U-shaped robotic fucking football. Whichever formation, whether you're more attacking or more defensive, it doesn't matter. We want to see proper football run by proper referees, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? That shit in the Champions League final, was like at the end of the first half, that was a fucking disgrace, bro. I ain't seen refereeing like that since Chelsea. Barca in it. I know he had a whole array of fucking like you could make a.
When was the last time you ever saw
of that shit?
When was legitimately, because I don't remember. The only time I remember a referee calling a game prematurely was that Real Madrid against Valencia, where Bellingham scored, but they called it off as the cross went into the box. That's the closest thing. Yeah. That's the closest thing that I remember to what happened where they stopped the corner being played from Arsenal. Because I always thought you can't blow the whistle on a dead ball. The ball has to be in play in order for you to blow the whistle.
Yep.
So I didn't.
And he'd already given it, bruv. He'd already given it. If it went out and then he blew the whistle, it's like no one would really give a shit. No one would have their arms up about it. But because she gave the corner, and then it's just like, oh yeah, now I'm gonna blow for a fucking for half time, like 15 odd minute break and going into the second half. Saka's face was just like it said it all, bro. It said it all, but again, like accountability is the best ability, not availability, bro. These referees are all available, but how many of them are actually made fucking accountable? And they're getting more money. They're getting more money.
Yeah.
The Graham Poles, the Howard Webbs, the fucking who's that guy that supports Tranmere Rovers, bro?
And what's that
Mike
referee
Dean.
that's been
Mike
retired?
Mike Dean, that's it.
Mike
Fucking Mike
Dean.
Dean.
Mike Dean, you got
bro.
fucking Dermot
Matt
Gallagher
Forrest,
on. You got
You got
Dermot Gallagher on
Anthony,
ref
Anthony
watch.
Taylor's bum ass.
Michael Oliver.
Oh, Anthony
Yeah,
Taylor's
Michael-
been doing a solid for a little while. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
Anthony
lie,
Taylor's
bro.
the Arsenal, but then you got Michael.
Yeah.
That's actually the one I was thinking of is Michael
Yeah.
Oliver. Michael Oliver.
Michael Oliver, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know what's really funny about all this? The referees that are really shit are the ones that we know their names to, like the ones we just named, like
Yeah.
Anthony Taylor. Mike,
Nearly every
Fuck
every
me.
single
It's
British referee
ridic-
going
It's
then.
insane. Like,
Literally, everybody like Darren England, like fuck me, he couldn't direct a seagull to the coast, let alone direct a football match.
Jesus. Like, and that's the thing. Over here in the States, like Gianni, the name of that referee, I think his name is Jerome Boger. The reason I know his name is because he's horrific. Like
Which
there were
referee
times
are you talking about?
in America. That's why I said in the States.
Yeah,
but
what
let's
sport
but
is
my-
he in?
what's that?
What sport is he in?
I'm sorry, it's in the NFL. There's a guy named Jerome Boger that's a ref. Oh, look him up. There's a guy named Jerome Boger in the NFL.
Oh,
and
hang on, I
he
think I
is-
might know who
knows
you're on about. Hang on, I think I know who you're on about.
horrible. Like this is what Gianni was saying. Like getting these refs down. That guy has been.
Oh,
notoriously
that
known-
guy's ass.
yeah.
that guy's
He
absolute
sucks.
ass.
Like that's why when Gianni was saying that the referees need to be booted down, that guy needs to be.
He's retired though now. Didn't he retire?
Is he actually retired?
Yeah,
he
he retired after that fucking horrendous wild card game. He
I was about to say,
Yes.
Even
Right,
if you're not,
so-
you should fucking retire, innit? Like that other guy, that ref that ref the Chelsea Barca, innit, in 09, where Chelsea
Oh, yeah,
got
the
to
2
oblivion, yeah? Like,
So-
you never saw that ref again, bruv. Do you know? It
Bro,
was
you
that
never
fucking
saw
bad.
that Ecuadorian piece of shit that robbed Italy against Korea in the 2000.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that. Oh,
no way.
Shit.
He could never go to Italy, anywhere
No.
near Italy, not even in Italy. He could never go
No,
anywhere
you
near
can't.
Italy.
Bro, you
ever
know what's
again,
funny
bruv.
is the Korean player that played in Italy had to leave Italy because he was getting death threats.
Yeah, because he was at
After-
Perugia. I
after
forgot
the
his
game
name.
was
But he
over. Oh,
was
yeah.
playing for Perugia.
Yeah,
And then he had to
Oh, my-
bounce, bro. Like, yeah.
big up to Rob. Yeah, the guy that looked like
This
Trossard's brother, I
freaking
think, is one of the
nuts.
best refs.
Yeah. Trossard
Wow.
was it Trossard 2, innit? Like Trossard
Yeah,
number
Trossard
2 and that,
2.0, the
yeah,
guy
yeah.
that looks like Trossard.
Thing 1 and thing 2, bro.
Damn.
A little bit of
Trossard's
Dr.
still-
Seuss, you know what I mean?
It's
So,
freaking nuts. No, but the reason why I brought
originally when I thought of that, when I saw that, I thought, hang on, why is Trossard being a double agent for?
I was about to say, like, is he playing some James Bond
Thankfully,
shit?
it was
Like,
his
who
brother
doing
ref.
that?
I was like,
No,
okay.
No, but the reason
Agent
why-
Leo, bro.
Trossard. Speaking of Trossard, this came out this morning from DiMarzio. I don't know if you guys saw this, but Trossard is
Who's
heavily linked.
DiMarzio?
DiMarzio's the guys that I follow in Italy for transfers because they're normally spot on with their stuff.
Ah,
But they're linking Trossard could possibly be making a move to Inter Milan.
Ooh.
That's a good move for him.
I think that's a very good move for Trossard, to be honest
Yeah.
with you. When you look at the transfers right now, the big talking point obviously is Morgan Rogers.
Yes.
Rafael,
Anderson to City.
Rafael Leao. Well, right now we're going to talk Arsenal, but
Oh.
you got Rafael Leao has been linked to Arsenal. I don't want him anywhere near.
No, I don't want him.
I'm not a fan of Leao
I
whatsoever.
watched him when AC Milan played Tottenham in the Champions League, and I thought, yeah, mate, you're ass. You're not worth it. You ain't worth it.
No, he's not
You know,
worth
you know
it.
what the thing is with him, man? If you were to watch like a mixtape, he has the skills to be one of the best players in the world. The problem is he doesn't have the ambition, in my opinion. I don't think he has the ambition to do it. The year that Milan won their last Scudetto, he was by far the best player in Italy, by far. Like it wasn't even close. But then the year afterwards, when Milan got to the semifinals of the Champions League and lost to Inter, when City won the treble,
Yeah.
he was by far their best player for about a 3-year period. Since then, the guy is so hit or miss. He looks amazing for one game and is shit for 5. I don't
just
want
mad
that.
inconsistent. Yeah, he's just mad
Yeah.
inconsistent. Do you know what I'm saying? You could have all the talent, rather, all the ability in the world. I'm not saying he has that, but yeah, he's got skills. Of course, he's got skills. But at the same time, it's just like, is he that much of an upgrade on Trossard and Martinelli? Martinelli, yeah. Trossard, yeah, more pace. He's taller. You know, he's stronger. Like, but even then, I wouldn't want him on the left. I'd rather him up front. But again, we've got bigger fish to fry, guys. Do you know what I'm saying? We've got it all in our hands, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? We need elite level signings to dominate English football. It's about that time. Amazon, MGM prime time, bruv. It's our time to dominate English football. Starting with back-to-back league titles, bruv.
What do you guys make of these rumors? What do you guys make of these rumors right now about Buati? It's between Buati, Fernandez, and Tonali that Arsenal is interested in for their midfield addition. What do you guys make of those three? I think Buati has a possibility of being a good midfielder, but I don't know if I'm ready to take a risk on a guy from Lille to jump in right to the Premier League champions, hoping to go back to back. I think you got to make a decision between Fernandez and
that's down the line signing because we signed Gabriel from Lille, and how long did it take for him to be even remotely close to getting onto world class? It took him like 3 years to get rid of the bozo moments and learn his position, like master it, learn his trade, all of that shit. Yeah.
Which Fernandez are we talking about? Because there's about 3 of them in the Premier League.
Fernandez from West Ham in the midfield.
Matthias. Is it Matthias Fernandez? Yeah.
He's got relegated with Southampton once, I think.
I like the player, but he is a bit too inconsistent for my liking. I would rather, and DG2 has just stolen my name I was going to ask for, Bruno Guimaraes.
Yeah, Bruno.
Give me Bruno. Give me Rice. Give me a hard-nosed son of a bitch who actually has technical ability.
Would you take him over Tonali?
Well, he ain't got no betting infractions on him. So.
This is true.
Yeah,
this is very true.
Yeah,
maybe Tonali needs an Italian like Berta to slap him around a little bit to where he'll stop doing it.
Yeah, 100%. Just like he needs to be running the show now, and then him and Arteta work it out and shit. You know, Arteta needs to realize like you're off talent duty, bruv. You're off that talent ID. You know, you can still have the manager title for now, because you know he's not going to go back to being the head coach and all that shit. Even though I think he should, but that's by the by. Yeah, leave the fucking transfers to Berta. Just tell him what type of player you want, in what position, and then Berta will think, do you know what? We do need cover in that position, or we do need to solidify that. So, case in point, I'd say left back. We need a fucking left back. We actually don't have a remotely out and out left back. And talking,
we don't either.
Calafiori potentially going to Real Madrid or elsewhere, bruv. We need a fucking left back. As much as I rate Hincapié, like I want an out and out left back, bruv.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. If Jose Mourinho forces Florentino Perez to get Ricardo Calafiori, I think I have lost all respect for Jose Mourinho as a manager. I don't know
well, there's a rumor.
I'll thank him. I'll thank him though.
Yeah, no. I'll thank him because you're legit going to be the final nail in Florentino Perez.
And he'll play him at left back as well, bro. He'll either play him at centre back or left back. He won't play him left mid.
Lamine Yamal will have a field day with him twice a year. 3 times if they're playing the Copa del Rey.
3 times a year in the Champions League.
Not only him.
Not
only him. Fucking any damn winger in Spain that's fucking good will ruin that guy, dude. Molero will rip his ass apart at Villarreal.
Buendia, bruv. Man like Buendia will
my boy Savio is looking to go to Tottenham.
Times.
Yeah, I can't believe Savio's going to fucking Tottenham.
I can't believe.
But you know what? I honestly think
I would take him at Arsenal.
I would take him at Arsenal.
Okay. Yeah,
I would take him at
over
Arsenal.
Martinelli for
that.
Yeah,
and there's your Martinelli replacement.
Otherwise, going to Tottenham. The shit.
I also not to go off topic, but I was talking to one of my friends. There's a gas station I go to every couple of days, and I was talking to one of my friends. He was saying that there's this guy that's going up against Florentino Perez to be the new president of Madrid. And so if that guy, I have no idea who the guy is, by the way. If that guy wins, Riquelme.
Mm-hmm.
So the name is familiar.
Not the football player Riquelme.
Not Riquelme.
I was going to say that's the only.
That was our first thought. It might have been football.
Not the football player Riquelme.
No. Yeah, that I know. No, but apparently, if that guy wins, there's a good chance that Mourinho might not be the manager of Madrid, even though he just got there. So there'd be a lot of changes.
Not his manager, Rain.
Yeah.
I personally think that. So that's what the talk has been. I personally think that's a wrong move because I think you
Mhm.
need a guy like Mourinho to be the manager at Real Madrid for a season just to get these guys back in line. Because I don't like what Vinicius Jr. and Mbappe have turned into. I really
The
don't.
inmates are running the prison now.
Yeah,
It's not only.
it's like
It's
those
not
two. It's
only
like those two
that.
guys are. It's like those two guys are running the mob. It's insane.
No, because the mob wouldn't be as disjointed. They would have killed him if that was the case. No, the problem is at the end of the day for me is they just don't play together. Kylian Mbappe is a winger. He's not a striker. Yes, he's fantastic at scoring goals and everything else, but he's not an out and out striker. He's a left winger. Him and they need, in my personal opinion, Real Madrid need to grow a pair of balls and say either Kylian, you're staying, Vinny, fuck off, or Vinny, you're staying,
vice versa,
Kylian,
yeah.
you're gonna fuck off.
If
One
they
of
get-
those two got to go, in my personal opinion. I don't
If
think
they get rid of Mbappe, Real Madrid can win the Champions League. Because
Disagree.
PSG haven't won the Champions League.
I think so. If they got rid of Mbappe tomorrow, like if this guy Riquelme was serious, right? Now there's talk that if Riquelme wins, he's going all in for Rodri and Haaland, because that's the big talk about this guy, is that he wants to spend money. If they got rid of Kylian Mbappe and brought in Haaland, I would say Real Madrid would be one of the favorites to win the Champions League next year.
They would walk the Champions League.
Yeah, they will.
I'm not going to
Because
say
you
all.
still
If
got
they
like
keep
PSG
Yeah.
They're not,
and
they're not got a chance.
Bayern Munich as well.
And if they run into
But that's
Ross,
only
they haven't
two
been able to beat
teams.
us the
Well,
last two
and
times.
Arsenal, but that's only like 3 teams. And Real Madrid on their day can beat anybody. I mean, look. I mean, I know I'm speaking this as a City fan from what they did to City, but they literally they smoked though. They absolutely
But you
destroyed Bayern.
guys aren't the same team, though, man. You guys
know.
aren't the same team that you guys were and haven't been in Europe.
No.
Let's just be honest. You guys got over the hump for the Champions League, and since then, you've seen this in
Yep.
Europe for City. They've stayed stagnant in the Premier League because the Premier League has dropped off as
Yes.
far as the other teams and everything else, with taking different years off and everything. But in Europe, City's falling apart because how many semifinals did you guys get straight? And then you guys fucked up in. You got to look
It
at the
was
amount of
21, 22, 23 we won. The year before was quarterfinals. The year before that, I think it was quarterfinals. So we basically got to the quarterfinals every year.
You got quarter,
Yeah,
semi,
semi,
final.
champion.
You got to look at
yeah.
all them extra minutes that you're running on in those games. Plus, how many of those? Because City was always notoriously going to extra time.
Yep.
In the knockout round. So you got hella minutes added onto those legs. That, again, for me, that's the reason why you guys didn't win the league. If you guys had prime De Bruyne and Gundogan, you guys would have walked the fucking league this
Yeah,
year.
exactly.
We wouldn't have won.
Completely agree.
So, that's the thing as far as that for City. City, for me, if I'm a City fan, I would be worried if Riquelme got in.
I actually would be too, because we need a road.
Take shit up at Real Madrid. Real Madrid can get anybody. It's the same thing with Barcelona. They can get anybody.
And
I'll
Bayern
tell
to
you
an
this.
extent.
What I'm shocked about Barcelona is magically they found supposedly 300 million that they're going to be able to spend. I don't know why they're not going to City to try to buy Haaland. Because
And they
Haaland-
spent 70 mil on fucking Anthony Gordon, bruv. Do you know what
80
I'm
million.
saying?
Don't even get me started on that.
80 million.
My
That's
fat ass wants to
mad.
go to the gym for
Fair
2
enough.
years and just apply for 1 year to go to Barcelona if Anthony Gordon's ass could get there. It's like, what the fuck, dude? Anthony Gordon for 80 million? What is this world coming to when it comes to
You
that?
got
Did they not learn from Rashford, bruv? We called him
Nah.
Trashford at
You-
one
you know
point.
what?
Like, it is-
Oh, trust
No,
me.
that would be too easy though.
I would have
Yeah.
taken Rashford over Anthony Gordon. It's just not his salary. Just not Rashford's
Yeah,
salary.
not for that price.
pay-
Yeah,
No,
not
Rashford-
for that.
Yeah, hell no.
If
£350,000 a week.
If Rashford took a cut, I would consider bringing Rashford to Arsenal, but only if he
Agreed.
took a cut. Only if he took a
Yeah.
cut.
Agreed. If
Agreed.
Rashford went down to like £150,000 a week, I would take a chance on him for a season or two.
Over Madueke, 100%.
Fuck yeah.
If there's a
Yeah,
way
but
to
Rashford plays on the left.
like,
Rashford
if there's a deal,
plays on the left though.
yeah,
Fair.
but look, regardless, I want to get rid of fucking that scrub, Madueke, man like Noddy, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying, with his clown shoes and clown car, bruv? 52.5
Right,
million
so bad,
compared to look. I'd rather pay 40 mil for Rashford. and bin that other prick.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Than fucking keep Madueke, and then we don't go for Rashford.
Oh,
We'll go for someone else like a Krupi or someone like that. Do you know what I'm saying? For 40, 50 mil. Like for me, like we just need cover where we need, but at the same time, we need elite level fucking players, the best of the best, the creme de la creme, yeah. Because I want
Yes.
back-to-back league titles, and if not, I want the fucking Champions League next season.
I agree with you.
Best believe that. Do you know what I'm saying? Arteta can't go back now. The Cronkies can't go back. Andrea Mafioso, Bad Boy Bert's here, yeah, along with Michele, yeah. We got one of the best scouts in the world, yeah. Utilized correctly, we'll do a mad thing, and we've got money galore. Do you know what I'm saying? So get rid of the scrubs. If all the cartel haven't fucked off by now, get on that shit. Do you know what I'm saying? And then I don't see why we shouldn't be challenging on all fronts. Back once again for the Renegade Master in that, like we did, well, technically last season now. So, like, the way I see it, Rashford is like first reserve, if that or some shit, takes a bit of a cut. Maybe, as long as we get rid of the Maduekes and the Martinellis and all that shit, I'd be open to that. Do you know what I'm saying? As backup, could play either side, could play up front as well, because we know
Mick.
Super Duper Mick loves a fucking versatile player. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, like jack of all trades and all that.
If we sign Alvarez and Rodgers, we win the league. I'm sorry, I disagree. First of all, Alvarez is not going to come to Arsenal, and neither is Gyökeres going to stay to be a bench player. That's not going to happen. That's number one. Number two, that's financial stupidity. I'm sorry, it is.
150 mil.
Well, how much would each one go for?
Well, let's think about this. Gyökeres was 70 million euros, and you're paying him over 200,000 pounds a week. Yes. So you're going to be paying. You're telling me that you want to take another chance on another guy sitting on the bench as a striker for 200,000 pounds a week, cost you 70 million. You're not going to get. The only good thing about Gyökeres scoring goals the way he did towards the end of the season, if you wanted to sell Gyökeres, you probably could recoup the money if you sold him to certain teams. But again, the problem is this. We need Havertz off the books because Havertz is getting 280,000 pounds a week. Okay?
We need Odegaard off the books as well. Jesus is going. He better be.
You can't have big money contracts on the books. Again, I don't care how much money Arsenal's going to have. At some point, financial fair play, even with this increase on PSR where it's gone from 70% of the squad to 85% of the squad, even with that increase, you can't have that crazy amount of money because what happens if you fuck up a year and guys get hurt? That's the problem to why we can't be spending this crazy amount of money on guys and then just hoping we're going to have the Harlem Globetrotters on each one of these teams. Guys it doesn't matter. From the beginning of time, guys want to play. Guys do not want to be consistently sitting on the bench. And on the flip side of that is you can't be having guys on the bench just for a name and giving them big money. Look what's happened to Juventus financially.
Yeah.
Look at how
Look what's going on at Madrid.
Royally fucked.
Look what's going on at Real Madrid.
Real Madrid has money. They get over $1 billion in revenue a year.
But what I'm saying is,
and then backed by the King of Spain as well, bro.
And they didn't win. They didn't win shit.
Yeah, but not winning. But see, the thing, okay, you're conflating two different things. You're conflating the fact that they had 2 bad seasons. You're conflating problems in the locker room with money. That is not the situation here. Those are two separate issues. The problem with Arsenal and with guys saying we need to get Alvarez on top of Gyökeres, okay. You're telling me you're going to spend 150 combined. You've spent 220 million on strikers. Now, if you don't get rid of Havertz and you add him into the equation, you've spent nearly 300 million on 3 guys. Yeah. With Havertz being able to command 280,000 pounds a week, Julian Alvarez, we can all agree, is 1,000,000 times better than Kai Havertz is. And Julian Alvarez is going to be walking in saying, well, if he's getting 280, he's getting 220. I want 3. I want what Saka's getting. You can't have all that. You're talking nearly 900.
So let me throw this to you, Johnny. Gun to your head. You can only sell one player. Havertz or Odegaard. Who is it?
Ooh, fuck.
Because you either take away Odegaard's control, or you take away Havertz's ability to eventually put the ball in the back of there. And to be fair, that goal he scored in the final, I didn't realize he had that in his locker. I did not realize he had that in his locker. I was shocked and surprised when he put that in the roof of the net.
Oh dear God, En La Basura, bruv, in the fucking bin cunt. Do you know what I'm saying? For me, no debate, especially after the Champions League final and the goal that he scored against Burnley that got us that won the league title, and then obviously Bournemouth did their thing against City the day after. Like, for me, Havertz, if he's used bit part and if we were able to decrease the wages, I'd have him here as just like a reserve striker or whatever.
Utility.
But the problem is, utility. Yeah, you know, he's a game changer. You know, you bring him on like 10, 15, 20 minutes to go, he can score a goal like that. You know, you saw that goal again. We all saw that goal against fucking Sporting Lisbon, innit? That got us into the semis and that in the first leg. He's that type of player. The problem is you don't have that type of player on nearly 300 grand a week.
Correct.
That's the problem. And that's the situation that we're in. Otherwise, I would.
I think I got to agree that it's got to be Odegaard that has to go. And it's not. And here's the thing. Odegaard has to go for me, not because of the fact that I prefer Kai Havertz to Odegaard. Odegaard has to go for me because I think you get rid of Odegaard, you get rid of the political, how would I say it, the magic veil that Arteta has over these players. If you were to start breaking up Arteta's boys out of the team, starting with the captain that he chose, because nobody can convince me that the team chose Martin Odegaard to be the leader. There's not a single one that can
Exactly.
That's more of the reason why, with the political and the bullshit off the field, is why I want Odegaard gone over Kai Havertz. But the following year, Havertz is following his ass out the door. It's not like Havertz is staying. But that's the reason why
we need a new club captain, bro.
Correct.
That's where we're at right now.
That's the reason why I would
it's either Gabriel Magalhaes or Declan Rice for me. I don't want Saka getting the captaincy because he's mad inconsistent as well. We know he's got the ability, just like Odegaard's got a little bit of tech or whatever, but being the club captain is just something different. Do you know what I'm saying? A Declan Rice, a Gabriel Magalhaes would thrive on that shit. Saka, I don't think he would. I think his performances would get worse. Not as bad as Odegaard's, but at the same time, it's not looking good, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and we've had that captaincy passed around like a peace pipe. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is. But for me personally, I'll give it to Declan Rice.
Here's the thing on this, and this is just a hypothetical situation. I don't think this would happen, but I'm throwing a hypothetical out there to what Lucas put into the chat with this, where he says we should increase wages. Here's the problem.
He says decrease under the next comment. I think.
Oh, decrease. Okay.
That was a typo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big up, Luca.
Yeah,
Big up, Luca. No. I see it now. It says decrease. The thing for me is you got to decrease wages. And the reason why was I was going to use the Serie A as an example. If for some crazy reason that the Premier League was to call broke and you got to start moving players on with those crazy amount of wages, it's not fucking working. And you're talking about the same reset problem that you saw at Inter and AC Milan and Juventus for Arsenal going forward if that was to happen. Me personally, I would have a rule to where unless you are top 3 in any of your positions, you shouldn't be making over 250,000. Period. I don't give a fuck who you are.
Nowhere near, even
Nowhere
200,
near.
bro.
And that's what Man United are
No,
doing.
200's the going rate for good players, because if you don't do 200, you're in a Tottenham situation. The only way that could work, that you're getting that much money is if the club is giving you a higher percentage on like your mark as far as your imaging rights. If you're getting more money on if you're getting more of your own money, like what you're doing as far as sponsorships outside of it, then I could hear doing that if the club's not involved. But like here, for example, Napoli Napoli, one of the issues that Napoli has is the transfer rule that De Laurentiis has. De Laurentiis, when he signs a player, Napoli controls all of your imaging rights. So if whatever money you get on your images, whether let's say Natster signs for Napoli tomorrow and you sign a Nike contract because you had a good season and now you're getting a move from a small club to Napoli, for example, Napoli has to get a piece of what you make on your imaging rights, because that's how they make their extra money to bridge the gap to where they don't have the commercialization of what you see with some of the clubs in like England or the bigger teams in Italy, for example. So then they make rules like that to make up where it is with the money. If Arsenal was to do something like that, to where they don't have control of the imaging rights and the players are making straight up money on their own like that, then I would agree with you in the sense of nobody over 200. But when you look at Tottenham's rules of how they've done transfers, that's generally their rule until this year, where they just started handing out money because they're idiots. I mean, the fact that Conor Gallagher's their highest paid player is a fucking joke.
200 grand a week.
This is a Tottenham,
that's to infinity and beyond. Buzz Lightyear settings inflation, bro.
Yeah.
Wait,
this is what we're talking
how
about.
How much is he on?
200,000 pounds a week.
I think it's
He's
more
on
than
200K.
that. I think it's like 225 or 230.
I thought it would have been like, was it 210K on in euros rather, like, and then like 220 or 230 in dollars. It might be that, because I think in pounds it's 200K a week. But even then, I wouldn't even give him half of that, bruv. This is what I'm saying. Inflation's one thing. I accept inflation. What I don't accept is fucking scrubs, TLC settings, getting mega dough, bruv, when they're shit. Bang average. Like Brennan Johnson, I think when he was at Tottenham, I think he was I think he was on like something like 70, 80 grand a week. For someone that's shit, you would never have paid I think the equivalent like 20 years ago would be like what, 40 grand, 30, 40 grand a week or whatever, 20 grand, 20, 25 years ago. You would never give a Brennan Johnson 20, 25, 30 grand a week 20 odd years ago, bruv.
Nastar,
the fan base
what
would
the
erupt,
NBA
bro,
players make
across the board.
So Conor Gallagher's contract this year was split. They're paying 160,000 pounds of his contract with the negotiated deal with Atletico. Atletico's still paying him an extra 70,000 euros a week on top of it. So if they ate the whole contract, and didn't have the deal in place with Atletico, he would be getting about 220,000 pounds a week.
Nastar, you should see what the NBA
negotiated deal. His negotiated deal now, bro. But here's the thing: his negotiated deal going forward is 165,000 pounds. But still, 165,000 pounds for Conor Gallagher. He don't deserve that. I'm sorry.
He ain't worth a fuck. But
he's barely worth 50 grand, bro.
Now you should see what the NBA guys make. If you think the Premier League, the footballers in the Premier League make stupid amounts, you should see what the NBA guys make. It's insane. Like, it's actually insane.
No, football's the worst.
No, I completely disagree.
So you basically got players on like 30, 40, 50 mil a year. Like the best players.
Bums are getting 50 million
These
a year.
guys, what they're making are basically the equivalent to what the NBA guys are making.
Bro, No. You're completely incorrect. What fucking NBA player is as shit as Dak Prescott for the Dallas Cowboys? And Dak Prescott's making 50 something million a year.
That's
who's
60 million.
Who's getting 50 million?
60 million?
Yeah, who's getting paid that much money? Who's shit in the NBA? Who don't deserve it?
Freaking, what's the guy's name in
Bradley Beal's not getting 50 million. Bradley Beal's getting 30.
He's still shit.
Doesn't matter. Listen,
so
doesn't matter. It's a different situation with that, dude. Dak Prescott's getting 50, 60 fucking million. He sucks. That Jagoff couldn't start for my elementary school team. He's a hand job. He's garbage.
He's literally nicking a living.
He's beyond nicking a living. He's beyond nicking a living.
He's scamming it, bro.
Bro, I would rather have Martin Odegaard start for Arsenal for the next 2 years than have Dak Prescott come and be the starting quarterback for the Bears. That guy is that fucking bad. He's that fucking bad. And that's what I mean. when
And
you
I'm
talk
sure
about-
there's people that say, "Oh, he's not that bad." Like
Yeah, them
he's
stuff-
not
them
that bad.
stupid-
Do you know
yeah,
what I'm
them
saying?
stupid
No, he's not all that bad. He's fully bad.
yeah, all them stupid fucking Dallas Cowboy fans that still ain't won shit in 30 years and every year tell you this year's our year. They're a bunch of hand jobs.
We're gonna do this, y'all. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's our year, y'all.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All that
Square,
shit, like
square dancing,
the
square
probably
dance,
AFTV equivalent, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure there's at least one. There's got to be at least one.
square dancing, chewing on wheat, walking around with cowboy hats like a bunch of fucking tools. Like a bunch of fucking tools. That's what they are. But off that topic, if you had to make a choice with what we're being linked to, now what I will say is this young kid that we're linked to from Leicester, to me that's definitely a Michele. That's definitely a Michele look. This Monga kid from Leicester, that's Michele at his finest. Looking at a 21-year-old, well, he's 16. But looking at somebody at that profile for that low of money with that high potential, that's definitely Michele.
And Leicester in League One, bro. They just
I
got
know.
relegated to League One, yeah.
So they have to sell. They have to sell.
Yep,
They're
they
in
have
deep
to sell.
financial problems.
And Michele finding gems like this. Did I send you the Nat? Did I send you the Vara thing on Instagram?
No. Oh, Instagram. I need to check Insta. Like,
If you check, I think I might have sent it to you. I think I sent it to you and Shane. But Michele scouted Vara 2 years before Napoli even got him. And the funny thing was Arsenal beat Napoli to him and said, no, they weren't going to pay the amount of money for him. And at the time when Arsenal got to him first, Arsenal offered 5. He had a good year. They said 7.5. And then he had another good year. Arsenal walked away. They said, we'll take 10 million plus add-ons, which was around 11.5 million is what Napoli paid for Vara in total. And Arsenal said, no, we'll give you 8.
What?
So the fact that Michele
fucking pricks, bro.
So the fact that Michele's the scout now, and you have a no-nonsense bullshit sporting director like Berta,
bad boy Berta, mate.
And that type
Tell
of
him that.
I've been back in
signing with
this
this
since
kid,
day one.
I'm
I'm gonna be real.
Big up Shabazz, my guy. I hope all is well with you, my guy. But yeah, that's definitely a Michele signing. Is looking at a kid like that. That's Michele all over again. He made those types of signings all the time at Napoli. He got fucking I don't know if you guys know, he got Fabian Ruiz for only 20 million when he left Betis to come to Napoli, and we flipped him for 45. Like this is what Michele does. So
he's making us money, bro. Because Berta, like once Berta was brought in, him and Kroenke, Josh Kroenke rather, has been having words, and it's just like, look, this ain't sustainable, bro. Yeah, like initially to start with, before the giving the bums, the scrubs, 10 times like their value, like per week, like whether it's 50, 60, 70, 80K plus whatever, like now we have a solid foundation. We have a board in place. We have a hierarchy, backroom staff, but more so hierarchy in this case that know what the fuck they're doing, bruv. None of this Edu sucks toes, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? None of this Dick Law giving fucking Jenkinson, bruv. 70 fucking grand a week. And him getting injured every time there was a transfer. At the end of the transfer window, he always got injured, bruv. I'll never forget that shit. That guy's a fucking cunt. I don't care, bruv. Carl Jenkinson, what he was doing, that was beyond nicking a living, bruv. That was scammer rim job and all of that shit, bruv. Do you know
scammer rim job.
Yeah, it was doing all of that fucking shit. 100%. We do not need that shit no more. The losing money from player sales stops now. Right here, right now, now even, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right here, right now.
Right now, right here, right now. Fat Boy Slim settings.
Yeah.
Fat Boy Slim settings, and
Each and every
any
time.
player that
Each and
wants,
every
any
time.
player that
But
wants
like
over
said, Gianni,
200,000 pounds can go fuck themselves.
Yeah,
Like you said, Gianni, we got Michele in, and Berta brought him in, Edu ain't bringing in a Michele, bro. He wouldn't even bring back Michelin, bro.
He got fired, 6-9 months into his fucking job at Nottingham Forest? That fucking asshole almost helped Nottingham Forest get relegated.
Yeah.
You look at
Yeah.
as soon as they fired him.
Yeah,
As soon
yeah.
as they
Yeah, I
fired
do,
him,
yeah.
Marinakis went and chose the new manager instead of him. They bounced right
That
back up and
Vitor,
got out
yeah,
of it.
that Vitor's a proper manager. He's
Yeah.
a proper manager that they've got in it.
Man,
Yeah.
wait, man
They'll
said
be fine
Edu
next
almost
season.
relegated Nottingham Forest.
He did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did.
He was their
Yeah.
DOF. He was
If
their
you
That's why we
look
got
at-
rid of him.
Edu became Nottingham Forest's sporting director at the beginning of the season because Marinakis is a fucking idiot. Because Marinakis was like, oh, well, if I get him, he'll be able to build up Arsenal. Look at the project that he did with Arsenal. We were going, make no mistake about this right now. If Edu remained the sporting director, we don't win the fucking league. Make no mistake
100%.
about this right now. We do not win the fucking
100%.
league.
We don't
If
get
Edu was
Joker,
still
we don't
sporting
get Jokeres, we don't get Eze, we don't get Hincapié on loan. We
If
We
don't
don't
Edu's
even
the
get
sport-
Mosquera,
anything
bro.
like that.
We don't
If
even get
Edu's the
Mosquera.
sporting
Don't get
director,
Mosquera, no.
if Edu's the sporting director, you can bet your life savings that Arsenal would have chose Sesko as the striker over fucking Jokeres, and we wouldn't have come close to winning the fucking league. You could bet your house on it.
Yeah, he ain't scored them goals, brother. Oh, but he's better on the ball.
Yeah.
Is he the best striker on the planet? Is he the best forward on the planet
No.
while
give me
scoring minimal goals?
Sesko's not top
So
20
then
strikers on the
Then
planet.
I don't want him. Exactly.
Exactly.
He's
I
nowhere
didn't want
near.
him.
He's nowhere near that
Awesome.
level. Oh, but now you want to do the aesthetic merchant kind of shit. Do you know what I'm saying? Like Baller FC, Standards FC, when it's your player that you like, yeah. But at the same time, it's just like, I don't care if Jokeres can barely trap a ball. If he scores me 30 goals, bro, and we play to his strengths, yeah, that got us over the line. He's a big, whether you rate him or not as a footballer, yeah, he's a major reason why we got over the line in the league, bro.
Mm. Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
we
yeah,
got to Champions League finals, League Cup
final.
final, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? I think he scored in the first leg against Chelsea, I believe. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah. I think he
Or
did
scored
our second leg.
in the previous round. No, was it the second leg? That was
Yeah,
Havertz.
second leg, I think.
It was
Or...
Havertz that
No,
won.
no,
It
no,
was
first
Havertz,
leg,
yeah.
sorry,
Yeah,
first
yeah.
No,
leg.
didn't
It was 1-0.
Jokeres score in the
Havertz
first game
was the winner.
against Chelsea?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. The first leg,
The first
the bridge. I
Yeah,
think he
first
scored
leg.
one, and Zubimendi scored one, and then I remember
think
who-
Ben White scored one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was it. Ben White. Yeah. So like he got us the goals. You know, Ebrieza got a few crucial goals and all that shit. Like and a few others. I think it was like Martin.
Brother,
Ellis
his
as well. We only
signings
got
are the
one,
reason
bro.
why we won. His
Yeah,
signings.
Berta. Andre
Yeah,
Mathias, a bad boy, Berta, bro.
exactly.
Yeah,
The guy knows what he's doing. That's why I'm saying, for me, I
Mm.
think it can't be understated how important he is right now to the forward motion of the club. The only problem I have is these rumors of Wanyeri's heavily linked to be ready to go and leaving to Como, which I don't listen. I think
No.
Cesc Fabregas to turn that kid into a fucking monster.
Oh,
With-
he knows, bro. He knows.
Yeah,
He was a
he knows,
wonder
he
kid
knows.
himself, bro.
Yes.
You know, we got him from La Masia, even though certain people believe he came out of our own academy, like Robin Van Persie and that. Do you know what I mean, bro? If you know, you know, bro.
Oh, Van
yeah?
Persie came
No
from
ball knowledge, bro.
PSV.
Zero
On
ball
that note,
knowledge.
I'm
Didn't
getting a
even bother
glass.
to look that shit
Oh,
up.
Vinyl, sorry. Vinyl.
On that note, I'll be right back. I'm getting a glass of wine after that one.
Oh, okay. We'll see. Talking with
Hey,
talking.
Hey, the game's the game, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
The
It is
game
what it is, bro.
is the
But
game.
Robin Van Persie came from Feyenoord.
Yeah. All you
Yeah.
have to do is a quick Google
Yeah,
search, bro.
and
If you
Gail
don't know
said,
something, look it up.
Miguel
Before,
said,
ideally, as well.
Miguel said,
You mean the girl?
came from Arsenal Academy. Yeah,
Can't,
right.
I can't take.
Gail.
I can't
Yeah,
take-
the girl said that, not Egal.
I
Girl
can't
said
take-
that.
Gail.
I can't take someone seriously who looks like something out of a freaking Quentin Blake illustration. I really can't.
Nope.
Here he is.
No.
He's white.
No. Yeah, that's why I love you guys, because you guys are all real. There's no bullshit. There's none of that crap. Yeah, that's why I love all of you guys and Gianni.
Standards FC, GK,
Yes,
Standards
sir.
FC got
Believe
us
me.
over the line, bro.
Completely
Standards
agree.
FC got us over the line. Not trust the process. It was Standards FC, yeah, because we bought Berta in. I wasn't even expecting Andrea Berta
Yeah,
to walk
fuck
through
the
that door at
process.
London Colney. Do you know what I'm saying? And it was him and what was it, Garlic, who got promoted as CEO. Yeah. So
Yeah.
if he's not on job, yeah, he'll be off, and we'll get a new, better CEO. Who'll probably sort out our finances better and all of that shit as well. Not giving fucking
Edu.
like these scrubs like you know ridiculous ass fucking wages.
Like
Like-
Willian.
you know, like trying to sell our best players on the cheap, you know, like we did with fucking Dick Law back in the day, yeah, and then fucking like trying to demand premium for scrubs. Why would you demand premium for scrubs?
Have you seen
That's
this
bullshit.
shit? It's funny that you bring that up. Have you seen this bullshit with Gabby Jesus? They're trying not to budge on 20 million pounds. It's like, bro,
No,
he's getting paid 265,000. Take 10 million pounds and get rid of his ass. That fat ass contract is 13 million. You get 23 million for his ass. Get rid of that motherfucker.
I don't want him at Arsenal anymore.
If they ripped up his contract, I'd be cool with that. We done that with Tommy Asu, bro, when he was on 100k.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. If we got all this money,
We've got the money. Yeah, just rip up their
just rip his
contracts,
ass
bro.
up.
Yeah, just rip his ass up. Yeah, it's not
To
that
be honest,
complicated.
I'd rather rip fucking Madueke. Pause. Do you know what I'm saying? Rip up his fucking
Yeah,
contract,
as well.
yeah? Rip up his fucking contract. If we can't loan and then sell him the following year, yeah? Rip up his fucking contract. He's dog shit.
Yeah, he is.
If it wasn't for Gittins, yeah, and Garnashers, bro, he'd be way down there, bro. And Brennan Johnson as well. And Brennan Johnson.
Please
That
don't
guy
say
is
that.
fucking. He's
Oh.
heated shit. He's boiling shit, bro. Never mind dog shit, bro. Do you know what I
Garnacho
mean?
makes
Like-
my blood boil. I hate his ass.
Did you see this motherfucker's better at being a fucking poser for tattoos than he is a football?
Facts.
100%.
Did you see
He's a
that?
model for
stupid-
7. His ass
Did
is
you
He's
model
a
see that?
mutant. He is literally the mutant of all mutants, bro.
Did
know
you
what
see
I'm saying?
that fucking stupid? Did you see that stupid fucking Joker tattoo that he got done on his back?
Yeah, I saw that.
You're
shit.
over.
I
You're
saw
over
that.
here. You're over
What?
here doing all
What?
this shit, trying to look like a fucking canvas, bro. You suck. You suck
You
dick.
suck.
Go
Oh,
back and relearn
my
that the ball's round, you dumb fuck. He's terrible.
And
Go
not
to
triangle,
Argentina,
not
go
even
back to
square,
Argentina.
Gianni.
Benji-
Triangle.
Benji's
bro.
Wherever
classic
Argentina
transport.
is,
Go
go
Yeah,
find
yeah,
it.
yeah,
You
yeah.
suck. Trust me. If I have to fly his ass out to Argentina, I'll do it. He sucks. He's not a footballer.
I'm amazed he's Argentinian, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Something
He
went
used to
wrong
be
there.
Spanish
Something,
or
something
something.
went wrong. Do you know
Or
what I'm
he's
saying?
just,
He should be from Gibraltar, bro. He should be from San Marino.
No, that
Liechtenstein
motherfucker-
for all I fucking care. Do you know
That
what I'm
hand,
saying?
that hand, you ever go to the zoo and you see the head penguin on campus with the blonde hair?
Yes,
That's
sir.
him. He came from Antarctica. That motherfucker he got lost going around fucking
Happy feet,
Antarctica.
bro. Do you
landed
know what I'm
there.
saying? He's one of them happy feet
Stinks.
motherfuckers. Do you know
Yeah,
what I'm
he's a
saying?
happy. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's a happy feet. He's a
Shit.
happy feet,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
He has no idea how shit he really is, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like how
He's so
insignificant. Like
Yeah.
you're
He's
not at
so
that level.
bad.
You're not a tiger, bro. You're not a polar bear. You're a fucking penguin. That's what it is, bro. It is what it is.
I think we can all agree that Julian Alvarez, yes, we would all love him to come to Arsenal, but I'm
City.
willing to bet money he ain't going. I
No,
think
he's
he's
not
going to
going to
Barca.
Arsenal.
Yeah,
I
he's
think
going
he's
Barca,
Mm.
which actually
He's going
makes me
to
wonder
Barca.
why they gave Anthony Gordon 80 million if they're almost positive that
I
they're
don't
going to
know
get
why.
Julian Alvarez, who's 10 times the player that he's 10 times the player that
I
Anthony
think the
Gordon
reason
is
why they're
and
getting
will be.
Anthony Gordon, in my personal opinion, is rotation.
Yeah,
Because-
and he can play on the
that
left
is
as
true.
And
well.
I'm,
Yes.
and I'm not saying, and listen, I don't think Anthony Gordon's that good of a player, if I'm being quite honest.
No, he ain't
All
worth
the-
80 million. He ain't. No.
He ain't. No. Listen, if you ask me, Everton was smart to let him go for the amount of money they did to Newcastle and then got a better winger in that Njai. Because
Oh yeah, in
Gordon-
giant class.
Oh, yeah.
bro.
Gordon
He's
for me
a
ain't
proper
even better.
techie.
Gordon's not better than either of their wingers. He's not better than Grealish if Grealish is healthy, and he's not better than fucking Njai. He's not
He's
better.
not
than
better than Krupi, bro. He's not better than Krupi at Bournemouth,
and it's
and he's going to leave, maybe to Arsenal, maybe elsewhere. Do you know what I'm saying? He's not better than him. Like Gordon is basically, in their eyes, Barca are seeing it as like the upgrade to fucking Rashford. But
Oh,
is it really?
and that's the
it's
thing.
like it's like
Is
level.
it really?
with-
I don't think.
And
it
that's
is.
the thing. And that's the thing for me.
Not like
I like Garnett. I like not Garnacho. I like Rashford.
You like Garnacho?
So I think Rashford. I think Rashford potentially there's a good player to be refound in there. Like I think
He's just got to stop running the ball out of play, bro. I'm a big
Yeah.
one. I hate it when players do
See,
that, when they're overthinking, and especially if we know if they've got skills in it. If it's a Garnachas and Madueke, Brennan Johnson, Gittins, all them other scrubs here that we know that they're dog shit running it out of play. Jude Bellingham in midfield, like trying to
Oh
go
my
out
God.
wide.
Belgian shit.
like
Sorry,
that. as an
England are not winning the
example,
World Cup this year.
Like,
Jude
no,
Bellingham.
Then
I will
I
tell
hear
you.
it, yeah. But if you're a good player and
Bellingham,
you're running the ball out of
Bellingham.
play,
Squad
even a
aren't
few
in the World
times or one too many times, there's a problem upstairs. Do you know what I'm saying? Because we've seen him do better shit before at United. He not just the like contributing to the trophy winning, like being a major factor. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't become, completely shit from being at most a good player. Do you know what I'm saying? Not the best, not a great player, but a very good player on his day. Like,
I think Rashford. If Rashford, my problem with Rashford in this scenario is the money, because if you're holding out, if Barcelona went and got Anthony Gordon because you're demanding to get the same wages that you got paid at United, then you're your own worst fucking enemy. Because I'm sorry, you got lucky that United gave you £350,000 a week. Now, yes,
they should never have given.
You're the hometown boy. You're the homegrown kid.
You're the whole time
bullshit. And all that bullshit that went with it. Yes, you showed up at certain times and all this other. And I hear it. You ain't worth that because you haven't been consistent enough to be worth that fucking amount of money. $350,000 is somebody who's been in the Premier League dominating year in and year out and having no problem. If you, as much as I don't like the guy, if you were contributing to United like how it was with Salah, I don't think Salah is that great of a player, but he put the numbers up. If Rashford was putting the numbers up like Salah consistently, okay, I hear it. If we're being honest, Rashford did maybe four good years and inconsistent in that time frame. He didn't deserve that money. So if you're trying to hold out for the cash, you're your own biggest enemy then, because nobody's going to pay you that.
Not even Saudi, bro. Not even Saudi.
Saudi. Saudi's got
they're not giving you that money.
They could probably
not for him.
Yeah.
Bro, when you do the exchange rate, Barca was damn near paying him 400,000 euros a week as a bench player. You don't get that. I'm sorry, you don't get that. Yeah, you had 28
goal contributions.
Cool. 400,000 euros a week is not 28. You need to be in the 40 range.
50 even.
Mid to late 40 range.
Yeah,
bro. Like, you need to be getting 48, never mind 28, bro.
Yeah, even 58
on 400 like euros a week, bro. 400k rather euros a week. Yeah, like
it's ridiculous.
It's a mad thing, bro. But again, this is why we need quality when it comes to the squad depth. It's not about numbers. We got the numbers there or thereabouts, and even Arteta's started to realize that I can't have this thin squad thing no more. It just doesn't work, and he needs to start playing free flowing attacking football. 22-23. It's not going to be scintillating best we've ever seen, but he's got to evolve and adapt with what he did 22-23, being the only manager now in the Premier League right here, right now, Fat Boy Slim settings, to have won the league, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
And the longest serving manager, too.
You cannot lose a league title to any one of them managers in the Premier League, bro.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, you cannot be doing that shit. Yeah?
I'll be honest with you.
Even with Man City improving, Man United, Villa,
Liverpool.
all of that shit, Liverpool. I hear
Liverpool to me is the biggest. I think Liverpool's the biggest threat to Arsenal, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, because they've got that Alviola now.
It's not only
that, they have the players too that were just playing out of position.
He's a very good manager. And he makes that step up because he's got pressure now.
It doesn't matter if it was Iraola. If you look at any manager that plays a more forward-thinking brand of football and not the U-shaped bullshit that Slot was trying to pick, I would still be sitting here and telling you that Liverpool's the biggest threat. The reason why I'm not a believer in Manchester City right now is all this talk of the exodus. Because now, I don't know if you guys
saw
this
as well, being manager.
Again, Maresca.
No.
Maresca, I do not
don't even say his name.
I do not trust him being the manager.
Don't even say his name.
My personal opinion is I think Manchester City signed him to be a stopgap. I think Maresca at the most is going to be there for 2 years. They're waiting for Vincent Kompany to win the Champions League with Bayern, and then they're going to give him the job once he's proven it in Europe with Bayern. That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah. What happened to go and get the best manager that's out there currently right now?
For City, I don't think that's what it is. Because because here's the thing.
We have to rebuild the whole team.
You're in the same situation that United was in after Sir Alex Ferguson. Not to the same degree, but not far off. You're not far off of the same situation that United was in. And if we're being honest, you're not. David Moyes is a complete 180 football of what Sir Alex Ferguson plays. Enzo Maresca plays similar brand of football to Pep. It's nowhere near as good, but it's a similar brand where there's not that much of a changeover. The bigger problem for City is you got Vardiol now talking about he's trying to get out of there and go to Real Madrid. That came out. Rodri, we have no idea what's going on. He's saying he's not talking about his future till after the World Cup. So if you lose Vardiol and you lose Rodri, with Bernardo Silva already talking about it's either Atletico Madrid or Barcelona coming into next year, you have to retool the defense no matter what, and you got to redo that midfield. Because I'm sorry, Nico Gonzalez and Reinders ain't getting you no fucking Premier League if that's your midfield duo. It ain't happening. It ain't happening.
Rodri is a cornerstone in that team. If you lose him, then that's a big piece missing.
Massive.
And that's the thing.
Monumental.
None of the guys that they have can run a full season. You can't put Nico Gonzalez and Kovacic to be your fucking midfield pairing and expect to win the Premier League. It ain't happening. You can't put Nico Kovacic and Reiners. You can't put Reiners and Gonzalez. None of them guys are going to win you the Premier League in the midfield. So you got to retool the midfield. And again, for me, defensively, City's got to refix everything with that. Their defense is shit. Let's just be honest here. As good as Mark Gahey has been, he's got bozo moments. We saw it because
Everton game.
He's not at that level. He's not at that level in it. Even Gabriel Magalhaes had to learn the toughest way, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Guaye's got the ability and he's better on the ball, better passer in it for damn sure. Because Gabriel think he can pass it like Saliba and them man there. You're not that guy, bro.
Gianni,
you're a no nonsense centre back.
Big up to PFC. He goes, Gianni, see Amarin now been linked to Fulham. 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 You will be getting relegated if you sign that motherfucker. I'm telling you that.
Fulham fans, Fulham fans. You can't be allowing that shit, bruv. I'm gonna be real. If there's any Fulham fans that see this shit, if you get Amarim job, bruv, it's
and I don't want Slot going there. I need to see Arne Slot go to AC Milan. I need to see this.
I need to see or Juve, bro. Get Amarim job at Juve, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying?
I need to see I need to see him at AC Milan so we could bury that fucking club even more than what it already is.
AC Milan can suck.
Yeah.
Why is it that the Premier League always gets the work? Why is it that the Premier League teams always get the shit managers like the Fulhams and all? I just something I've never understood. I've never understood that.
Real quick before we answer that, Chike, Carl, you got to bounce, my guy. Appreciate your time as always. Appreciate you hopping on last minute, my guy. You want to shout your channel out? What you got coming up?
Yeah, cheers for having me on, mate. Much appreciated. Big up to the panel. Big up to the chat. You'll find me on my channel, Rufus Schooner. You'll find me on Instagram, Rufus Schooner35. Sorry if I've been a little bit distant over the last 2 weeks or so. I've had a lot of stuff going on in my life, and also I was paralytically drunk last weekend as well.
Gotta be done, bro.
So I will be back doing some content as well. And obviously the World Cup is literally right around the corner, like in a week's time.
Week.
So, I'll be doing some watch on the 9
single minute of it.
I'll be watching the 9 p.m. I'll be watching the 9 p.m. games I can get on the UK because every other kickoff's either too late or I'm trying to get my boy ready for bed.
I'll be getting stoned as piss for that World Cup because I really don't give a shit.
Same here, bro. Same here, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers flying through that tournament, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
So I'll probably will end up doing the first 2 watch-alongs for the England game as well. So I might need a pillow and a blanket for that one. But anyway, and you'll also find me. You also find me since we've been talking a little bit of American sports and NFL today, Gianni. You'll also find me doing my hosting duties on Pats Across the Pond. We talked a little about obviously AJ Brown is now traded to us, thank God. And I might have pissed off our French listeners because I said fuck the French after my Man City co-host trying to antagonize me when we lost the Champions League final, in which I basically said fuck the French. On that note, peace out. See you later, guys.
Big up, Carl.
Big up, Carl. Great to see you, my God. I just want to say one thing before we move on. Yeah, my birthday's next week, and it's right when the World Cup starts. And
thank you. Happy birthday if I don't see you then.
Thank you very much. I'll be 27 years young. No, I'm kidding. I'll be 27 years.
Fuck, you're still wet behind the ears.
You're not even in your 30s yet, bro. Wait till you get to 30.
3 more years.
That's when things start to really change, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Like,
and I'm not
enjoy the youth, brother. Trust
Yeah.
me. I'm gonna tell you the same thing I was told. As soon as you hit, it takes forever to hit 21. As soon as you hit 21, it's downhill from there.
Oh
Like
yeah.
that,
Oh,
bro. It
oh,
goes
yeah.
super fast,
In a
bro.
blink of an eye, you're
It's
30.
shitty. It's
Mhm.
absolutely shitty. And when the U.S. play Paraguay,
Holy fuck.
actually from my birthday and from when the U.S. play Paraguay, I'm going to be hammered because I know for damn sure that the U.S. aren't going to get shit from that game. I'm going to say it now. The U.S.
hell
are going to
no,
lose
bro.
the opening game. We suck.
I say a
Come on,
draw.
Gianni. We
I say a
suck.
draw. I say a draw.
We
I say draw.
suck.
I say a
what-
draw for the Paraguay game. I'm not too convinced
Why?
by them because Paraguay's not that good of a team. The team we're going to get ran over by is Turkey. Turkey's going to
Turkey are gonna whoop your asses.
Oh,
bro.
yeah,
Like,
Turkey are gonna-
expeditiously. I'm gonna be real, yeah. You've got not even a hope in hell's chance of even
Oh, I know.
getting a sniff out
I
of
know.
Turkey, bro.
You
Yeah,
know.
like
Bro,
Like-
Turkey. I'm going to say this right now. And
They've
I'm
always
die
had
on this one.
ballers.
I think Turkey, not a dark horse to win, but I think they're a dark horse to be a Cinderella story to go far in the tournament. In my
they've
opinion.
been to the semis before, bro.
Really?
Like the 02 World Cup. Yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
good to see
yeah.
you,
Big
man.
up.
And they
Georgia,
made
bro.
the semis in the 08 European championship. They went to the
Yeah,
semis.
yeah, they did. Yeah.
With,
Oh, they
uh,
lost to
Turkey
Germany.
always had ballers,
Remember
bro.
that.
I didn't know
They
that.
lost
Turkey
to
always
They
had
lost to
ballers.
Germany.
yeah. When
Yeah,
they had,
because it was
when they had
Spain, Germany
Emery,
final.
they had that Emery was it not Emery Shot, Emery Bozoglu
Emery
was
Shell
Oh,
was
him,
Germany.
yeah.
They had
Yeah.
ballers on that team. No, they
Shit.
I think Turkey's going to be a dark horse to go far, dude. You look at that front line
Yeah.
of offense. You got Actor Koglu, you got
Eunice Atcombe.
Yunus,
Yildiz.
you got Badish Yilmaz, you have fucking Arda Guler, you got fucking
Yeah.
you still got Hakan Çalhanoğlu, you got Yildiz, you got
Awesome.
killers all over the place on that Turkish front line. So I
I think they could get to the semis, bro. If they don't land
Well,
a
I'll say,
Spain or a France,
Yeah, if they don't get
Um,
one of the
here, I'll
big
tell you
nations,
this.
they could actually make it pretty far.
I would not PFC. That's a shot. I think Colombia is another one that can do that as well. I think Colombia, especially
Luis
because
Suarez, bro.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
Colombia.
saying?
Will be-
you know what though. But here's the
And
thing:
James'
majority
last
of
ride.
Colombia's games is going to be Miami. That's going to be a home game every.
James
fucking game.
Rodriguez.
Yeah.
James Rodriguez is still
Yeah.
balling out. He's a top
Yeah.
player, James Rodriguez, so you got to be
Oh,
careful.
he's
man.
my guy.
Oh,
Whoever's
yeah.
seen
Gee,
the
what's a G,
documentary,
bro?
yeah. If anyone see the documentary,
Yeah, James.
I need to see that shit. I need to. Yeah.
So good.
I remember it.
But I'll tell you this: if England caught Turkey in a knockout round, I would not be surprised if Turkey.
Oh
knocked
no, we're
them
Yeah.
losing
out.
that, bro.
Quaja,
We're losing that.
Jimbo,
I don't
Yeah,
see us
have
winning
fun
that.
with that.
Yeah, on penalties.
Not a chance, bro. Not
Could
a
Morocco
chance.
be in the semi-finals again? Do you reckon Morocco could be in the semi-finals again because they did it
Yeah, I
in
think it'll be
22?
semis again.
I think Morocco is I think Morocco definitely makes quarters. I think it depends who they would run into.
Mm.
I think
they'll
they
get
get
semis.
here.
I think they'll get quarters.
I think Morocco, Turkey,
Turkey, yeah.
Colombia,
Colombia.
out. Japan is another.
Oh yeah,
one.
Japan is a
Japan's
shout.
got a
That's another
solid
good
team.
That's another
Japan's
good
got
team.
a very solid team. They're going to catch some guys off guard in this. Japan's got a decent little team. I don't know if they make quarters, but I definitely think they can make round of 16 and maybe.
What
get
about what is it? Korea has Son retired from?
He hasn't, but I'm not buying
hasn't.
Korea as
I
much.
don't
as
think
I
South
don't
Korea
like-
going
I
to do
don't know
anything,
about
to be
Korea.
honest.
I think one of the dark horses now, instead of Morocco, I would say watch out for Senegal. Yes, I know
Yes.
they lost. I know they lost to the United States in a friendly in 3-2, but they did not start the major guys like that throughout the 11.
Oh, they're
You
on a
weren't happy
mission,
for
bro.
the
They
USA. You
literally
weren't
got
happy for
robbed.
the USA
They
that
got
won.
robbed from the AFCON, bro.
Yeah,
They're on a mission.
Yeah.
They're doing that vigilante
Yeah.
next level judge shit. Do you know what I'm saying? They're not
They're on
even-
fraud watch. Whoever
Liam,
gave
if this
Morocco
was-
the AFCON,
if-
they're on fraud watch. Whoever
Liam,
gave them the
if Holland's team was the same team it was 4 years ago coming into now, I would agree with you. But
Yeah.
after how bad Virgil van Dijk looked for Liverpool, I don't buy Holland. I think
and
Holland's
especially
gonna
if
get
Cody
Yeah, I don't buy the
Gakpo gets
Netherlands.
called up, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
He's there.
is dog
He
shit.
started the last friendly. The front line's going to be
Yeah.
Gakpo, Memphis Depay, and I forgot the kid from this young kid from Ajax, Gold.
It
the
should
left-
be Noah Lang, bro. It should be Noah Lang on
Noah
board.
Lang's on the team, but he's a bench player for the team. It's that kid
Wow.
Gold from Ajax
Wow.
is supposed
Wow.
to be insane.
So what
Well,
about
you can have
Gravenberch and
Memphis
Dion?
starting.
Don't
You
you
have to
think
have
they'll
Noah
ball
Lang.
out? in
I was
the
about to
midfield?
say
Do you think
those
that
guys
they'll be
should
good?
start.
Who were you saying?
What about,
Bob?
Gravenberch.
Gravenberch and Dion. What about them two? Do you
I think
that they could be
Gravenberch and
good for
Dion is
Netherlands?
okay. The problem is for me is the defense.
Yeah.
I do not trust Mickey Van de Ven. First and foremost, I do not
No
trust Mickey
chance,
Van de
bro.
Ven. That
No
dude has
chance.
only got speed. He is not that good of a fucking defender. I think he is overrated as piss. I
Yeah,
think he's
100%.
By
overrated as
Spurs
piss.
fans, definitely.
I think if Mickey Van de Ven was to be a good center back, I could see Mickey Van de Ven being more of that a center back that works well in a back line of three because of his pace. He can cover the kind of like how when City won the treble and they played
It
that
was our
3-4-1.
3-2-4-1.
Yeah, and they had Kyle Walker lined up as the third center back to cover that ground over there. That's
Yes.
where I see Mickey Van de Ven being a good player.
He's a
at.
specialist centre back. He can't play in the back two, bro. He just can't do it.
He's too. You know what the
He doesn't
thing
have
is?
the positioning and all that shit.
You hit the nail on the head.
Exactly.
All these guys want to be Sergio Ramos when Ramos was at Real Madrid. Everybody wants to be Ramos, to be this ball-playing center back that can get caught out of positions but have the pace to get back and catch up. The problem when everybody realizes is Ramos had two of the best defenders at the time along with him to make him look good as well. And I'm not taking shit away from Ramos. He scored clutch goals. He took penalties under pressure and shows up when the big game happens.
Yep, he shows up
You
in the
look
clutch
a lot
time.
of them times. He was the one that was out of position, and it was Rafael Varane or it was Pepe that had to bail his ass out if he got caught.
Even
out.
Ricardo
Or Gerard
Carvalho
Piqué
at certain
Yes.
points as well.
Ricardo
And that was an
Carvalho as
aging
well,
Carvalho.
yes.
Or Gerard
Yeah.
Piqué for Spain.
Facts. And not even Gerard Piqué. It was more so Puyol.
Yeah,
It was
Puyol,
more so
yeah.
Puyol with
He's
that
the-
than it
another one.
was
Fuck
Piqué.
me, bro.
Because
Yeah, that-
if you ask my honest opinion,
sure.
I honestly think Sergio Ramos was better when he was a right back for Real Madrid than what he was as a center back. When he was
Yeah.
bombing
I
forward,
didn't know that.
Yeah. He
They,
started out.
when they won back to back
Wow.
before Pep took over the team from Rijkaard, he was right back. Because remember, they got Ricardo Carvalho and they got Fabio Cannavaro from Juventus when Juventus got relegated for the game fixing. Cannavaro went to Real Madrid,
Wow.
and Ramos was the
Damn.
right back on that team. He was awesome
Damn.
as a right back.
He played
Yeah.
right back in the World Cup final as well. Sergio Ramos played right back against.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
remember
it
this.
suits his
Yeah, I
game a
remember
lot
that.
more because he loves to go forward, but he'll also track back when
Yeah, I
when
remember
and if he
that,
can. Do
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, when Spain
that's
won.
his game. But at centre back, it's just like unless you're that good defensively or you're that wicked on the ball, either one or both. But in this case, it's more the latter. And
Yeah,
then
I
you
agree.
score in clutch moments, like you're a game changer.
It's the clutch
You know, you're a
time.
match winner. Like, look, I rate Sergio Ramos, but is he the best defensively I've ever seen? No. Is he anywhere
Probably
near
not.
Nesta level? No, hell, fuck
No,
no.
no,
Do you know what I'm saying?
No.
He's not that level. Like the kids think Sergio Ramos is like Sol Campbell level, Nesta, like John Terry, Tony. No, they're nowhere near that level. Never mind the Maldinis and Baresis and that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
I think
Yeah,
Sergio
Sands
Ramos on
and
the
that, like,
defensive
come
side
on.
of the game, he's not better than Chiellini. I don't think in the decisive.
Nah.
the defensive
No, I
side-
disagree.
No.
I disagree. I think he's better than Chiellini. I think he's better than Chiellini.
What,
Yes.
Sergio Ramos? Oh, you think
Yes.
so?
Yes.
Really?
Ooh.
See, I don't know about
Yes.
that. Chiellini was
Ooh,
more.
I'm not
see,
too
the reason I
sure.
like
I'm
Chiellini.
not-
Bro, here's the problem. And I'm
the
not
problem
trying to
with
hate at Chiellini, and I love Chiellini for what he did for the Italian national team when we won the Euros. But you got to remember something. Chiellini, Barzagli, and Bonucci came up at the time when it was the worst fucking Serie A in history. It's a different. Chiellini didn't make his bones in Serie A when Serie A was Serie A. He didn't make his bones then because when Inter and Milan were still on top over Juventus, when they came back up from the second division, Chiellini was not on that level. He just wasn't. Now, he was a youngster and learning his trade, but he wasn't. Chiellini and them guys got lucky that Serie A was that shit for so long for them to look that good. And my personal opinion, you also look good when, in my opinion, the best goalkeeper to ever play the sport was your goalie for all those years with Gigi Buffon.
Gianluigi
I'm sorry.
Buffon.
I think Chiellini gets a little too overhyped because for me, Chiellini's not top 10 greatest Italian defenders in my opinion. He's just not. Yes, he has the Scudettes and everything else. He's just not in it for me like that. He's just, and if he is, he's number 10 or number 9. He's
Damn.
not at that level in my personal opinion. Now,
So he's not better than Cannavaro. He's not
No.
better than Maldini.
not even
No, that's
close.
better.
Not even close.
Hmm.
He's not better than Cannavaro. He's not better than Nesta. He's not better than Baresi. He's not better than Maldini. He's not better than Costa Curta. He's not better than none of them guys.
Then
He's just
Franco Baresi?
sorry.
He's not better than Baresi, you think?
Fuck no. Hell no. Hell no.
Damn.
And if I had to sit down and think about it, I'd probably be making the argument that Chiellini's probably not top 15 or 20 center backs of all time.
Of all time.
Of all time, I hear it because
Of all
we've
time.
even had we've had like world class.
Like here, he's not better than Tony Adams. He's not better than Tony
Sol
Adams.
Campbell.
He's not better than Sol
No.
Campbell. He's not better than who's the famous English defenseman from West Ham back in the day?
Oh,
Bobby Moore. He's not better than Bobby Moore.
No, he's definitely not better than John Terry.
He's not better than Alan Hansen from Liverpool. He ain't better than Alan Hansen. He's not better than
Nickel.
Stevie Nickel's a right back. I'm not going to compare the two.
No, fair enough.
He's not better than Ricardo Carvalho. I think Ricardo Carvalho is one of the most disrespected center backs. I think he was fantastic.
I agree. He was unbelievable.
I don't think Chiellini is better than John Terry.
No.
I
Puyol.
don't think he's no.
Oh, definitely not better than Puyol.
Puyol for me is top
that.
10. So here's the thing. I think Chiellini and Gerard Piqué are two of the most overhyped center backs. Piqué,
Oh, that's not fair.
Piqué,
that's
constant
not
out
fair.
of position.
That's not
Piqué
fair.
is the Barcelona version of Sergio Ramos. Always
Oh,
out of
that's not
position.
fair.
Always
That's
out of
not fair.
position. No,
That's
it is.
not fair.
It is.
that
It
is
is.
so unfair.
All you got to do to summarize Gerard Piqué, watch when Inter kicked the shit out of Barcelona 3-1. All the goals come from Piqué's side because he's constantly out of position. Same shit. Same shit. You over relied on his speed. Same thing with Rio Ferdinand. Ferdinand is not what people say he is. I'm sorry. That's my personal opinion.
Lucas Radebe was better when he was at Leeds, bruv. He was a better centre back. He was a better
Rio
defender.
Ferdinand was never better than Nemanja Vidic. Vidic was miles ahead of Ferdinand, in my opinion.
Yeah, as an out and out centre back.
Would you guys have
With all the
Thiago Silva ahead of
fundamentals.
Piqué? Would you have Thiago Silva
Yes.
ahead?
I would.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was at Milan doing bits, bruv, as well.
Oh,
Do you know what I'm saying?
And he was at
Look who he
PSG,
learned from.
Chelsea. Jesus.
Look who he
Nesta,
learned from
bro.
at Milan. He learned
Man
from
like
Nesta.
Nesta, Alessandro Nesta, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying?
That was the
One of the
backline
best.
for AC Milan when they won that title. It was Nesta and Thiago Silva as the center back.
Yeah.
No, I think Gerard Piqué. I think Piqué is a gifted center back as far as being on the ball and passing. I think he is very good at certain times. Piqué has come up big, like when other teams are a lot better in the physical department than Barcelona when it comes to Barca. Even at that time, was always very susceptible to corners. Piqué was their big guy to always bail him out on that. But
That's fair.
when you look at position-wise, because of how much was needed for you to play with the ball at your feet to play Pep's style, he was always taken out of position, and he always relied on, again, Puyol to clean up the mess. If
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
The Mexican guy was a better center back for them in that period. Rafa
Rafa
Marquez for me
yeah,
was a
yeah,
better
he was-
center
he
back
was
than
top
Piqué.
tier. Yeah.
That's just
No,
that's just
that's fair. That's fair.
I'd have
Now that you
Lucio
say
over
that,
Piqué. I'd have
And
now
now
that
you
you
say
say
the
that,
Argentinian
is
kid
very
that was the
fair.
defensive midfielder played center back. I thought he was better. Mascherano.
Oh, Mascherano.
I
Mascherano,
thought
yeah.
Mascherano and
Yeah, yeah.
Puyol was a better pairing than Puyol and Piqué. That's my opinion. I think Piqué is
fair,
very
that's fair.
overrated.
That's actually very fair.
Like
Now
here,
that you bring up the
for me-
points with the heading and shit.
Another guy, he doesn't get the respect he deserves because he played for Atletico. Piqué's not better than Diego Godin.
Oh,
Godin,
no.
Godin is
No
miles
chance.
better than him.
Godin, that Godin
Godin
Miranda
was a
that got
fucking
into their
Yeah,
first
exactly.
Champions League final.
He was
Exactly.
Elite, bro.
bad boy.
Elite.
Yes.
They were 1-0
Elite
up
of the elite.
and they held them. If it weren't for Sergio fucking Ramos, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
Jesus.
And again, match winner, game changer. Turns up at the right time, innit?
Yeah.
But not the best defensively. Same with Gerard Piqué. It's the athleticism, bro. They're
Yep.
great athletes, but they're also ballers, innit?
Yeah.
But just because
Yeah,
you're a
that's true.
baller, even at centre, especially at centre back, doesn't mean you can defend that well. But again, that's modern football. As soon as you've
Yeah.
got ballers
Yeah.
playing at centre back, and because they're that good on the ball, do you know what I'm saying? And they're that athletic as well, to
Mhm.
varying degrees.
Yeah.
Like people lose sight of their defensive incapabilities. Do you know what I mean? Because
Fact.
then
I
it's
hear
like,
you.
oh, he can score the headers from dead ball situations. Some of them can even score penalties and maybe free kicks. You know, Alex. Remember Alex?
Oh yeah.
Alex had a
Brazilian,
rocket
Brazilian
shot, bro.
center back for PSG.
Yeah, Alex had a
Yeah.
rocket shot, bro. Do you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And I remember that goal he scored against us when he was at Chelsea, bro. It was at the bridge.
Yeah.
That was a humdinger chicken zinger, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it was unfucking believable. But again, defensively, he wasn't all that. But on the ball, he was solid. He was sound. But that's the generation we're at. Like, Chiellini wasn't the best on the ball, but he was half competent defense. Well, he was competent
He
defensively.
was competent. That's fair. I'll give you that.
But he wasn't all time.
Yeah,
like,
he
you know what I'm
wasn't
saying?
all-time,
In
though.
this era,
Yeah.
he's considered a great.
Yeah.
He's world class in this era, but in
Yeah,
any
that's true.
era, that's
the 80s and
basically-
90s, not even close.
Gerard Piqué is not world class or elite in any
Here,
era. Neither
have,
Sergio Ramos.
a guy who often gets forgotten about because he doesn't have the sexiest name and wasn't on the biggest teams was Pietro Verkelwood. Verkelwood was the star center back when Sampdoria won the league in the 90s when they had Roberto Mancini and Gianluca Vialli
Yeah.
as the striker pairing. Verkelwood was older. He was a backup at AC Milan when they won the Champions League. Verkelwood, for me, better center back than Giorgio Chiellini, in my opinion.
Wow.
Because he did it when the Serie A was at its best, and he did it against the best strikers. Chiellini, if you look at the amount of players that Chiellini played in his time frame, he played better players in the Champions League than what was around in the Serie A for all intents purposes. Yes, okay. He did well against the famous Napoli trio of Mertens, Callejon, and Insigne. Fantastic. But Mertens, Callejon, and Insigne, as much as I love them as part of Napoli, they ain't Roberto Mancini and Gianluca Vialli. They ain't Gabriel Batistuta. You know what I mean? That's different level of shit that those guys were playing against. Here it is. Big up to Amikel. This is a name. Walter Samuel gets forgotten about on how good of a center back he was because he was undersized. That motherfucker was my height. He was 5'8".
Wait. No way you're 5'8".
No, 5'8".
Jesus.
Walter Samuel was 5'8", jumping over fucking towers to fucking head the ball out. Yeah, dude. Same. The Brazilian cat from Bayern Munich and Inter, Lucio. Chiellini's
Lucio. I remember Lucio.
Yeah, Lucio was elite, bro. He was elite. And he was good on the ball. He was sound on the ball as well, bro. Like,
and
had that tech.
Yeah,
proper.
Exactly. Had the tech, knew when to tackle, had the pace, and had the knowledge on the ball. I mean, he was the captain of Brazil, so he was.
And then Thiago Silva ended up being the last Brazilian centre back that could actually defend, but have that quality on the ball as well. Still have that Samba influence. You look at the centre backs now with Brazil. Gabriel doesn't scream Jogo Benito. Yeah.
Ivan
Cordova, Philip Lahm was a
Gabriel Magalhaes doesn't scream Jogo Benito, but we know he can fucking defend. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's a proper defender in this era.
Yeah,
he's world class. Could potentially be elite in this era, especially where he's at right now. But he doesn't scream Jogo Benito, even his own version of like his own way of being that sort of Samba type player. What Thiago Silva was, what Lucio was. If you've not seen Lucio play, bro, go back to his Bayern Munich days, but even go back to his Inter days. Bro.
I was going to say his Inter days was
unbelievable, bro. Unbelievable. Yes, Jose done his team, but the players that he had, let's be real, yeah.
Julio Cesar, Lucio,
Walter Samuel. I think Zanetti was still there. Javier Zanetti was still there. Yeah. Cordoba, I think he was playing left back.
It was Samuel
Wesley Sneijder. Yeah, Diego Milito, bruv. Balotelli there. It was, Champions League winner, bruv. It's his only one, but yeah.
Wait, he won it? What? I didn't know Balotelli won a Champions League. That's mental.
With Inter. Yeah, with Inter, it's his only one, bruv. It's his only one.
That's insane.
Like,
that's actually insane. I didn't even know that.
He's like, he was meant to be that guy.
Yes.
You know, he was meant to be Mr. Italiano, bruv. He was meant to be Mr. Italian football.
Oh, I forgot about Cambiasso.
But you know, like he had all the ability in the world, bruv. But you know, once he went to your lot in it, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, Mancini was doing everything to try and get a grip of him.
Everything.
He couldn't do it, bruv, because no one can do it. Mario Balotelli does what Mario Balotelli does, and in a lot of ways, I rate it, bruv. I love the freedom of thinking, but there is no way he's playing under Pep Guardiola or
No.
Mikel Arteta.
No.
He's not playing under either of them two, bro. They
He's not
they
playing
they,
under
they
either
both
one
have
of
heart
those
attacks, bro.
nutcases.
They
Who
both
you
have
talking
heart attacks. Mario Balotelli
Balotelli.
playing under Pep Guardiola or Mikel
He
Arteta,
ain't
bro.
playing under those guys. He ain't
No
playing under
chance,
those
bro.
two
Here,
Their
this-
manager's going to
psychopaths.
lose their lose
Shout,
their
shout
shit,
out,
bro.
shout out to Rob. This is another one.
Big up,
Desai
Rob.
is
Oh,
top
Rob.
15 greatest center backs of all time. Probably for me, top 10.
Like
Like
Marcel Desailly was something else, bro.
Oh, yeah, that's
Mad
right.
underrated in terms of being in that conversation of all-time great centre backs.
Yeah.
And he can also
Right.
play DM as well.
Marcel Desailly to me is the center back version of what I say about Clarence Seedorf. Seedorf
Yeah.
to me is the most disrespected midfielder of all time because I think he's better than majority of guys. Seedorf,
Oh, he is.
If he was
The
in
man
this
was
era,
beast
he'd be
in
the
that
best
field.
midfielder. Not even just the best midfielder. He'd be probably the best player on the planet, bro. If Seedorf was in this era, playing in this era of football, he'd be
Facts.
the best player on the planet.
facts.
He would teach everyone that the ball's round, not square. He was that good.
He when you look at the profile of Jude Bellingham, right?
Oh
When
my
you look at
God!
the
Why
Oh,
did you bring him up?
I'm not saying it
Why?
because I'm not because look at from the physical aspect, the physique of what Clarence Seedorf was and what Jude Bellingham is. You would think that Jude Bellingham would model his game after Clarence Seedorf because Seedorf, first of all, Seedorf, if you just looked at his legs, Seedorf's legs look like tree trunks. That dude was built like a brick shithouse. You
It's
couldn't
like Roberto Carlos, isn't it?
Yeah.
He had them thick fucking
Yes,
thighs and
100%.
calves and all that shit.
You
Even
couldn't
though I've
push
got that, but
Seedorf
still,
off the
like,
ball. You couldn't push Seedorf off the ball, and Seedorf ran the fucking game.
And he had
was-
all the tech. Do you know what I'm saying? Him and Edgar Davids, bro.
yes, that's
Generation-
another one. Yeah,
Generational talents. we're
for me,
talking about.
Davids is another one that often gets forgotten about how good he. And to be honest with
He
you,
was good back in.
he gets a lot of shade now because he's the manager for France. But people forget how class Didier Deschamps was. Deschamps is one of the best defensive midfielders of all time.
Yeah.
Same with as much as I
Didn't he win the champs with Marseille as a player? He was
I
the
think he
captain.
did it with Marseille.
And he won the
and
World Cup. He won
Yeah,
the
he
World
won
Cup
the
in
World Cup.
'98.
As captain.
But another one too, to be honest with you, for me, he gets forgotten about as a player because he's a nutcase as a manager. Antonio Conte was class as a midfielder.
yeah.
Well, he was fucking class.
Don Diego Simeone, brother, as well.
Don't forget about Don Diego.
Amacal, this is one of the shouts because Georgi Hadji is in the same conversation as Seedorf for me. He is so disrespected, and Hadji is nothing but class. Same with Rudy. Same with the German guy Rudi Voller. Voller is often forgotten about on how fucking great he was. Same with what's his name because he played for Tottenham, but he was awesome at Inter.
Oh, Klinsmann.
Klinsmann.
Yeah,
Class.
Jurgen Klinsmann. Yeah.
Class.
Yeah.
Class.
Yeah.
Same with
He managed the U.S. men's national team. This is why I fucking hate Landon Donovan because he told Jurgen Klinsmann to go fuck himself. Like, who the fuck are you, man? Get out of here.
don't
You
get
suck.
me started. Don't get me started on that piece of shit Donovan, dude.
That Jagger. Do you know what I'm saying? That Jagger.
He doesn't like Donovan.
You know what? They haven't invented a word. They haven't invented a word yet for Landon Donovan because he's that much of a jam. They haven't invented a word yet for him, dude. This dude on this podcast with him and Tim Howard is going on about how he thinks the United States should be aiming to make a quarterfinal or semifinal appearance. I go, bro, what fucking world do you think
My
you're living in?
Oh my days.
They can't even rig it for you,
We
though.
can't.
Do you know what I'm saying?
They're
To
not
make it
gonna rig it for
convincing.
us.
They can't even do that. Because at least Korea had players that could play, bro. Yeah?
Yeah.
Your team, yeah? What is it? Pulisic?
Pulisic, Gio Reyna, freaking Weston McKinney. God,
Yeah,
no.
Weston McKinney?
The best guy on our team
Tyler
is
Adams?
the best guy. No, for me, the
No,
best
he
guy on our
sucks.
team is the kid from Leverkusen, Malik Tillman. I
Yes,
think
Oh,
Tillman's a good
Tillman.
player.
Yeah, yeah.
I like Malik Tillman.
Do you guys rate Giovanni Reina? Do you guys
No.
think he's any good?
No.
That soccer mom baby pussy ass motherfucker is shit. That dude had to call his fucking mother to bitch. Did you guys hear about
Yeah,
that whole
did I-
situation?
Yeah, I
heard
looked
about
into that.
that,
Yeah,
yeah.
I looked into the
Heard
story.
about
yeah.
that.
I
Gio
read that,
Reyna's
yeah.
mother, Gio Reyna's mother, who's a fucking cunt.
Yeah, she's a
Called
Karen.
up.
She's a bitch ass Karen.
She called up the national team central and complained about Giovanni Reina not getting any minutes. and then brought up that the manager, Greg Berhalter, had a
Yep.
domestic situation 20 years ago and
Yep.
brought it into the light and cost
Oh,
Greg Berhalter his job because
Yep.
of that.
I would.
Giovanni Reyna is a pussy ass soccer mom bitch made kid. Fuck him. I hope that kid never
he's a
plays
fucking
with the US
hand
men's
job
national team
jag off
again.
piece of shit. That's what he
Take a
is.
piece of shit.
Yep, absolute hand job jag off piece of shit.
He's
That is Gio Reyna. He's a
he's
scumbag.
How the hell did he end up
Reyna.
at Dortmund, bro? I'm amazed Dortmund even bought him,
Politics.
no, he was
Politics.
no. Let's be fair. Before the major injury, Reyna was balling out for Dortmund.
Okay,
Before
that's
when he
fair.
was 17, when he was 16, 17, he was balling out for Dortmund. The problem was, like it does for all American players, is the fame went to his head, thought he was better than what he was, stopped taking the game serious, the injuries started picking up, and he never was the same again afterwards. And then it just so happened that he had a 6-month burst of good football right before the World Cup. And Greg Berhalter didn't trust him, and then all that nonsense came out. He's not that. If he was to go back to 16, 17, I would rate Gio Reyna.
Same.
Right now, no, not even close.
Not even close.
So he's basically gone down the same route with less limelight as Freddie
Yes.
Adu, bro. Because Freddie Adu, like what you guys done to that kid, bro, putting him in Nike adverts, like Nike football, Ronaldinho at the time, what was it, 04,
Had to have
04, 05? Like when he was like 14, 15? How do you give
The
a
Nike,
15-year-old kid a Nike deal?
the Nike ads for Freddie Adu started coming out in 05, in the 05, 06 when it was him and Ronaldinho.
Yeah,
'Cause-
for the World
yeah,
Cup.
yeah,
yeah.
leading up
For
to
the
the
World Cup in Germany.
Because
Yeah.
Yep.
here they did. When did those black and gold Ronaldinho Nikes come out? for
That was
Cleveland?
06, bro.
Yeah,
I believe that was
when they
06.
did- that was
Them
when they did
boots,
the
one of the
first-
best, greatest boots of all time.
Yeah.
Greatest football boots of all time.
What do you
Right
guys
up
make
there.
of this debate with PFC? He goes, he had a debate with his mate for Drogba over Aguero.
As a footballer, Aguero over.
Yeah,
Drogba.
as a footballer,
Drogba's got
Aguero
skills.
is 10 times better than Drogba.
But Drogba, he'll win you the
Yeah.
the majors, as they say. He always
Yeah.
turns up in big games.
Yeah,
Won't
Well,
score as
for
many
me, I
as
think
TT
Drogba-
and Andy Cole and others, but
I personally, for me, I would take Drogba over Aguero, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm being biased here. I
think
take
Aguero-
Aguero.
I think Aguero gets too selfish in certain times for City. I thought a lot of like here, perfect example. Yes, he scored a couple goals in this matchup, but the amount of misses and not wanting to pass the ball in that matchup of Man City versus Monaco is the perfect reason why I would choose Drogba over Aguero, because Drogba knows when it's not his time and he's got to let it go for somebody else. But when called upon, Drogba shows up. Aguero, when it's called upon, he don't show up. That's
even
why
with
they
all
have-
that ability, even with all that ability, because I think for me, technically Aguero is better.
yes,
So Drogba is way more effective. He's way more useful, and he's more and he actually makes the team even better. Even when he's not had the best of games or worst of games, even if he's having like a decent game, he'll hold the ball up, lay it off to Lamps or whoever else they had in that midfield. Joe Cole at the time, back in the
Yeah.
day, like Damien
Solomon
Duff and
Kalou.
Iron Robin. Yeah,
Solomon
Solomon Kalou. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just like Didier Drogba, just like he's just got something just that bit different that you need up front. He's a match winner. Do you know what I'm saying? They're both ballers. Don't get it twisted. Aguero is technically better on the
100%.
ball, but what the problem is, if you're not Leo Messi level in this generation, yeah, you cannot be that selfish, even with
Yeah.
all that ability. Do you know what I'm saying?
You're right.
Because it's not like you can score at whim like that in any given situation. Because we've seen Aguero dribble past 2, 3, 4, 5 man, but then he'll miss the ball, innit? Sorry, not miss the ball. Like he'll hit the post or he'll hit the bar, or we don't square it to like a KDB or Sterling or whoever.
Or
whoever
Sane,
we have.
maybe a
Sane,
Sane.
you know, do you know what I'm saying? You won't make that pass. We know he can make that pass because we know he's got the ability, but he won't fucking do it, bro.
Yeah.
You know, he's a similar type of player to Alexandre Pato, but with Alexandre Pato, he was just more clinical, but with the injuries and all that. And for me,
Yeah.
I think Pato's a better footballer than Sergio Aguero.
Oh, agreed.
As a striker,
I don't
you know,
know. I don't
there's a reason. There's a reason why he's in my team. Do you know what I'm saying? When we did that, who would you pay to see? Yeah, 100%. Like, I love that shit. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, for me, like Alexandre Pato, if it weren't for the injuries, for me, he'd be the best striker on the planet. Like, he had the ability. If he didn't have them injuries, bro,
100%.
and scoring them goals and what he could do with the football, like, yeah, Aguero could do certain things with the football.
This
but
is gonna.
yeah, go on,
The
Joe.
majority of us are Arsenal fans, and a lot of Arsenal fans have not forgiven this guy of his decision. But barring injuries, I'm taking Robin van Persie over both Drogba and fucking Aguero because he's the
I would. Yeah, 100%. RVP.
I know a lot of guys don't like RVP because he went to Man U, he won the title, and I get all that. I get all of that. Trust me. Robin van Persie was physical enough on the Drogba side to where he could get it done on that. But technical ability, he's miles better than Aguero in my opinion.
Bro.
Especially, what was the year where we were playing him at right wing? Was it the 07-08 year where we had him at right? We were trying Gervinho out at the left, and we still had Adebayor as the striker mixed in with. No,
I don't think Adebayor was there because when we had Gervinho, it was like 12-13 season.
I think it was 2011-12. He was there in 2011-12.
No.
We had Podolski and Giroud and. Oh, no,
we had him with the who was the Brazilian Croatian kid that
Eduardo.
Eduardo.
He would
guy that
drift
broke his
more to
leg,
the right, and then Eduardo would drift more to the left.
Right.
When they had the ball and shit, you know, like
because at the tail end, at the tail end, it was then it was before he went to Man U. We would play him on the right, and we would put Gervinho at times on the left, and I think we would like do a weird move where we would mix in Walcott as the striker.
in the 11-12 season. Yeah, it was only that season. Because we bought Gervinho that season. Yeah. It wasn't 12-13, it was 11-12, yeah. And then like Walcott up front, you know, more often than not than being out on the right way he should have been. But like it's sort of like inside forward. Like RVP technically like levels above both of them, to be honest. Like for me. Like as much as I rate Aguero highly, don't get it twisted, but RVP, even early RVP, like what was it when we won the FA Cup before the drought in 05, and then 06 and 07, bro. What he was doing with the football, along with Cesc, but more so RVP, because he had more flair. You know, he was more like dribbling and all that shit. Next level, you couldn't get the ball off him, bro.
No, you couldn't.
And he had that touch, and he had that pocket rocket shot as well, bro. 100-mile-an-hour plus. You know, 99 shot power and shit. Not quite Adriano, but it wasn't too far off it, bro. It wasn't too far off it.
I think injuries robbed him. I think injuries robbed him of being an even better striker than what he was. Because I think isn't Van Persie like top 10 all-time goal scorers in the Premier League? And you still got to think about the fact that he missed so much because of all of his fucking injuries.
He wasn't too far away. I think he did end up getting 100 Prem goals, but that was at like Man United, I believe. Yeah. But that 11-12 season, the last season he was at the like that goal against Everton, bro, where Alex Song and he became a top quality player. But again,
I remember that.
Move. He made the wrong move, like that Barca move. Even though he was technically good enough, you know, there's just certain teams you just don't suit in it for whatever reason, culture-wise or whatever. Upstairs, it just wasn't working. That ball he played to RVP, is one of the best goals I've seen at the Emirates, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
You're talking about the Everton.
And the Emirates era. And that's even before the fucking Wilshere goal, isn't it? For me,
that's the best. For me, that's the best Robin van Persie goal for Arsenal is the Everton goal, in my opinion.
100%.
Which volley was better? Which volley do you think was better?
From behind, like the ball is over, like he's trying to see it sort of over his head. And wait for that ball, and then to drop it on the sixpence with that technique, bro. Them volleys, bro. And you don't see many volley goals no more. Why? Because the tech ain't there.
So, Natster, which volley do you think was better? Which volley do you think was better? His volley against Aston Villa or his volley against Everton? Which volley was better?
Everton, bro.
You don't think Aston Villa
that was textbook. It was literally posting in, bruv. It was posting in.
Aston Villa's not that far behind. Yeah, Aston Villa's not that far behind because it's a great volley, but the Everton one was insane.
Yeah, and it was the same type of ball as well. It's literally the same type of ball, less distance.
Plus, the other thing for me is the reason why that's the better one is because the reason why the Everton goal is better for me is because that showed you what the difference would have been for Arsenal had we actually, as the great Kenny Ken would say, put your nuts on the table.
on the table.
Because, again, I stand by this. If we don't sell Van Persie and we still get Cazorla and Podolski added to the team with him there, we win the league the next year.
100%.
We win the fucking league. With
And
them.
Fergie knew it, bruv. Fergie knew that. He knew it. But the board, the cartel board, where half of them have fucked off now, as far as I'm aware, bruv, they made that decision. Profits over winning a league title, bruv. Ending the drought as well. A season sooner. Would have ended the drought.
No, Van Persie's 15th all time. Okay.
Yeah, no, he's not too far away. But, you know, you got, was it Robbie Fowler scored bare goals?
Yeah.
Michael Owen
Yeah.
even scored bare
Kun
goals.
Aguero, Mikey, Robbie
Liam,
Fowler.
Andy Cole, etc.
Liam, this is an absolute shout. Julio Baptista used to be one of my favorite players, man.
And he was at the Arsenal for like one season.
For one season, but his time at Rome and Real Madrid, he was fucking insane. PFC,
I wanted to keep him, bro. I wanted to keep Arsenal, bro.
Yeah.
Because he was unbelievable. He got us to that League Cup final. He was one of the major reasons. You know, as great as TT was, bro, he was one of the major reasons why we got to that League Cup final against Chelsea.
Yep.
If Ben
PFC,
Gratz played his best team,
this is a
we
huge
would've
shout too, because I think a lot of people know I am a huge fan of this guy. Huntelaar was a fucking baller. Huntelaar was a fucking baller. The sad thing for the Dutch is the fact that him and Robin Van Persie hated each other so much that they couldn't play on the pitch at the same time was a disgrace.
Fuck.
Because the two of them were insane. No, that's a real thing.
Damn, I didn't know that.
If you watch, what was the Brazil World Cup? Who did Robin flop against? Was it Mexico in the first round of the
It had to have
knockouts?
been 2014, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, no, it was Mexico. Yeah.
It was Mexico.
Yeah,
It was Mexico.
Robin
yeah.
Van Persie comes off the pitch. They're tied. You would think that you would keep Robin Van Persie on the pitch. You would take, I forget who the winger was on the other side because it was Robin on the right. You would think because Van Persie was so interchangeable, because at the time he was playing wing and striker.
It might have been Depay. Was it Depay?
I wanted to say Depay, but I also thought it might have been that the guy that just left Ajax. Golson's his name start where's Devante when you need
I
him?
was thinking Narsingh,
Yeah.
but like Narsingh was more right winger, and I don't think he
Yeah.
started at that
But
point
he
anyway.
they took Robin Van Persie out for Huntelaar because them two hated each other.
Yeah. Huntelaar scored the winner, by the way.
Yes, he won he scored the penalty.
Correct.
He scored the penalty. David Trezeguet was a baller for Juventus. As much as I hate that motherfucker, I will thank him for hitting the crossbar against Italy in the World Cup final on penalties. I will thank him for that. I fucking hated him for Juve.
Did you rate Giovanni Dos Santos for Mexico, Gianni?
He was class when he came.
He was
up.
at Barca, bro.
When
Before
he
he was
came
at
up
Spurs,
to
he was at Barca. Yeah.
Shit.
Barcelona at one time had him and who was the
Bojan.
Bojan Krkic.
Yeah.
They were killing shit.
Ridiculous.
They
Jesus,
were
that's
killing
ridiculous.
Bojan was supposed to be the first for real false nine for Barca. Because he failed, that's why Messi got the false nine. Bojan, when he came up, was fucking balling. Same thing with what's his name? Dude, Barca at that time was untouchable. You had Pedro. Pedro is often forgotten about how class he was at fucking Barca. And he was class at Chelsea. I will give him that. He was class at Chelsea too. But you had Pedro, Bojan, Messi, my baller, David Villa, who another guy.
David Villa, bro. 100%.
Oh,
You
yeah,
had
David.
and you still had, and I think Alexis Sanchez came up, had just gotten purchased from Udinese at the same time.
Yeah.
Alexis Sanchez came from Udinese. He went to Barcelona, and they had all them guys around him. They were fucking insane, that team, dude. Giovanni Dos Santos at Barca, fantastic. Leaves Barcelona, shit. Same thing with Bojan Krkic. Fantastic at Barcelona. He goes to Milan, Rome, Stoke City, dog shit. Dog shit. Who was the Dutch kid? There was the other one on that team.
The 2014 team.
Yeah, Ibrahim Afellay. Baller, Barcelona. Outside of Barcelona, shit.
Damn, that is not.
No,
The
they
fact
were.
that Barcelona had all that. Fuck me, bro. That is
Yeah, Amakel Ibrahim Afellay. Yeah, they were insane.
Jesus,
They were
Christ.
insane.
That is.
What about
that is
Rafinha,
freaking-
Thiago's
freaking
brother, Rafinha
nuts.
Alcantara? Rafinha, Thiago's brother.
Rafinha was a good player. I just don't think he took the game serious. Rafinha had just as much ability as Thiago did, in my opinion. I thought Rafinha was a very good player. I just don't think he cared. I think he was one of those guys where he showed up in training. He knew he was better than everybody else, and that was good enough for him. And he just sat on the bench and collect a paycheck.
Nope. Can't have players like that. No way.
Watch, I see you put this in. This is a good question. For me, honestly, I'm taking Suarez.
Suarez.
Yeah, Suarez.
Suarez is a more complete player for me. Lewandowski is. I'm taking Suarez over Lewandowski. I'm taking the both of them over Zlatan. I take both of them over Zlatan Ibrahimovic, in my
That's
opinion.
fair. That's fair. That is very fair.
PFC Diego Milito was fucking fantastic. That Inter team is ridiculous. Oh, okay. I'm gonna let you guys start this debate, and I'll jump.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you start
Take a
this.
I'm gonna take a quick break. Who's the better player between Gareth Bale or Wayne Rooney?
Wow.
Gareth Bale, I'll say, because
Say why. I want to hear it. I'm gonna step away for about 2 secs. I'll be right back. But I don't know. It's close. It's very close.
It's hard. But I have to pick Bale because when he left like Tottenham and that and went to Real Madrid, he was a baller there. And when he was at Spurs, he not won a trophy there, so he had to go, to Real Madrid because they were good, and he won Champions League with Real Madrid and he won La Liga. And I think he won the Copa del Rey or something with Real Madrid as well, and the Super Cup as well. And I think he stole that volley against Liverpool in the final, I think, or was it a header? I can't remember. So I have to go with Bale, if I'm completely honest.
This
That's
is
my
tough.
opinion.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This is tough. Rooney or Bale as the best British player. I like Bale though. I think Bale gets disrespected at sometimes. I think Bale is arguably maybe one of the best right wingers of all time. I think there's no debate about it. Yes, I know after his Real Madrid career he did fell off, but I think he gets disrespected. I just feel like his clutch moments, the 2014 final, the 2018 final, he was superb when he came off the bench and that overhead kick was like unbelievable.
Oh.
And I know Jim, some of our fan base, they tried to tell me that Saka starts with a prime Gareth Bale at Real Madrid.
Oh my days.
They're putting Saka with a prime Gareth Bale because he didn't have a Ballon d'Or. I mean, like, come on, bro. Bale gets
Even Bale's better than Saka.
Yeah, but I know Bale's got pace, but he has better tech than Saka, better dribbling, finishing his way better than Saka's. I feel like his passing, his playmaking is better than Saka's. If I'm being totally honest with you.
Yeah.
This is tough though. I might edge it to Rooney because I feel like when Rooney gets disrespected a lot, I just feel like when Rooney gets a lot of disrespect. I mean, in the Premier League, I think he's one of the best
Rooney
players in
is
Premier League
class.
history because when Rooney doesn't have to play up top, he can play in midfield, he can play anywhere, and I feel like credit to Bale, but I just feel like Rooney's better. He's got tech, he's got vision, he's passing, he can play anywhere. Rooney can play up top, he can play on the wing, he can play. He can play in midfield. He can play 8. He can play 10. He can play secondary striker. His passing was brilliant. I mean, his pass against for Van Persie's volley was unbelievable. That volley against Villa, and he does things that I don't think Bale can do. But listen, it is a tough debate. But I'm going to go with Rooney. What about you, Cheeky?
Yeah, I will take Bale at Arsenal. In his prime, if he's not gone to Spurs.
It's too close for me, but I would just edge Bale because the player that he was at Madrid, and I never saw him in the Premier League, unfortunately, but the player he was at Madrid and just how good he was with the football is just he was insane. He has to be one of the best, players from the UK that I've seen in my lifetime. And the one goal I'll never forget is when he goes from the halfway line, goes out of play, and then somehow gets the ball and then gets the winner against Barca in the Copa del Rey. That goal will always stand out for me.
I remember that. Yeah.
Oh my God, that goal was
Remember that.
insane. Remember that, Gianni?
Hmm.
The goal where Gareth Bale was the Copa del Rey final in 2014. That's when Madrid did the double that year. Gareth Bale scored a goal. I think it was from midfield or a little bit farther. He's driving the ball. I think he's going up against Dani Alves, and he goes out of play. And then
it was Mark Bartra.
Mark Bartra.
It was Bartra who he was going up against.
Damn.
For that. No, I think I honestly don't know who's better between those two.
For me, it's Bale just, but that's really difficult because I never saw Rooney's whole career at Everton and all that. I really just saw him at Man U and the stuff that
Rooney at 16 was a fucking monster. Here's the difference between the two. Rooney, if Sir Alex, it's a fucked up situation because both of them got ruined. Rooney got ruined because Sir Alex Ferguson kept bouncing him around to different positions to where he needed him to play because Rooney was just an all-around baller. The problem with Bale is Bale started out as a fullback, got further moved up, then turned into a winger, then got turned into an actual, more of a winger that was a more forward-thinking goal scorer than being just that more because he was coming up with Tottenham trying to play a 4-4-2, and he was just that old school left midfielder where he was converted to more of that forward-thinking winger. The problem with Bale is Zidane didn't like Bale, which is why he wasn't getting minutes at Real. And the same thing because Zidane has a track record of that. Let's not be, as much as I like Zidane, let's also remember Zidane iced out James Rodriguez from the team. That's the whole reason why James Rodriguez ended up at Everton and why James Rodriguez was supposed to go to Napoli. So, the thing is that they both their careers were shortened because of them giving it their all. The thing for me is I see Rooney would have 2 Champions League titles had it not been for him running into Barcelona. So for me, I would I'm gonna go Bale by a hair.
But not if not by much, but I'd have to go Bale.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. He was a kid, and Maicon at the time was being called the best right back in the world, and he made Maicon look stupid when Tottenham played Inter. So it's and the thing about Rooney was so interchangeable with how they were playing with that front three with Man United because
it was Rooney, Ronaldo, and Tevez.
You had Tevez, Ronaldo there, but then you also had what's his name too, who often gets forgotten about how classy he was.
Ruud van Nistelrooy.
Van Nistelrooy there too, but the other one, Berbatov.
Berbatov.
Dimitar Berbatov gets slept on because he was a bench player at Manchester United. Dimitar Berbatov could have started for damn near every other fucking team in Europe because Berbatov, he was deceptively quick on the ball, dribbling ability. He's better than most strikers. He gets slept on. Berbatov is fucking class. So I'm gonna go Bale by a hair, but it's not by much because Rooney was fucking class. It's just I think Sir Alex Ferguson ran him into the ground to get the titles and everything over, which is why it does help with that. But Berbatov on the ball was fucking class.
Believe that.
Root
Yeah,
or
for
not
me,
answering, that was insane. That's an insane question.
that's a really good question.
That's out of your fucking mind for a second.
Yeah, I'm impressed. And again, for me, I would have to say Bale only because I never saw Rooney at 16 at Everton. And I saw the majority of Bale's career, like the end of it at Tottenham and then him going to Madrid and just the madness that he did. So I would have to say Bale, but I can't. It's not going to be by a whole lot.
If Wayne Rooney's career would have lasted maybe 2 more years longer in his prime and not battling injuries from playing center midfield and all the different shit, I would say Rooney.
Yeah.
Bale, the thing with Bale for me was the reason why I'm choosing Bale is because of internationals. Wales should have never made a semifinal.
No,
Not
that
with
is
just
true.
him, Joe Allen, whatever other fucking scrubs they had on there.
Aaron Ramsey.
Yeah, Ramsey was a good. Ramsey was a very good midfielder.
No, I'm not.
But him, Joe Allen, and Bale should not have gotten, and that Ashley Williams, the defender.
Oh yeah,
them four should not have gotten Wales to a semifinal, which is pretty much the reason why I say, that it's that one. Would you say Cristiano was a better dribbler and better on the eye due to having great talent at Man United?
Yes.
Whereas at Madrid, no, I disagree.
Really?
I disagree. He became GA focused after that major injury at Real Madrid. I would say Cristiano Ronaldo from 2004 to about 2012, because I think 2013 was when he had the major knee injury at Madrid.
Did he tear his ACL?
I don't know if it was an ACL or if it was an LCL that he had, but there was a major injury that he had. My thing with Ronaldo is this: he became GA focused to score goals because that was the only way that Real Madrid was going to keep up with Barca. There's no, you could say what you want about it. If he wasn't, listen, Gonzalo Higuain was inconsistent at best at Real Madrid. Higuain was not that great at Real Madrid. Let's all just be honest here. And Karim Benzema was not allowed to be the Benzema that was at Olympique Lyon.
Facts.
He had to change his game and model his game to fit him. And plus, look at everybody in between that was there. Adebayor was a striker at Real Madrid. Klaas-Jan Huntelaar was a striker at Real Madrid. You had all these guys that were strikers at Real Madrid that didn't have enough goal scoring in them to keep that Real Madrid going against those Barcelona teams. He had to change his game to score more goals for them to have a chance of scoring. Because look, Mourinho had to jerry-rig Real Madrid to have that crazy season in 2011 to score that many goals to get over Pep. Past that, I think the next season Real Madrid won was either the 2015-2016 or 2016-2017.
2016-17. Yeah, because I think it was Barca won back-to-back, and then they
Barca won all
16...
them titles outside of Atletico. Atletico won 2014-2015 or
2013-14. Because he won the league.
Yeah.
I think he won the league at the Bernabeu that year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, no, he won it in Camp Nou, and obviously Gianni 14-15 Barcelona won the treble. So
correct, right? Okay,
yeah. No, so that's what I'm saying. When you look at it, the problem with Ronaldo is this: Ronaldo gets a lot of stick for that, but that injury and the fact that Real didn't have a consistent goal scorer for those years, he had to change his game to score goals. I know people use it against Ronaldo and everything like that, but you also have to take consideration of the facts. Higuain was brought in supposed to be this next big Argentinian goal scorer. He didn't do shit at Real Madrid.
No, he was actually terrible. I like Higuain, but
Karim Benzema was the hottest young talent in the world outside of Hatim Ben Arfa coming out of that Lyon academy at the time, and he had to change his game to make sure that he was scoring goals because, it just was what it was because of how great that Barcelona team was. So for me, I think Ronaldo gets a lot of bad stick that he changed his game to being more goal scoring heavy, but Real Madrid needed that to have a fight. If Cristiano Ronaldo played the same way that he did at Manchester United the entire time at Real Madrid, number one, he doesn't last because of that major injury, number one. But number two, they don't win that league title. They just don't. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They win the one with Jose because Jose rigged the team to make sure they were scoring crazy amounts of goals. Because isn't it like 91 GA or 91 goal differential was Real Madrid?
Yeah, they had 100 points, and I think they scored. How many goals did they score?
They still got
I
the
know they
record.
had 100
I think
points.
they still have the record for the most goals scored in La Liga in a single
I think
season.
they do, yeah.
So it's a catch-22 with that scenario. Big up Zier, my guy, every single time. Hope all
Yeah,
is
big
well
up
with my
Zier.
guy.
Yeah, they scored 121 goals.
Bloody
Yeah.
hell.
Yeah, they
Wow.
scored
Yeah,
100.
their goal difference was plus 89, which I believe is the highest.
That's incredible.
Yeah, that's the highest I believe in and by any La Liga team.
No,
in
no
history.
La Liga team is going to surpass them goals or
No,
goal differential because they were insane. They were an unstoppable machine that year. It just was what it was. I hear you that he was a better dribbler and all that, but the thing is this: you can look at dribbling success and all that nonsense with Ronaldo. The problem was you needed to get over the line because I'm sorry, Madrid up until that point, outside of the 90s, when Barcelona had Romario and all the killers that they had on that team with Romario, Stoichkov, Pep, Koeman, and that whole side. Barcelona's best period is Messi's era. Let's just be honest. It's Barcelona's best period is Messi's era. So, you had to do something in order to try to slow down the amount of trophies that Barcelona had. I mean, Barcelona, I don't know if they had more than 15 league titles before Messi came along. If I'm not mistaken.
So Messi came along, what was it, 2004, 2006.
04 was when he was starting to show, but 06 was when he really took off, especially
yeah.
after the World Cup that he had coming in for Argentina as a 16-year-old. But when you look at the amount of titles that they got, I mean, here they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. They had 16 titles, 17, 18. They had 18
Yep, they had
titles.
16 titles before Messi.
They had 16 titles before Messi, and
Yep.
they got 29 in total. So
Yes. Well, 26 at in total.
no, they got 20.
including
They have
Messi?
29. They have 29 La Liga titles.
Okay.
Oh no, okay, here, no. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say without Messi from 2004. Wow, actually, what?
They've won
From
three. They've won
2004
three.
to 2021. They only won 10 La Ligas. What?
Yeah.
That is nuts. That's freaking nuts.
Yeah,
What?
you only have here. You have 2 titles from Valencia, which was before Messi.
Right.
You have the odd, I think maybe 3 or 4 for Real, and you got 2
Yep.
from Atletico.
2 from Atletico.
That's it.
Shit. Fuck.
Real, Deportivo La Coruña, when they won the title, was way before Messi.
Yep.
So that's the thing. It was what it was with that. When you look at Trophy Hall, their single best period is Messi's era. So
Yeah, it has to be.
yeah,
But the fact that they won 10 titles in 17 years is insane.
yeah,
That's insane. What? Damn, I genuinely thought it was more than that. That is freaking nuts.
yeah, but
That's actually
that's just
freaking
league,
nuts.
brother. That's just league titles. You're leaving.
Oh,
out
I hear
the
that, but
fucking-
still, I know they
you're
did
leaving
I
out
know
Copa
they-
del Rey's.
No,
You
I know.
look
I
at-
hear
look
that.
at the
I know they did
Champions League.
They did a. They Didn't they win 6? They won 6 trophies in 08-09 because they won the treble and then they won the Super Cup and all this other stuff. And then again,
Yeah. Their most successful year, I think, as far as trophies in a season, I thought was Enrique though.
no,
the
because in
2014,
08-09 they did a 6-tup or whatever it's called. Because they won the treble and then they did and then they won the Club World Cup and all this other stuff. So yeah, that's probably the greatest era of Messi in Barcelona, that 08-09 team. It was disgusting. Yeah, and then 2014-15 they did a treble. And that was pretty much the last couple of years of Xavi and Iniesta. That was the last year of Xavi and Iniesta, at least in their prime. And then, yeah, I mean, I just can't believe they only won 10 league titles in that time. That is freaking nuts. Like, that's actually freaking nuts. I genuinely would have thought it was more than that, but wow.
Oh no, they've done 6 titles in a season twice.
What?
0809 and 2015, 2016. Because they didn't win. Yeah, because
Wow.
in what's it called? Where's the one that they've done 6 titles in a season twice.
Wow. Even though they didn't win the Champions League in 20. Wow, that's insane. That's actually insane. Wow. Yeah. Big up Gianni for being the encyclopedia. I genuinely thought they only did it once. That is wild. And if they did do it twice, it would have been the years they did the treble. But I guess they did it.
2015 was their treble as well under Enrique.
Yeah,
correct.
it was.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Because then he won everything as well. He won the Super Cup. He won the FIFA Club World Cup.
Yep.
So they but their golden period is messy with that. But that's why I'm saying, like, when you look at 20, I'm looking at it. You're right, Zero. It is just 5 for 2015. You're right. So
shit.
So
big up Zero.
0809. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it was the 6 tuple with
Yeah,
Pep
that's what it was.
Yeah.
6 tuple or
Yeah.
whatever it's called.
No, I miscounted. I'm looking at it right now. I miscounted on that one. Yeah. Good. Big up.
Oh, we
Zero.
did? Yeah,
But
big
that's-
up Zero.
But that's what I mean. That's why, like, the hate towards Ronaldo, you had to change and be more goal scoring in order to keep up with that Barcelona team. So he gets stick for it, but
Correct.
again, it's a catch. If he doesn't change his game and he's still a dribbler, he's risking more injuries to his knees at that period, and it's not guaranteed that Real's going to go on
Big
and
up
win.
Zero. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is freaking
Always
nuts.
be my legacy.
yeah, big up Zero.
Big up Zero, man.
Oh, my God.
Everybody in
Yeah.
the chat, if you're not subscribed, please go subscribe to Zero, man.
Please
Zero's
subscribe to Zero. He's my guy.
Because
And yeah, I think Bayern also did a 6 tuple as well. They won the treble in 2019-20, and then they won the Club World Cup and all that. So I think he's absolutely right with that.
Yeah, I think yes, I believe so.
Yeah. And Bayern also won the treble in 2012-13, which I forget. And I think
Yeah,
they
that
might have
was
done a 6 tuple as well. Yeah, that was
That was Heinkes.
Heinkes. Yes, yep, Heinkes. But wow, that is freaking nuts. Yeah, he also gets taste with this. Yeah, now that you say that, Gianni, go ahead.
Nonsense, which is why you were hearing people putting Salah and Bruno Fernandes in the cup. All I needed to hear was Bruno Fernandes. Sorry.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
Jesus.
I don't know how did he win? Did he win Premier League Player of the Year?
Yeah, he won Premier League Player of the Season. Yeah, he did.
Oh, why?
He
Oh,
didn't
so he
deserve
did
that.
break the record?
He didn't deserve
Yeah,
it.
he did break the record. 21 assists.
Yeah,
He got 21 assists. He broke the record, but either way, he didn't deserve Player of the Year. I'm sorry.
Oh,
he
no.
Played
God, no.
He played one fucking game a week.
He had a terrible start to the season as well. People seem to forget he had a terrible start to the season as well.
Player of the season.
I didn't play this season.
Player of the season should have
Okay.
either went to Declan Rice or David Raya for me. Not fucking.
Yeah.
Or Ryan.
Ryan
Ryan.
should have been the player of the
Assists and how
season.
he's
Or
good
Ryan
at with the
Cherky.
assists, but
Big up Jazz.
Big up
Big up
Jazz.
Jazz.
Big up
Big
Jazz.
up
problem
Jazz.
is, right,
The man, the myth, the Arsenal.
I just
what
feel
were you
like
gonna say,
Bruno
Quadra?
Fernandes gets hyped a little bit. I just feel like he gets a little bit of overhype. And people say to me, I think Bruno Fernandes overrated. They say I don't watch football. Bro, he gets overhyped. The guy is not better than David Silva. He's not better than
No.
Kevin De Bruyne. Not even
no
a
way.
chance.
No,
No
He's not,
way.
he's not. He's not better than Kaka. Let's be real. Someone told me that Bruno Fernandes
Oh
was better
fuck
than
no!
Kaka.
He's not
Oh, well, no.
Would you guys have Ozil ahead of
Oh, my
Bruno
days.
Fernandes? Would you guys have Ozil ahead of Bruno Fernandes?
Yeah, not even
Yes.
close.
Yeah.
Yeah, as well, yeah.
Come on,
Dude,
now.
let's be honest here. Mesut Ozil got pushed out of Arsenal because of the fact that he was speaking out about the Uyghur Muslims in China getting killed.
Yes.
Let's be
Yes.
honest about it. He was the one that was the first. He was the main voice talking about the concentration camps for the Muslims in China. That's why he got pushed out of because you got to look at it from this perspective. At that time when he was talking about it, that was when the Chinese market started becoming available and pumping a major amount of money into the NBA. And the Cronkies are owners of the Denver Nuggets. So you
Yes.
had people there that could reach out to the Cronkies to force them to push Ozil out of the club because it's a massive amount of income that comes in for everybody if you're tapping into the Chinese economy. The Chinese economy has always been a powerhouse in the last few years that's added a lot of money to all the different sports leagues and franchises when they like a player. So that's why Ozil got pushed out. Let's be honest about something. The game changed while Ozil was playing. Ozil, James Rodriguez were the last of the old school number 10s that were around that didn't make it out to see the full amount of time that they should have. David Silva was the last true number 10 that got a full amount of his career played in that proper position. The number 10 is a completely different position now than what it used to be. Now you got guys talking about Martin Odegaard's a good number 10. Martin Odegaard would be top 75 number 10s of all time because of how that position is supposed to be played as opposed to how managers try to play it now. That's the reason why. Ozil got put – Ozil and James Rodriguez, the game passed them by because they were not guys that could deal with they wouldn't track back and play the defensive side of the game, which is why they asked for it now. That's the whole reason why those guys can't play and the number 10 position is not what it was, because in the old days, all the number 10 did was float around.
Yes.
Two defensive midfielders, or like if you played a 4-4-2 diamond midfield, your two strikers would press, your midfield would press, your defense would sit, and the number 10 would wait to get on the ball, do hold up play, or link up with the striker.
I was about to say, link up with the striker. He'd always play the final ball to the striker.
He would play the final ball, but it's not just final ball for the number 10s. The more important thing was they did a lot more of the hold up play for the striker. They were the guy. Old school number 10s, like for example, you look at Napoli. Napoli, when we had Diego Maradona, they would give the ball up to Careca. Careca would give the ball back to Maradona. Careca would try to make runs for Maradona to find him, but Maradona would dribble with the ball to create enough space to where the team could move up. So he would influence the game there. He would still get the final ball to the striker, but hold-up play wasn't solely on the striker like what you see now with certain teams. The number 10 had a lot to do with that. They don't do that anymore. Same with I say I love it. He's one of my favorite players that I ever watched. If you look at Guti at Real Madrid,
yes.
Guti was the same way. Guti was not a defensive player. Guti would get on the ball, dribble about three guys, and find the final pass for whoever the striker was, mostly Raul, to feed for them to go forward and score goals. That's what number 10s were supposed to do. And they were supposed to be goal scorers themselves.
Facts.
So that's kind of the reason why it's like that. So yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 100%. And one of the problems with modern football, at least in my eyes, is that you don't see that position anymore. And if you do see that position, because football's gone to the way of pragmatism, the number 10 basically has to track back and help out on defense and just not be the player. That's why it's really
not only pragmatism, but look at the difference of how De Bruyne played. Look at De Bruyne at Wolfsburg versus Manchester City. Yes. De Bruyne at Wolfsburg was basically a second striker.
Correct.
When he went to City, he became a box-to-box 8 that was much more focused on going forward. Yes, De Bruyne could stick a tackle in, he could break up play, but he was more so asked to go forward as a number 8, which is why you see the main thing nowadays when you look at guys when they're trying to scout midfielders is to be more of a number 8, to be box-to-box. Like when we talk about the best midfielders, right? My personal opinion, if you were to play a 4-3-3 and you were to make a dream midfield right now, for me, my two midfielders to go forward and create is going to be Federico Valverde and Pedri. And then I'm going to have Vitinha as the holding 6.
Yep. Just going to sit there in front of the defense. But
when you look at Valverde is very good going forward, but he has the engine to go a million miles an hour, up and down, up and down, up and down. An old school number 10 ain't coming back. He's staying forward to score goals. The rest of your team has to be good in order to be able to protect the goal, which is what was required. Bob, this is a shout. Matt Letitia is fantastic.
Incredible.
That's not given the props that is due. RSV, you said it. I think Coutinho at Liverpool is better than Bruno.
Coutinho at Liverpool was a
Coutinho was
fucking
fantastic.
Batman. He was incredible.
I just feel like Bruno Fernandes gets hyped a lot by a lot of United fans. I think he's massively overrated, if I'm being totally honest.
This is why I hate. This is why I'm not a fan of United fans.
They talk about his goals and assists. He can't dribble. He has no tech, no vision, no nothing. All
And
they
he
talk
always
about is
knows.
assists.
No, he has vision. You know what I will give Fernandes?
He has vision though, but not.
He does
tech.
have vision, to be fair.
Fernandes for me, what I like about him is Fernandes is not scared to take a chance. Fernandes is not scared to try to. If you got a striker, if Fernandes is here, he's sitting behind the striker like Emblemo, for example, and Emblemo's going to make an overlapping run off of his left-hand shoulder. Fernandes is not going to be scared to put the ball between the two center backs to try to hit Emblemo on the run for Emblemo to shoot. A lot of guys in the number 10 position don't play that ball because everybody is so scared of maybe turning the ball over in the middle of the park to where the other team could have a fast transition. Fernandes don't care about that. He'll actually take the chances. That's what I do like about him. Overall, Plaja, you're 100% correct. Overall, his vision is not that great. But if Fernandes is able to pick passes at certain times of the game when the game's more open, that's where it benefits him. The other thing, though, too, and I will give him a little leeway, Fernandes has been playing majority in a team that is very pragmatic. Manchester United has been very pragmatic. The reason why he's looked so good this year is because Michael Carrick finally put a foot in all their ass and made them play a little bit more forward thinking. Now, here's what's going to be the telltale sign. If Fernandes isn't going to put up anywhere the amount of numbers next year because they're going to be playing in Europe and they're going to be playing more games instead of just one game a week, we will know the true Bruno Fernandes. If he comes in next year and he's only got about 6-7 goals, maybe only 12, 13 assists, you know that he's not a big-time player because he looked good when United played one game a week, rather than where the big boys, they're playing 60 games a year. That's where the difference is for me with Fernandes. I think Fernandes is a good player on a bottom, a tier less than the big five, because I'm not including Tottenham. I don't think
Tottenham.
Fernandes could stat pat at Manchester City in the big game. He would never show up.
No,
he would never show up.
He would not show up in the clutch time. He's more of like an Everton or a Brentford type player, like a tier less than. I don't even know if that's a tier less.
He didn't even step up in the Europa League final, bro. He never stepped up in 2 Europa League finals.
Again, facts. Which is
when
another.
He mattered, he didn't step up, and everyone seems to avoid that. Like when
and
he
don't show up international. He doesn't.
I was
going
to say, what has he done for Portugal? Because I can't remember a damn thing that guy's done for Portugal.
I'd have Bernardo Silva over Bruno all day long. I'd have Bernardo Silva over Bruno Fernandes if I'm being totally.
Oh, that's not even a debate.
Oh, come on, that's not even a debate.
Bernardo Silva is one of the best Premier League midfielders of all time, especially in the recent era. In my
opinion, you see him, look at him at Monaco too. Jesus Christ. The way he tore our midfield, he taught us how to play. He taught us that the ball is not round, is the round.
No, I'm
not
sorry,
square.
not Bernardo Silva. I'm sorry, David Silva.
David
Silva. Not Bernardo Silva. David Silva.
I love David Silva. You just couldn't get the ball off him. You literally couldn't get the ball off him.
Rob, for me, player of the year should have went to Raya or Rice. I'm sorry. Player of the year has to go to a player that wins. Again,
not necessarily.
Yes, it does. Yes,
not necessarily. Cherokie's literally been one of the best players in the Premier League.
Cherokee's been good for the second half of the season. Cherokee's been good for the second half of the. You can't show up.
But that's when he played, though. You can't not say that. No, he can't not say that just because he only played the second half of the season.
Nope, completely disagree. You have to. If you're going to be player of the year, you have to show up from start to finish. If Manchester City would have won the title, you may have an argument, because Cherokee would have been the difference maker. But
he wasn't there. But he wasn't there. He wasn't there.
He was there. He was left off because of Pep.
Right.
If you're being left off because of your manager, you're not in that conversation. Cherokee would have to do a Bruno here. Cherokee could have won. Cherokee could have been player of the year if City won, and if he did numbers similar to Bruno Fernandes in the second half of the season, then I would concede that to you. But not showing up and you didn't win and you didn't get to play for half the season, you're not in the conversation. For me, Rice or Raya should have been the two guys to win. That's my personal opinion. The only other one that I would have said is Gabriel Magalhaes, because Gabriel was immense the whole season for me.
That's fair.
So
That's fair.
I think Cherokee for me could have been like the NBA version of like the breakout player, the rookie of the year, because it's his first
Yes,
year.
okay, that's fair.
It's
That's
his
fair.
first year
I'll
in
give
the
you that.
Premier League. He didn't get the full run, but he showed up to be able to make it still a title challenge. I could have
Fair
given you that for Cherokee.
Okay,
But for
I will give
players,
you that. I will give you that. To be fair, I will definitely give you that.
if Nottingham Forest didn't fall off as bad as they did, Rob, I would hear you for a shout for Gibbs White.
Yeah, Gibbs
I would
White,
give you a
yeah.
shout for that.
That's a fair shout.
The other person is people may kill me for this, but Brian Mbeumo. I think Brian Mbeumo had a very good year. For him to make the jump, when you look at Kirkes going from Bournemouth to Liverpool and fell off, and Mbeumo came from Brentford to United and had some massive performances. Yes, his stats don't maybe live up to what people would look at, but he was very, very important to what ended up happening with Manchester United getting to where they were at. Because if Mbeumo went to a different team and they relied on Sesko, Manchester United is not in Champions League football, not let alone European football, in my opinion. I can hear it to a certain degree. I thought he was very helpful. I thought he was very dynamic to help out United. Again, but like Bruno, to like what Rob said, it's one game a week. And I hear it.
That's fair. I hear it.
I think Mbeumo, for what Carrick wanted to do and the bounce back that those guys all looked like, they looked like completely different players under Carrick than Amarin, which is why I look at that. The other guys that I would look at, I mean, Aston Villa, everybody got hurt from time to time, so I don't know if I could look at Villa. Rodgers didn't do enough, in my opinion, because of the fall off. Had Aston Villa stayed in the title race longer, you maybe have more of a shout of Rodgers. But I think Mbeumo did have a good – that's true too. Casemiro did have a brilliant –
Yeah, Casemiro has been brilliant the second half of the season. And yeah, Bruno's not the guy you build a team around. That's for damn certain. No way.
See, the thing with me, if I'm United, I'm selling his ass.
Oh, you have to.
He's been trying to leave
surprised they
United for
already.
like the last. He's been trying to leave United for like the last 2 seasons. It's always come up. Oh, I may go here, I may go there, and it's like you're still here. Yeah, you showed up. I would cash in and get rid of his ass. I see that, Bob. That's who I was gonna say was Tielemans. I think he's an outside shout because I thought Tielemans was absolutely brilliant for majority of the season for Aston Villa. My only holdback to saying him or Rodgers was because of the fact that they fell off. And yes, they finished fourth, but they did fourth before under Emery, which is why I wanted to hold back from saying Tielemans. But I hear you with that.
Yeah. Yes.
I agree with that too.
Completely agree.
On Bruno, because a lot.
And if I'm not mistaken, isn't Bruno their highest paid earner?
I would assume so.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I would assume so. I can't.
No.
No, maybe Casemiro.
Okay.
Because Casemiro was coming from Real. Yeah, Casemiro's their highest earner. I just looked it up.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Casemiro was on 350,000 pounds.
Yep.
Bruno Fernandes is on 300,000 pounds. Oh my God.
Oh,
Good
Jesus.
fucking look. 300. Jesus Christ.
That's man.
That's mental.
Crazy.
And they're still deciding, hey, do I want to leave? Do I want to? No. 300. No.
I will sell him.
I would sell him. 300,000
Yeah, I
pounds
would,
for
yeah.
what?
300,000 pounds a week is mental.
Yeah.
Oh, Taryn, please no. Please no.
Oh no, not Garnacho to Arsenal.
No.
Please, God, no.
No.
Please,
please.
God,
No.
no.
Terry. brother,
Don't you dare.
brother. No, don't do that.
Right.
Please
If
don't.
Garnacho
If he
goes
comes
to
to
Arsenal,
Arsenal,
I'm
I'm not
rooting. If
watching
Garnacho
Arsenal
goes to,
Football
if
Club
you
again.
speak this into existence, I'm rooting for the Spurs. Do not do this. Do not do this.
No, do not do this, please.
Do not do this. You
Don't
know
do
the
that,
Knicks and the
please.
Bulls got a fucking rivalry. I'm putting that to the side because the Chicago kid Jalen Brunson is with you guys. I'm rooting for the Chicago
I'll
kid to
support a
lead the
different
Knicks.
team with
Don't do
Garnacho
that, bro.
to
Do
Arsenal.
not do that
Better
shit.
not. You better not. Nah.
While West Ham in the Championship.
Shit. I mean, Garnacho has to be. I'm actually curious. Who is the worst footballer or the worst player you've ever seen? Because this guy Garnacho has to be the worst player.
Odegaard is one of the worst footballers I've ever seen as well.
Yeah,
Our captain.
Garnacho is the worst as well.
Jeez. Nah. Like I can't think of any worse player than Garnacho. I'm genuinely struggling. I'm struggling here.
Who's that bum they got from Shakhtar Donetsk? He's up there too. The one that's banned for the
Mudryk.
Mudryk's up there too.
Mudryk. Oh,
yeah.
Mudryk.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Bob,
guy
Bob
that's-
said it.
Glad we
Bob
didn't
said
sign
it.
him.
I remember.
Glad we didn't
Oh
sign him.
my god.
I'm so
he
glad that we got
was
Trossard ahead of this guy.
He is a fucking bomb.
Worst
Damn.
player I've ever seen. That's a good one.
Question that.
Thank you. Because I'm terribly sorry, but Garnacho has to be the worst player. Like,
Yeah,
the only
worst-
reason why
worst
people even
player
talk
ever.
about him is because of the volley he scored. Congratulations. No,
yeah.
Zidane scored a goal where Zidane basically did the, what's the goal called? He basically had to volley it. No,
No, who's the little fuck? The Italian, who's the little fuck that went to Toronto?
oh God,
Jovinko.
Jovinko.
Jovinko's one of them too. Sebastian Jovinko's one of them too.
Worse than Garnacho?
Uh-huh.
Jesus.
Mudryk is probably the biggest disaster. Rob
He
ain't
is.
lying with
Yeah,
that.
that's
You ain't
true, that's
lying.
That motherfucker.
Yeah.
Mudryk is a bum. For him to go for $6 million
Stinks.
and he gets banned for
Absolutely
4 years.
Stinks.
That dope test, man. He
Yeah.
tested positive on that test, man. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Oh,
What did he
man.
what did he test positive for? Was it steroids?
Yeah,
Okay.
what did he test positive for?
Was it cocaine or something?
He tested positive in a doping test. It's a
Doping
doping test. He got tested positive.
What the hell?
Jovinko was decent at one point. Bob, he was decent in America. He couldn't cut it. He couldn't cut it in Serie A, man. He was on Juventus solely because the motherfucker was a midget. And as soon as you put a pinky on him in the box, he flopped like worse than Gilchrist Alexander for OKC.
OKC East.
So Jovinko's up there for me.
Jesus. Worse than Garnacho?
I thought it was Coke. Might be confusing with Muta.
Oh, me too. Oh, yeah, me too. Yeah, me too.
Oh, man.
He was a baller, though. He just couldn't
Yeah,
stop
he was-
freaking partying.
Oh yeah, I remember.
I remember
Cokehead,
me
the
too, yeah.
midfielder from Atletico. Yeah, he was a baller.
No, Adrian Mutu was with Fiorentina
Oh.
and Chelsea.
Never
Yeah,
mind.
yeah.
He was a number 10. He was insane.
Never mind.
Skill wise, one of the best guys on the ball I've seen in a long time.
Sure.
But couldn't stop partying. Couldn't leave this alone. That motherfucker was showing up that motherfucker was like the Romanian version of Diego Maradona. He was showing up. He was showing up and doing key bumps at fucking halftime.
Like Dennis Rodman in the NBA, just going to Vegas and gambling and betting. Yeah, Jesus. Shit.
Salah will go down as one of the best goal scorers that the EPL has ever seen, but he ain't in my top 10 players in EPL history. I'll be honest with you. I don't think Mohamed Salah is top 30 EPL players.
Wow. So Thierry Henry, Kun Aguero, David
Thierry
Silva.
Henry.
Yep.
Well, here we're
Wayne Rooney.
We're going back some ways because we got to talk about some of the legends.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Tony Adams.
Outside of even Tony, he's not better than Bobby Charlton. He's not better than him. He's not. He's not better than Bobby Charlton. He's not better than
Robbie Fowler.
not better than
No.
he ain't better than him.
John Barnes.
He's not better than John Barnes.
John Barnes, yeah.
Kevin Keegan.
Not for me. Keegan, Keegan's better than him.
Ian Rush.
That's who I was thinking.
What
He's
about
nowhere near
Patrick Berger? He played for
nowhere
Liverpool.
near better than Ian Rush. Nowhere
Oh
near.
yeah, nowhere.
Nowhere near better than Ian Rush. Nowhere near.
Fuck.
Here, Mohamed Salah doesn't get into
No.
the Liverpool team of the 70s and 80s. He doesn't
No,
get into
no,
that.
no way.
He doesn't get
No
into
way.
that. He's not, for me personally, I'm taking Aiden Hazard over Mohamed Salah.
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
would
that's
take
not.
him.
Yeah,
Eden
that's
Hazard,
not.
he
That's
was-
fair. That's totally
Yeah,
fair.
he was
I'm
brilliant at
taking
Chelsea.
Aiden Hazard over him.
I'll
If
take
we're talking
Gonzo
about
over.
football, if we're talking about footballing ability, I am more impressed with what Luis Suarez did at Liverpool than Mohamed Salah.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah,
Luis
even though he
Suarez-
didn't win the Prem.
Even Morris had better technical ability than
I
Mo Salah.
was just going to say Salah's not even in the same ballpark as Riyad Mahrez. Not even
No way.
close. Not even close.
Riyad Mahrez was just
Not even
absolute-
close.
He's disgusting.
Here, if we're just
Absolutely
talking about
insane.
skills on the ball, Joe
Yeah.
Cole will slap the shit out of Mohamed Salah.
Even did Scott Gomper.
He's
He
not
has
better
this-
than Loco, no. He's not
He ain't
better.
better than David Villa.
Yeah, but we're talking EPL. I'm
okay.
keeping it strictly to England.
Oh,
Yeah,
Pedro.
he's-
Then.
But he's not.
Pedro
But he's not
plays
here.
for
He's
Chelsea.
not better than Ryan Giggs.
No,
Ronaldo, he's not better than CR7.
I'm not. Yeah,
nowhere
I'm not
near.
taking CR. I'm not taking him over
not better than
CR7.
Rooney.
He's not better than Rooney. He's not
Pedro,
better than. He's not better than.
Tevez.
He's not better than Ruud van Nistelrooy.
Not better than Tevez. What?
If he's thinking.
No, Tevez is better.
I was about to say you have to think
I'm
about
just
that.
not.
One?
I'm not a fan of Carlos Tevez like that.
Fair enough, but seriously, you have to think about that. That's frightening.
He's not better. He's not better than Kenny Dalglish.
Nope.
No.
He's not better than what's his name? He's not better than George Best.
Oh, no way.
No.
Jesus.
Uh, not better than Bobby
He's not
Chow.
better than Bale, is he?
He's not better than Dennis Bergkamp.
No.
He's not better
No
than
way,
Dennis.
no way.
He's not better than Alan Shearer.
Gareth
Nope.
Bale.
Better than Robert Perez.
Roy Keane.
Yeah, no, good shout, Jim. He's definitely not better than Robert Perez. Definitely not better than Robert Perez. I would even make the argument, even though he didn't score goals like that. I don't know if I'm taking him over Freddie Youngberg. My personal opinion.
What about Sanchez?
Not even me. Alexis Sanchez? No.
Yeah.
He's not better than
Oh hell
No,
no.
no, it's not better than Alexis Sanchez.
What about Roy Keane?
No.
No.
Yeah, no way.
Not better than
No
Keane.
way.
He's for damn sure not better than Paul Scholes.
No.
Damn sure not better. Even
He's not better than Gerrard. Let's be real. He's not better than Gerrard.
Oh hell no.
No, hell no.
who's the African midfielder that went from Barca to Manchester City?
Yaya Toure.
He's not
Oh,
better,
yeah,
He ain't better than
Toure.
Yaya
better than
Toure.
Yaya Toure.
No way is he better than Yaya Toure. Big up Yaya
No,
Toure.
no way.
He's not better than Yaya Toure.
This is
I
another
think-
shot.
I
He ain't
think-
better
I
than
would
he ain't
say
better
that
than
Sadio Mane is better
Makalele.
than
Claude
Mo Salah.
Makalele.
Yeah,
No way is he
I
better
would
than
say
Claude
I would
Makalele.
agree with you there. I think Sadio Mane is better than Mohamed Salah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, well, definitely.
Another shout.
Roberto
He ain't better than Claude
Firmino.
Makalele. I don't know if people remember.
No, he ain't better than Makalele.
He's
No.
better than Roberto Firmino.
If you're going down, okay, here, let's limit it. Let's wind it back. Strictly
Let's do it.
attackers. Strictly attackers will leave center mids and defenders out of it. Strictly attackers. He's not better than Henry. He's not
Nope.
better than Bergkamp. He's not
Nope.
better than Alan Shearer. He's not
Nope.
better than Ian Rush. He's
Nope.
not better than John Barnes. He's
Nope.
not better than, for me, he's not better than Liam Brady. He's not even, he can't tie Liam Brady's fucking shoes. So
He also can't tie
he
Robbie
ain't better than,
Fowler's shoes.
he's
I'm
not better
sorry.
than Rooney.
Nope.
He's not better than Rooney. He's not better than Ronaldo. He's not better than Giggs. He's not better than Van Nistelrooy.
Tevez. I know you don't like him, but Tevez.
Tevez is I don't like Tevez, so I'll pass on Tevez for that.
Even Kun Aguero, he doesn't lace Kun Aguero's shoes.
He's not better than Kun Aguero.
Beckham.
No,
Oh,
not
hell
Better than Beckham.
not even close. Here, I'll be honest with you. He ain't better than Haaland. He's not better than Erling Haaland, in my opinion. He's not better than Erling Haaland. We said Eden Hazard.
Sadio
We did.
Mane.
Sadio Mane.
I personally will take Sadio
Mane, yeah.
Mane over
Coutinho. He's not better than Coutinho.
No, I'm taking
No,
Coutinho.
he's-
No, I
he's not-
see. For me, I wish that would have remained, and I would have liked to see Klopp with that. But the problem
Same.
was Barcelona was giving you 120 fucking million for Coutinho, so you had to sell him. But I would have loved to seen Coutinho,
Coutinho, Mane, and Coutinho, Mane, and Firmino. He's
absolutely.
got the chemistry with Firmino and Coutinho, and then Mane is just a
Firmino,
joke of a
he
player.
Here, he's not better than Matt Letizia.
No.
No, he's not better
He's
than
not
Drogba.
He's not better than Drogba. I'm taking Eden Hazard and Joe Cole over Mohamed Salah, my personal opinion.
Yeah.
He's not better than my boy. I can't believe I just forgot his name. He's not better than Gianfranco Zola. He is nowhere near better than
No,
Gianfranco
no.
Zola. Nowhere near better than him.
How many players did we just name? We must have named like
Sterling.
16 players.
He's better than Sterling.
No, he's better than
He's
Sterling.
better
Sterling
than
ain't what
Sterling.
the fuck.
The
Sterling
reason
ain't what
why
fuck.
I would take Salah over Sterling is because Sterling looked good because of all of the players.
all
that he had
KDB.
around him. When
Yep.
you look at Sterling, when it was time to show up, Sterling never showed up. Look at oh fuck, who did they lose to in
Monaco.
quarterfinal in COVID?
Leon.
It was Monaco.
Leon.
Leon.
Oh, Leon.
Sterling
That's
missed them
right.
two
Yes, I'm
wide
sorry.
open chances when the
Yes.
goalie was out, and he said he kicked the fucking ball into Munich. With how high he kicked the goddamn ball. They're playing in fucking England. The ball got sent to fucking Munich because of that scumbag.
Also Old Trafford.
Yeah. No. He's out. Salah's better than Sterling. He's better than Sterling. And then who was that other motherfucker that was the striker for Liverpool at that time?
Was it Daniel Sturridge?
He's better than Sturridge.
Sturridge.
I don't rate Daniel Sturridge for
No,
anything.
What about Son? Heung-min Son. Do you think Salah's better than Son?
No. What?
That's a tough one.
Yeah,
No,
that's a
no,
tough-
I'm taking. You know what? I'm taking Son and I'm taking Harry Kane.
Oh, you have-
Yeah, I'd say them both, yeah.
Harry Kane's one of the best attackers in the world.
Yeah.
Michael Owen's better than him.
Yeah, Michael Owen's better.
I was
than
going
him.
to say that, not goal, yeah.
Iron Robin.
Yeah,
Way better than fucking Salah. Way better.
Ribery.
Great Bellamy.
Here's the thing. I think that is the only player that I think that is the perfect player to compare Mohamed Salah to is Arjen Robben. Because if you look at the profile of the both of them can't use their right foot for shit. It's strictly left foot for the both of them. The problem is you could stop Salah. You know what Robin's going to do, and you can't stop him. You can't stop him. That's why for me, it's not even a debate. Who's the French guy for Manchester United in the 90s? Eric Cantona. He's nowhere near
Cantona,
nowhere near Cantona's level. Honestly, attacking wise, I think you can legitimately say that Salah is maybe not top 25 overall players in the Premier League, just in attackers. That's not even getting into midfielders and everything else. That's my opinion. Salah,
No, you're absolutely right. We just named like 20 players that are better than him. It's insane.
I don't think the problem with Salah is exactly what you saw last 2 years ago now when Liverpool won the title. Salah had to be given the freedom to not come back and defend and to be able to strictly go forward and score goals, to utilize all his energy for that. Everybody else that we just named has helped out defensively from time to time where Salah is useless. Like even look, Eden Hazard, when you compare it, look at how well Hazard fit into Conte's system at Chelsea when he came in, when he played that 3-4-3, where he asked Hazard, listen, I need you to do a little bit of defending, but I need you to go forward. Salah was asked to do no defending, and Hazard and Chelsea destroyed the fucking league when they won with Conte, whereas Liverpool won because mismanagement by Edu and Arteta last year, and City shit the bed with all the fucking injuries. Now, the flip side of what you could say is I blame, again, I'm not a Liverpool fan, so this is going to come off crazy, but I blame Klopp for them not winning them 2 other Premier League titles because Klopp's style of play was running Liverpool into the ground. Now,
Yes.
the get out of jail free card for Klopp was that Liverpool was not spending crazy amounts of money to add better depth to that Liverpool run that they had, because legitimately Liverpool should have won 3 Premier League titles with Klopp. They
Yep,
just ran out of-
2019, 2022, and I forget the
Yes.
and then 2020.
what was the year where it was the 97, 98 or 98,
18,
97?
19,
19.
They drew to
Liverpool
Leicester
was,
City, by the way. They
Liverpool
drew
was
that
7
Leicester game, yeah, I remember.
Liverpool was 7 points ahead of you guys.
Yep.
And they gave it away.
Yep.
And then the year when they lost to the Champions League final 1-0 to Real Madrid, they were ahead of you guys.
3-1 actually, but yeah.
They were
Yeah.
in
Oh,
line.
yeah, 2022. Yeah.
Yeah, they were in line to go for a quadruple, and I think the only thing they won was the League Cup that year, and they
No, they
again,
won the FA Cup
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
FA
the league
Cup,
and the
okay.
FA
Yeah,
Cup.
they did the
But
cup double.
they were 7 or 8 points ahead of Manchester City that season as well. And
Thrown
because of
away.
the style of play of what Klopp demands, they ran out of gas. So you could argue that Liverpool should have. You could argue that Salah should be on 4 or 5 Premier League titles, but wasn't.
Right.
And that also comes into the same thing. While yes, the guys were gassed because it's Klopp style and everything else, they also didn't show up when they needed to get the points over the line to stay ahead of City. So
Yeah, they didn't show up in the clutch time.
yeah. So there's for me, I think Salah, while I respect the guy, I think he's a decent player. I don't think he's what people try to hype him up to the next level is. I just don't. I think he lacks a little bit to get in there. I think numbers, the thing about it nowadays is people look at stats way more than what they need to when it comes to football, because there's plenty of players. Jez says Ted Drake. There you go. There's another one as well. So we're for me, I think that's the thing. I think Salah is one of these new age players where people overinflate the stats of the players nowadays to put them in conversations that they're not supposed to be. And that's my honest opinion. So
Just like Bruno Fernandes at Man United, just putting up stats. Everyone's looking
Yeah.
at his stats, and
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They don't look at the overall body of work that these guys do.
No, it's you know what it is.
Tell me.
It's they go with the stats over the eye test because they know if you go by the eye test, there's different conversations for different players. And those conversations then make people uncomfortable because now you have to bring in the other stuff where stats can't justify it. Somebody will say, oh, his dribbling completion of getting past somebody is shit. Well, if you're trying to dribble somebody every time you get the ball, yeah, you're more prone to screwing up, but at least you have the balls to go ahead and do it. You know what I mean? Like there's going to be, I guarantee you, like there will be people in 5 years' time trying to argue that Raheem Sterling should be one of the best wingers in Premier League history because of there's people who make that argument. There's people who try to make that argument. Yes. But that's again, that's the realm that you're dealing with here, where people overconflate numbers in order to make up for it, because like what Tigre is saying, and shout out to Tigre, they don't watch the games.
Nope.
They go off the numbers. If you look at certain players, their numbers are phenomenal. But if you look at the eye test in general, they're not as good as what the numbers say. And that's across the board for all sports. So it's how you look at the game. Again, for me, I'd rather look at a magician. I'd rather look at somebody who's got it all. Bruno Fernandes can't dribble for shit. Bruno Fernandes is not going to be that the Mavericks. He's not a Maverick player for me. He's not in that. When you got a number 10 who's a Maverick, look at Zidane, for example. Zidane don't have crazy numbers like some other guys, but Zidane,
No, I don't even know what his GA was.
easily top 10 greatest players that ever touched the fucking field. But that's where the difference is. Because guys don't have the numbers. Like now, like when you talk about people with GA, okay, if GA is your whole argument, that means Harry Kane's better than Diego Maradona. Sorry, that ain't the case.
No.
If we're
Let's
going,
be real, Ryan Cherky has better technical ability than Bruno Fernandes. He has better first touch, his vision, he has everything.
listen, for me,
He also has the GA to back it up.
Ryan Cherky for me is the most entertaining player to watch in the Premier League.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Tigre.
Once he lost his pace, everybody realized how shit fucking Sterling was. That's exactly my point.
He fell after the 21-22 season when he went to Chelsea, and that's when his career fell apart.
Is he retired now?
No, he actually got in trouble. He actually got in trouble for drug possession in the Netherlands.
God,
What?
Yeah, he got arrested like 2-3 weeks ago before the season was over. He got in trouble for like drug possession and shit.
Oh my
I feel
god.
sorry for the guy. He had a good career, but then he just fell apart.
I don't. The guy was
Yeah, you didn't
horrible.
rate him? You didn't rate Sterling at sea? I thought he was decent.
No.
It's not decent. He's not
KDB
decent.
gave his ass a career. Oh my god, the guy was.
Watch, you see this? You see this fat? You see this fat ass stomach? If my fat ass was given a year and a half to train and I was 10 years younger, I could score that amount of goals. If I had Kevin De Bruyne and Ilkay Gundogan and David Silva fucking force feeding the ball to me like the way fucking Raheem Sterling was getting. Sterling could score easy goals. When it comes to the difficult moments, here, when did Raheem Sterling ever show up for England?
Zero.
Never.
Never. When crunch time came for England, Raheem Sterling was a ghost. When it came to crunch time for City, it was Ilkay Gundogan or it was fucking Kevin De Bruyne or David Silva or Kun Aguero was scoring goals. It wasn't him.
Facts.
Again,
His dive against Shakhtar, it's one of the worst dives you'll ever see. He should dive against
Oh
Shakhtar.
my god. Yeah, the
You-
game he dived in was there was the Barca game against in 2016. The guy dived when freaking what was his name? Oh yeah, Samuel Umtiti thought he fouled. No, it was a dive. It's a clear
bro,
dive.
again, the Lyon game. The goalie was out of the fucking 6-yard box. It was a wide open net and he skied it. He was here. If the phone was the goal, Sterling was right here, the ball ended up here.
That's a garbage.
They're still looking for the fucking ball. The ball's still in orbit. The ball's still in orbit. It might be in the same it might be getting closer to the moon than it is coming back to the pitch. He's shit, dude.
I'd rather have Son over. I would have Son Mane over Sterling all day.
100%.
Oh, you come on now. Like this was
I
me
mean-
10 years ago. If you look at this 10 years ago and I got in better shape, no, I'm better than Raheem Sterling. No,
Raheem
no.
Sterling's trash.
He sucks. He stinks, mate.
You don't think he
He
was a legend at your
absolutely-
club? He won trophies at your club. He was this.
I don't give a fuck
No.
what he's won. He stinks, mate.
No,
He's another one for the worst player I've ever seen. He
see
sucks.
here, honestly, Raheem Sterling for me was better at Liverpool as a
He was.
youngster than what he was at City. I thought he showed more promise at Liverpool in the way him, Sturridge, and Luis Suarez were able to interchange and work with one another going forward than what he was at City. At City, for me, he was just the beneficiary of a fantastic midfield. I didn't think
Completely
he was
agree.
I don't think Sterling was that good.
No,
In my opinion. When shout out Lee Gunner, when he says
Big up
that
Lee Gunner.
Sterling owes majority of his money to Kevin De Bruyne because of all the assists De Bruyne got, he's 1,000,000% spot on because he's dog shit.
100%.
Yeah.
He's dog shit.
Do you remember his miss against Burnley, Chike? Do you remember his miss against Burnley in 17-18?
I remember the biggest one I remember was the miss against Lyon. It was 6 yards. He's not
Not
even.
even. He was next to the post with no goalie in there. He shot it over. And then what was the what was the other wide open? Oh, the Monaco matchup.
Oh
in
yeah, I was about to say the Monaco matchup.
One-on-one, he was one-on-one with the oldest center back, with Raggi, the Italian center back, Andrea Raggi, that was with Monaco. He
I remember
beats
that.
him in the dribble because Raggi was basically in the retirement home, at the time when he was getting carted out in a wheelchair to show up for Monaco. He gets wide open with just him and the goalie, and he shot the ball for Monaco and sent it to fucking Paris.
I think most of Sterling's goal was tap-ins from when Kevin De Bruyne put it in the box. It was just tap-ins.
Yeah.
All of his goals are tap-ins.
He's a tap-in merchant.
He
That's all
literally is a
was
tap-in
tap-in
merchant.
All he was.
And that's not even a diss at Haaland, but at least Haaland could actually beat you. No. Fuck Raheem Sterling. He's a jag-off.
Fuck Hoyland. You don't know how mad I am that Napoli paid $50 million for that fucking bum.
No, he's a jag. I was talking about Haaland.
Mahrez is levels ahead of
Haaland.
Sterling, by the way.
Haaland is a jag-off. No, I think
honestly, I think Riyad Mahrez is better than a lot of guys in Premier League history, in my opinion. I think Riyad Mahrez is better than a lot of guys. First of all, his technical ability. Yeah, that's another one, Rob. Overmars is better than Salah.
Oh yeah, Marco
Overmars is better than Salah. But I think Riyad Mahrez is better than a lot of players. First of all, the guy was unplayable in the Leicester City year. He was insane.
It was ridiculous.
Go from Leicester City to Manchester City, and you took your game. It wasn't like a fall off. You know, that's another thing to why I look at guys like Salah. The funny thing that I look at Salah as well is Salah at Rome. He wasn't putting up the numbers at Rome because people knew how to play defense. The problem was with Salah is he caught the Premier League off guard with how fast he was. But nobody was really scouting him like that with what he was doing at Rome. Because at Rome, all he was a pace merchant. What's his name was better than him? The Italian kid with the mohawk from Milan.
Oh, El Shaarawy.
El Shaarawy was better than Salah.
Oh yeah, El Shaarawy, yeah.
El Shaarawy was better than Salah. El Shaarawy showed up in bigger games for Rome than than what Salah did. So I don't. You know, that's the thing with me with Salah. I'm not sold on him because I saw him in Italy and he was all he was fast. That was
You'd have Totti over Salah, won't you, Gianni? You'd have Totti over
That's
Salah.
not even a debate. They're not even a debate. Listen, for me, I think Francesco Totti is the best attacking Italian player of all time. I think he's better. Yeah. I think he's better than Roberto Baggio. Now, maybe I'm biased because of Baggio's time at Juventus and everything else, and because of the World Cupness, but what Totti did for Rome is way bigger than what Baggio did.
Yeah, I've seen Totti play. Yeah.
What about Pirlo?
Different player. He's a defensive midfielder. If you're talking about strictly attacking players like here, there's Baggio. I'm telling you right now, Salah's not better than Del Piero. Del Piero fucking smokes fucking Salah. Smokes his ass. The little guy, the Neapolitan that played for Udinese, he scored Antonio Di Natale. He's better than Mohamed Salah. Antonio Cassano. When Cassano was acting like a fucking nutcase, acting crazy all the damn time, he was better than Salah. Same with if you're talking about potential, Salah couldn't tie Mario Balotelli shoes. Balotelli, when he was on, was fucking insane. But Salah's not better than them either. So
what's the other Italian that headbutted Zidane?
No, Zidane headbutted Materazzi.
That's who.
Yeah.
Materazzi's an ass.
Yeah, because
I know.
something about
but he ain't better. He's better than Mohamed Salah. I'm sorry. Come on, Mal.
Well, if you're looking at positions, that's up for a debate. But yeah, Materazzi was a nutcase.
No,
Materazzi was a fuck. But here, if you're going back to strictly wingers, Tigre, I agree with Ricardo Quaresma. For me, Quaresma was actually supposed to be better than Cristiano Ronaldo. Yes. He just didn't care.
Nope.
He just didn't care. But listen, guys, I'm going to let you guys go. We will be back tomorrow for the Around the League show with Taryn. We will be, I guess, from what it looks like, we'll be doing a watch along with the New York Knicks and the San Antonio Spurs.
Let's go. Let's go.
But we'll see what ends up happening. you know, I'm partial to the New York Knicks right now because of Jalen Brunson. It's funny that a Chicago kid's got to carry New York to win a title. it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because we're the but listen, guys, I appreciate all you guys hopping on the channel every time. Appreciate you guys always giving me your time. We will be doing a call-in show. I think either we may be doing a call-in show Saturday or Sunday. We're going to wait to see if any more of these transfers go through or anything else. We will see. I think there's supposed to be some more information being dropped on this game-fixing scandal in Italy within the next 2 days. So if that's out, we will be covering that. Yeah, it's a bad situation right now in Italy. So we will see what ends up happening. But big up to all you guys. Big up to all the legends in the chat. Tigre, Godfather, Jazz, Benji, Rob, Bav, and everybody, BBK, all the legends that stopped by for the conversation today. Hope all you guys have a good weekend. If I don't see you guys for the Around the League show with Taryn, I'll see you guys on the next call-in show. And yeah, man, I hope you guys have a blessed weekend.
Take care. Have a good day.
Take care, guys.